Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ariel Helwani Show!
Back in your life on this Monday, March 10th, 2025. Hello again, everyone. I sure hope you're doing well. It's great to be back on this post-pay-per-view Monday. Our clocks have sprung forward, at least here in North America. I believe in the UK, you do it on March 31st. So for the next few weeks, if you're joining us from that corner of the world, UK, Ireland, etc., other parts too, we may be coming on an hour earlier for you. Right now, it's 5 p.m. in the UK. Usual start time, 6 p.m. Do you understand why? Because we did the clock forward thing yesterday. Now, I love it. One less hour of sleep. Everyone very groggy this morning, but that means the days get longer. And summer is around the corner. Were you groggy? Were you groggy this morning, Frank?
Yeah, a little groggy, a little grumpy.
That explains a lot. When I came in, everyone was
just showed up like 30 seconds ago because I think he forgot.
All out of sorts.
He was like, I had to update my computer. I'm like, no.
Nah, BT, yeah. No. We're calling Cap. It's okay. I mean, I did give him a heads up yesterday and, went out of my way to do that. Actually, we were talking because over the weekend, I don't know if you guys saw the Tricky Trees from Nottingham happened to pick up a big win over Manchester City on Saturday morning. So my weekend really started off in the finest of forms. And then, of course, we got into UFC 313. And, well, we have a lot to discuss as far as UFC 313 is concerned. And I would like to say this right here and now, Frank. Actually, I do have some breaking news. I have to apologize. I have to apologize to the audience, and I have to apologize to one fighter in particular. This is a shoot. This isn't a work. This isn't a gimmick or anything like that. I need to offer an apology at the very start of the show. Before I get to that apology, let me tell you about today's program. Back into the show, we'll be joined by our old friend Dillon Danis, who, of course, returns to action on March the 29th, AO Arena in Manchester. It's a Misfits pay-per-view. He is finally, it appears, going toe-to-toe with the great KSI. This is a fight that was supposed to happen a couple years ago. It did not come to fruition. And this is the third time that he visits us in studio. Now, there was one reunion of sorts post-Logan Paul fight in November of 2023 when we had our Helwani Roadshow in New York City the day before the MSG card. But this is round 3 as I'm billing it. First time, it was quite the intense one. Second time, a little less so, but still some haymakers were thrown. Third time around, let's see what happens. So he's 19 days away. He'll be joining us in studio at 3 o'clock. Grab the popcorn, strap on your seatbelt, do what you need to do. It should be interesting. It always is when he stops by. 2:30. We'll be joined by the great Jiri Prochazka. You may have seen him pop up in the news on Saturday night in the aftermath of UFC 313, the former UFC light heavyweight champion. We will talk to him about what transpired on Saturday night in Las Vegas and where he goes from here. Always great to talk to the one and only Jiri Prochazka, the pride of the Czech Republic. And at 2 o'clock, Mauricio Ruffy, who had the knockout of the night, who had one of the performances of the night, no doubt, and I feel very confident in saying will be one of the finalists, if not the winner of our KO of the Year award in January of 2026, because his knockout of Bobby Green is one of the all-time best in the history of the UFC. Shades of Edson Barbosa back at UFC 142 against Terry Edom in January of 2012, 13 years ago. And I love the fact that we posted it on our Uncrowned Instagram page, and the top comment was Edson Barbosa commenting on it with, I think, a fire emoji or something like that. I mean, that's just amazing. Barbosa's still kicking it, still in the UFC, still a player. And here's another member of the Fighting Nerds squad picking up a win. They're on fire right now. From Caio Borralho to Mauricio Ruffy to Gian Silva to Carlos Prates. Silva and Prates were in fine form at the press conference on Friday for 314. Gian Silva stole the show, if you ask me. Bryce Mitchell did a great job as well. We'll get into that as well. They had that press conference before the official weigh-ins, the ceremonial weigh-ins on Friday afternoon. So much going on, and especially in the aftermath of 313, and especially in the aftermath of the TKO boxing news and all the other craziness in the sport of mixed martial arts. By now you know that there is a new UFC light heavyweight champion. By now you know his name is Magomed Ankalaev, or as the kids are calling him these days, Big Ank. I didn't know that. I didn't catch that memo, but it happened. It is a thing, and they're running with it. And I don't hate it. Maybe it's like, when the kids call me Unk. I don't know, but it's something, and it's something to grab onto. Now, he beat Alex Pereira on Saturday. This is a fight that really the UFC did not want to make. They did everything in their power not to make it, but at one point it became inevitable. He had to fight. This is the way sport goes. This is the way a proper fighting league, quote unquote, should conduct itself. And the guy who had the longest winning streak, the guy who had beaten all the people put in front of him, except for that one draw against Jan Blachowicz, that guy needed to fight for the belt. And we said last week that this felt like the last big test for Alex Pereira before he really cashes in. And does he cash in against the likes of John Jones, who was campaigning to fight him back in November? Does he cash in against the likes of Tom Aspinall? Does he cash in against the likes of Alexander Usyk? Does he cash in based simply on the premise that he could become the first three-weight world champion in UFC history, 85, 205, and 265? It felt like if he gets by this test, which a lot of people thought would be his toughest, against a guy who has a skill set that a lot of people think would be his kryptonite, the wrestling, the grappling, and maybe not the most popular fighter in the UFC, but a very talented and durable fighter. If he got by that test, a massive pot of gold awaits him. And he was the underdog going into the fight. And we also talked about the UFC having a star problem and how it would be a disaster, a nightmare for them to a degree if their big dog, they're honestly right now, as far as active fighters are concerned, their most popular fighter loses against a not so popular fighter. I was trying to think of a comparison. RDA, Anthony Pettis, I'm not quite sure. Juliana Amanda Nunes, no. Matt Serra, GSP, maybe to a degree, but I don't know if there's ever been this big of a gap between the new champion and the old champion in terms of popularity. Now, this isn't just a popularity contest. This isn't WWE. You have to put on the fights. May the best man win. And as I said last week, I believe to Ade, the UFC is not waking up on this Monday saying the sky is falling. However, I will say in a negotiation year with the likes of ESPN, and let's not even get into the disaster that was ESPN Plus on Saturday, and now they're just playing UFC 313 for everyone for free. I'm sure that doesn't help the pockets at all, but it was an absolute disaster. I can't watch ESPN Plus on my phone for more than 2 minutes without it crashing. I tried to rewatch the main event this morning, and I got through it, but I swear to God, it was 2 to 2.5 minutes, and then I would have to restart it, go to the point. It's an absolute nightmare of an app. It's a disaster. And Saturday, the shit hit the fan because no one could buy the pay-per-view, and they probably lost a lot of money. Now, I heard a lot of people say that the UFC was going to be mad about this. The UFC has those pay-per-views bought and paid for. ESPN lost money, not the UFC. ESPN lost money. But still, you want those numbers to be high. You're in a negotiation year, and you want to have champions like Alex Pereira leading the way. You want to have those big dogs. You want to have those big fights on the horizon that you can sell people on the prospect of it. It's one of the reasons why I think Jones-Aspinall actually happens this year, as opposed to if it was trying to get done 2 years ago, and Ngannou-Jones trying to get done 2 years ago, because they have to make these fights happen right now in this little period where they're trying to sell, a multi-billion-dollar deal to a provider or two. And so the sky isn't falling, but, life is a little better when you have Alex Pereira as champion. In the end, Magomed Ankalaev is your champion. And we were debating after the show, myself, Rick, GC, what will Pereira do? Well, he has confirmed in the aftermath that he wants to run it back, and Dana White himself said he wants to run it back. We can debate whether this was good or bad for John Jones and Tom Aspinall. We will get into all of that in a moment. But I say all of this because I need to offer an apology. I need to offer a two-pronged apology. As I just mentioned, I watched the fight. On Saturday, in the the very bleary-eyed hour of 1:15 a.m. when we're doing the post show, I said that I thought Alex Pereira won the fight 3-2, 48-47. I said that I scored round 1, 3, and 5 for Alex Pereira, 2 and 4 for Magomed Ankalaev, and I felt like 1 through 4 were quite easy to score. Excuse me, 1, 2, 4, and 5 were easy to score. 3 was the swing round. 3 was the toughest round. I watched the fight again this morning. I made a mistake. Magomed Ankalaev, in my opinion, won that 3rd round. And so with that, in my opinion, he's the rightful winner. Now, my opinion doesn't really matter, but I did say on the post-fight show that I thought it was 1-3-5 for Pereira. I rewatched it. I thought Ankalaev was way more aggressive, landed the bigger shots. It wasn't the most entertaining fight of all time. It was a lot of leg kicking and a lot of 1s and 2s. That was pretty much it. It felt like Alex Pereira never really quite got going, and that was probably because of the presence of Ankalaev and the threat of the takedown, although he was 0 for 12, I do believe, with takedowns. So we have to give Alex Pereira a ton of credit. His takedown defense was phenomenal, but he never really quite going. He was never his usual aggressive self. There were moments. The biggest shot was landed at the end of the 2nd round when Ankalaev landed the big shot, and it looked like Pereira got rocked, and it looked like he kind of got saved by the bell, if we're being 100% honest. And maybe if he's fighting a true knockout artist, in that moment, maybe it's lights out. Maybe it's good night in that moment. He was always on the back foot. It always felt like he was retreating, and it just never quite felt like he could get going for whatever reason. Who knows? There could be a million of different reasons given. In the end, he never quite got going, and I don't feel as though he won the fight. Upon watching it again, I don't feel like he won the fight. I think Ankalaev won 1, 3, and 5. The other apology has to be, I think in retrospect on Saturday, in the post-show, I think we focused too much on Pereira. Pereira losing is the big story, but we do have to give Magomed Ankalaev his flowers. He went in there against one of the most feared strikers in recent UFC history, against one of the best fighters in recent UFC history, and he was able, for the most part, to exact his game plan and win the fight. Now, did it all work? No. He got stuffed 12 times. So it wasn't a perfect showing. It wasn't an A+, but he did the job, he got it done, and he's the champ. Fair and square. And so I do think that we need to acknowledge that. Now, the UFC is going to try to right this wrong. Make no mistake about it. And I think Pereira comes back better. I think he comes back stronger. I think he comes back fighting smarter. And I think he realizes what me worry. I don't need to worry about these takedowns. I stuffed all of them. I just need to be me. I've been in there against some of the very best strikers, and I need to enforce my game plan. I need to be the aggressive one on the front foot. And so we'll see how it all plays out. But ultimately, they're going to run this back. And the big winner, in addition to Magomed Ankalaev, to a degree, is Tom Aspinall, because now the threat of Alex Pereira against John Jones isn't there. I never thought it was a serious threat, but it's completely off the table because John can't say to the UFC, I want to fight Pereira. Pereira isn't the light heavyweight champion, and he's coming off a loss, and it wasn't the greatest performance. And now the bigger fight is, in my opinion, Jones versus Aspinall. That's the bigger fight. And so with that threat not being there, that's better for Tom Aspinall. Now, on the flip side of things, you could say, well, the UFC can't use Alex's leverage in the negotiations between John and Tom, and there really aren't negotiations left for Tom. Tom is in. John is the sticking point, and his number is the sticking point. Would people be okay with an Alex versus Tom fight? I think absolutely. It's a bigger fight than a Aspinall versus Gane. It's a bigger fight than an Aspinall versus Jailton Almeida, but it doesn't quite have the same type of juice there. So you can't really use it to the same degree as you were hoping to use it as a plan B if Jones versus Aspinall couldn't get done. I think it gets done, if only because I think they need for it to get done. They need that big fight this summer, this fall. There has been some talk of August here in the Northeast, but I think it could get pushed if they don't get it done, in the next, month or so. I think we'll get some clarity sooner rather than later. But now it's all very clear, in my opinion. You do Ankalaev versus Pereira too. This breathes a little bit of life into the light heavyweight division. You run it back. You've got Jamal Hill and Khalil Roundtree fighting in a month and a half. You certainly have Jiri Prochazka out there as still a very popular and worthy contender, and you do everything in your power to make Jones versus Aspinall happen. So there's a lot in the aftermath. There's a lot to break down. I'll bring in the guys in a second, but I do need to apologize off the bat. I scored it wrong. Third round to Ankalaev, and overall, a pretty easy fight to score. Pereira wins the first. Ankalaev clearly wins the second after rocking him in the second round. Third to Ankalaev, fourth to Ankalaev, and fifth to Pereira. And as you can see, Mike Bell had that. Derek Cleary had that. Sal D'Amato gave the fifth to Ankalaev, which I very much disagree with. He had the 49-46. Overall, I give the pay-per-view, I don't know, a 6, 6.5, 6.2 out of 10. Mauricio Ruffy's knockout was incredible. The prelims were all right. Nothing to really write home about. Ignacio Bahamondes had a great submission over Jalen Turner, and Jalen Turner, somewhat shockingly in the aftermath, retires. Didn't expect that. He's just 29 years young, and just a couple of years ago was considered one of the bright young stars in that division. And Gaethje Fiziev went toe-to-toe. These guys are magic. They're an incredible combination, and I'm sticking to that one. I think the judges got that one wrong. I think Fiziev won the third round. It was 1-1 going into the third. As you can see, everyone agrees. And I think that Fiziev was way more dominant in the first half of the third round. Everyone agrees on that with the body kicks and the punches to the body than Gaethje was. I think he finished strong, but I think if you look at the damage inflicted in the first half of that third round, I thought it was a lot more significant for Rafael Fiziev. In the end, Gaethje gets the win. In the aftermath, he says he doesn't want to fight Dustin Poirier. Benil Dariush telling Submission Radio he's hearing it's Poirier versus Holloway. I'm starting to hear a similar tune, perhaps this summer. So let's see where Gaethje goes. Mauricio Ruffy, by the way, saying he wants to fight Benil Dariush in a main event fight later on this year. Don't hate that one. But that's as far as the big stories are concerned, the UFC 313 story. Let's bring in the boys, and let's react to all of this. Let's start with Pizzi, because we didn't hear from him on Saturday night. He was fast asleep. Did you even watch the pay-per-view? Because there were some accusations that you were sleeping before the show even started, I saw.
Oh, it's actually, this is all news to me as you were telling me here. I'm like, whoa, we lost? This is crazy.
Yeah.
Man, just give me a second to process this. But yeah, I did, of course, watch him as I do every single pay-per-view for the last 15 years. But I have to say, I think it's very big, the fact that this option has been taken off the table for John Jones. I think that was something that the Aspinall camp were very concerned about for a very long time. So I think that has pretty much opened the gate for that to be the only option for Jones at this point, which it always should have been. And I think around UFC London, there's going to be some conversations had, and hopefully we will hear, as you say, in the next month, we hear some positive news about that. I think it's the best thing that could have happened for this matchup that we all agreed was the most anticipated fight of 2025.
Pizzi, how'd you score the main event?
I scored it for Ankalaev 2-3-4, 1-5 Pereira. I wasn't confident about the third round. I think everybody was the same. I think as we went away from the third round, when you're even scoring the fourth and fifth, you're like, it's all coming down to round three. I can understand people having it for Pereira. What I don't understand is people calling it a robbery. A fight that close cannot be a robbery, no matter what the outcome is. You mentioned at the top that, I think you think Pereira comes away with this and says, well, look, I was in there. I stuffed all the takedowns. I think the same goes for Ankalaev. He stood in there for 25 minutes with the most dangerous striker in the UFC. He came out with his hand raised. That's going to be a huge confidence boost for him ahead of a rematch, I think.
Okay, so we never said robbery. It's interesting because we said.
Oh no, not accusing you guys.
No. But you say that word and it reminds me of some of the reaction that I saw to the post show. Just because in the immediate aftermath we say we disagree, it doesn't mean that it's a robbery. A robbery is very different than, hey, it came down to one round. Now I have since corrected my record and rewatched it, but I do believe. GC and Rick, when we spoke on Saturday, did we all think that Pereira won?
135 Pereira.
Yeah.
Have not watched it again. I tend to not go back and watch a lot of these because, as you said, I didn't think it was a robbery. I thought very reasonably somebody could score the third round for Magomed. And so I'm comfortable moving on in the new world where Magomed has won and he won round 3. Pretty simple. Like, there was no part of me that was like, I'm dying on this hill, Alex Pereira won round 3. No, I was pretty sure that it was very close. And if the majority of people had Magomed winning, totally comfortable moving on with that world.
I just wanted to know,
well, not only that, 1,000%, but also once they started reading the judges' scorecards, I mean, maybe this was a signal that I actually internally scored it for Magomed Ankalaev. Well, once they said 49-46, I was like, oh, that's Ankalaev for sure. I mean, the 2 and the 4 to me were the clearest victorious rounds, and both those went to Magomed Ankalaev. So to get 1, 3, or 5, you had to suspect that was going to happen. I know 1 and 5 were for Pereira. They were still close rounds. It wasn't like incredibly decisive for him. And then 3, the toss-up round obviously went to Ankalaev as well.
That's a great point. Pereira had no definitive rounds, right? Any round Pereira won, he just narrowly edged it. 2 and 4 were definitively Magomed, and that tells the story of the fight. No issue. Thought Pereira won 1-3-5. If I watched it again, I'm sure I could be swayed on round 3. Rightful champion.
Did you watch the entire fight, Helwani back?
No, I didn't feel
I kind of did like a little fast forward thing without the anticipation of like a potential bomb getting landed or like a massive moment. It really was like it was a fairly boring fight. I mean, but Pereira, like just watching it back, it's just like the inactivity,
off,
just like not going to the head at all. I think he landed like 12 head strikes the entire fight. Like he really just rolled with the calf kicks. It was a perplexing performance, but honestly, like you were saying at the beginning, Magomed Ankalaev to get it done landing 0 takedowns truly is incredible. And maybe it was the threat of the takedown that made Pereira tentative, but it really was a great performance by him.
There's a period in the middle of the third round where it's just like calf kick, punch, calf kick, punch. Like it was so... And the crowd starts booing, which is very rare for a Pereira fight. It was just so like anticlimactic, right? And I don't think that we all thought that it would be a firefight, explosive action between the two of them because Ankalaev just isn't that type of fighter. But to me, the story was obviously Pereira loses. He stuffs the takedowns, and that's why when I say I wanted to apologize to Ankalaev because we didn't focus enough on him. It's everything that Pereira didn't do, which really is the story because it just didn't seem like himself. Now it's one of those classic things like, was that because of Ankalaev or was that because of, the stuff that DC was talking about before? He's traveling too much. He's not taking it seriously. Who the hell knows? Dana was asked about it in the post-fight press conference as well. And, this stuff is always going to come up when there's, a bit of a, as you say, perplexing performance, but
it's very fair to say Alex Pereira did not look like himself. Now you can point to the threat of the takedown, you can point to the things outside the cage. That's all fine and well, and I'm sure that some of that is a factor, right? There might be some portion of that's a factor. First of all, Alex will never be the one to say that, right? Alex doesn't seem like the type to make excuses. He just wants to get back in there and fight. But there were clear moments where Alex Pereira was not on the back foot, where it was not the threat of the takedown that was harming him, and he just did not throw his hands. Clearly something was bothering him in some regard, and it was not the performance we'd expect from Alex Pereira. Because when an opponent is standing there trading with him, or being willing to stand at range with him, he often gets the better of those exchanges, and he just did not. And I will credit Magomed for portions of that, but when it's a relatively lull in action and Magomed is not pressing forward and not threatening the takedown, and he's kind of just standing there, that's the moment where you expect Alex to throw his hands. He barely threw the left hook that has made him notorious. It's just... It was a baffling performance, but a good game plan. If I told you heading into the fight that Alex Pereira had stuffed all of Magomed's takedowns, you'd wonder what round Magomed got knocked out in. You'd say, was it the second round? When did he get knocked out? And so there is something yes, we should certainly celebrate Magomed's performance, but it is not unnatural to want to wonder what happened to Alex Pereira in that performance.
I will say, the takedowns itself, right? And it's a great point. I completely agree with Rick. Like, if you had heard that stat, you would have 100% thought that Pereira had his hand raised. But you have to also factor in the physical toll that defending takedowns takes on a fighter. Even though he is successfully defending a takedown, he is physically exerting himself in a way that, is very difficult for a guy who's striked his whole life. No matter, even though he accomplished what he set out to do by defending the takedown, he'd still a lot of physical exertion. So maybe his arms are wearing. Maybe that's why we don't see a lot of that. And to the point about Pereira's traveling, I just feel like we have to play devil's advocate from Ankalaev's point of view as well. This fight is booked during a very difficult time for a Muslim fighter to be preparing. And I know he didn't fast. He said that as much in the fight week. But everyone around this guy is probably I don't know what the right verb to use is. Yeah, but they're all observing Ramadan is what I was looking to try and say. So everybody around him is doing this. Everyone's depleted, as Rick just said. Like, he will have a very different camp the second time around against Pereira, I believe.
So let me ask you this, PT. We were debating what Pereira should do since the post show. We heard from Dana and we heard from Pereira. Dana said, yeah, it seems like the rematch makes sense. And Pereira was quite definitive. He posted a video. He was in his hotel room with his family, saying that, you know what, I'm going to get back in there. In fact, we have the video. So why don't I just play it and I'll ask your opinion on what he should do next. Here it is.
É isso aí, pessoal. Algumas marcas. Bom, mas estou bem. Descansar um pouco. Já estou voltando, né? Como eu sempre fiz. Já aconteceu algumas vezes isso comigo, mas, eu tô bem, né? Agradeço todo o apoio de vocês, né? Com todo o carinho, sempre me apoiando. Estou recebendo muitas mensagens também de grande incentivo. Estou aqui com o pessoal, minha família, meu time, meus filhos, tá todo mundo aqui, todo mundo comendo aqui. Aí, ó, a gente pediu umas pizzas e é isso, né? Vida que segue. Obrigado a todo mundo, né? Obrigado ao meu time. E é isso, pessoal. Fazer essa revanche aí e ajustar algumas coisas, né? E voltar muito melhor. Pode esperar isso, tá bom, pessoal? E é isso. Nunca desista dos seus sonhos. Chama.
So great perspective there from Alex Pereira in the immediate aftermath. In the cage, he seemed to imply like, hey, he was kind of just stalling and I was hitting him when he was holding me up against the cage. So a bit of shade, and Ankalaev, or whoever runs his Twitter account, was then throwing the shade back. Who the hell knows? Do you think that's the right move for him? If you're the UFC and Team Pereira, do you run this back, or do you use this as the opportunity to say, the hell with 205, let's go make history in the heavyweight division, because this is our chance. We're getting up there in age and no one's done it. No one's won a belt in 3 different weight classes.
Yeah, well, my position on this is, again, all the points we've just made about both their camps, how they go differently, he will take the sheen right off a move to heavyweight if he challenges Ankalaev and loses again. Like it's still going to be big. Don't get me wrong. He's a massive cult icon. But right now, I think is the biggest splash for him to go to heavyweight. Unless, of course, he goes down, beats Ankalaev, and then it's all happy days, goes up whenever he wants. I just feel as though it would be foolish of him to jump straight into making this fight, right? Like knowing that the Jones part of this is not resolved yet. We think that in the next month we'll know how close we are to resolving this issue. Hopefully, all the fan base hopes that as well. But I think he should have all the cards laid out in front of him, because I am not 100% certain. I know Dana White is very confident. He said that again to Mike Bond at the post-fight press conference, that he will make this fight happen. He seems to be the most confident guy about making that happen, but I would wait until it is all set out for him to make the move one way or the other. The fear for me is he takes the 205 fight and he loses to Ankalaev, and the sheen of him going to heavyweight is diminished considerably.
I think that there's a strong argument to say, use this as the out, go up to heavyweight. Maybe you don't get the first crack at the belt, but you win one fight like you did against Jan Blachowicz, and now you get the winner. Because let's be honest, Aspinall, Jones, let's say Aspinall wins, let's say Jones wins. There isn't a natural guy kind of waiting in the wings there. If Jones wins, is there a big demand for a Ciryl Gane rematch? Not really. If Aspinall wins, maybe the Ciryl Gane fight, but the Pereira fight is still bigger, even if he is coming off a loss and maybe just one fight at heavyweight or no fights at heavyweight. So there's a very strong case to be made. I think the UFC will want him to run it back, but that's a fight that he could lose. And now all of a sudden you're staring at 0-2 against Magomed Ankalaev in the final chapter of your career, and your stock takes a major hit. I think he will go back. I think the competitor in him will say, nah, screw this. I need to right the wrong, and then I'll consider moving up. But I can understand, Rick and I were arguing on Saturday, I can understand if someone says, use this as the opportunity to leave. You're not holding up the division. You don't have to vacate the title. They can't use that against you. Even take a non-title fight and then go up and fight heavyweight. I just don't think it plays out that way. And I think for the UFC, a light heavyweight division with Pereira in it, in a title fight, as opposed to a Magomed, reign against contender XYZ is for now better than him going up to heavyweight and even fighting a Volkov type of guy, a Pavlovich type of guy, and then going up. And so I think he sticks around. If I were to read the tea leaves, I think he sticks around. I think he tries to right the wrong. It will be curious to see how quickly he comes back. I don't think we talk about enough the activity over the last couple of years, the 3 fights in 6 months, coming back after that Khalil Roundtree fight relatively quickly after all the issues that he talked about afterwards. That's going to catch up to you. Again, not saying that that's the reason, but there could be a cumulative amount of reasons as to, why he looked the way in which he did on Saturday. I think he takes a minute, he regroups, he rights the wrong. If he wins, then he considers a final run at heavyweight.
Yeah, and I honestly, from what Team Pereira is saying, it feels like they have no intentions to go up to heavyweight. He didn't mention in the post-fight interview. Then he gets on the video. He talks about how he'll come back better for the rematch. His coach, Plinio Cruz, makes a post on Instagram where he's saying, we'll be back. We'll be better for the rematch. It feels like they don't have any plans on going up to heavyweight, and they plan on getting the belt back.
Rick, your feeling same?
Exactly the same.
No, but you were campaigning for him to move up to heavyweight, right?
100%. Feel no different. This feels like a
you feel that way, but do you think that
taking.
happens?
No, do I think it happens? I don't think right now, sitting here today, that Alex Pereira or the UFC want that to happen. But what I do know is their plans are subject to the whims of how John Jones' next career step plays out, how Tom Aspinall's next career step plays out, how the next fight card that they need a pay-per-view headliner plays out, and all of a sudden you're calling up Alex Pereira to do it. These things are too fluid for me to think that it couldn't change. I think sitting here right now, it seems like it's leaning that direction. I think that's a pretty big error. Like, to Pizzi's point, why take that risk? Because if you go in there and you lose to Magomed again, now you are diminished. I don't think he's diminished sitting here because I think it was a close enough fight that many people go, he could have won that one. And there's probably some people sitting out there and thinking, if he just did XYZ thing differently in round 3, he does win. And so you capitalize on the fact that you have this easy out to get out of that division. You don't have to run back a fight with Magomed Ankalaev, and now you can move up to heavyweight where you could potentially have some success being the faster and more powerful fighter against a lot of these slower heavyweights. I think that's the way to go. And also, the point I keep kind of making and coming back to is, what is to gain by beating Magomed? I don't see much there. I don't think Alex Pereira becomes a much bigger name, star, whatever, by beating Magomed in a rematch. It does not. It advances him to exactly this same point where you go, okay, now I've beaten everybody. I've beaten Magomed. Okay, now on to heavyweight. There isn't another contender lined up after this. If I thought after Magomed there was something else to do at light heavyweight, I could be more convinced. There is nothing left at light heavyweight. If you beat Magomed, you're right in this exact same spot that you are today, where the run at heavyweight is next.
Yeah, and I guess that the shine is lost, but do you lose any shine if you go up to heavyweight? Say you fight a Tom Aspinall or a John Jones and you get smoked, and it feels like you can't
but
really
that
hang
was
at
the
heavyweight.
payday. That was the dice roll. That was the one that you've been angling for.
Then where do you go from there?
Yeah,
Back down to light heavy?
I don't.
38.
If
retire.
Retire. Call it a day.
I mean, I don't think he has any plans of doing that. And you say fun fights. How many fun fights are there at heavyweight?
Tons.
I'll push back on one note. For
Gaethje.
Yeah, let's give him Shamil Gaethje. Let's give him Alexander Volkov. Like, are these really that fun of fights?
I think it's just the idea of him fighting a heavyweight. One second. If he goes back in there and knocks out Magomed Ankalaev, everyone will love him. I do think there's something to be gained. No, I think the stock has gone down a little bit after that performance. I think a lot of people are down on him right now. So they still will back him. They'll still want to see him prevail. I think a lot of people want to see him knock out Ankalaev. It got a little bit heated. It got a little personal in the build-up to this fight. You saw that stare down on Thursday. So I think there'll be a huge pop.
If he went in there and did that to a heavyweight, the people would be just as happy?
I think the stakes will be a little bit different. I think a win over Magomed Ankalaev, a knockout win, and the same knockout over a non-champion heavyweight, the Ankalaev fight is a bigger pop.
Forgetting what happened at middleweight. Like, the Izzy loss, Alex couldn't get it. Like, if he goes in there and knocks out a heavyweight, and now you're set, let's say it's not John Jones or Tom Aspinall. He goes in there and knocks out, call it, Pavlovich. Call whoever you want. The amount of excitement for a potential build to the fight John or Tom or both would be so much higher than any gain he could get from knocking out Magomed
Okay, so let me ask you this. Do we all agree that he is one win away from being in the Jones-Aspinall conversation.
1,000%.
Right? And so
You're saying he couldn't jump into it now?
yes. So
I think circumstances would have to play very favorably.
He would
very
need help.
favorably
He would
for
need
him.
help. But
Listen,
I think he could get it.
again, as I always say, Alex Gustafsson got a title shot off a knockout loss. So they could do whatever they want. They could do whatever they want. But the point is, he doesn't have the chip, and John Jones doesn't have the chip that he once had a few months ago when he was sitting in New York City saying, like, give me Alex, right? And so my point is, if he has to fight one fight before getting there, if he has to beat one guy before becoming that, A+ draw again and getting there, to me, a light heavyweight title win over Ankalaev and then getting rid of the belt is worth a lot more than a win over one of these,
Disagree.
random heavyweights.
The excitement
A W
around
is a
Alex
W.
Pereira as now a heavyweight would be much more.
And we still don't know if Jones and Aspinall is going to fight.
No, I'm saying if Jones and Aspinall are fighting, and we're trying to decide what gets Pereira the most juice to fight the winner of that fight. By the way, Dana White has not once even said that he is remotely interested in that fight. He always shoots it down, just for the record. But let's just say he changed his mind. It's all part of some sort of public negotiation. I think getting that belt back and now sticking it to the guy who just beat him in this frustrating fight does a lot more for his star power and his drawing power than a win over a random heavyweight. Pick a name.
I think we'll just have to agree to disagree, because I think the excitement around Alex getting a third belt and taking one step closer to that, as opposed to just being exactly where you were today, Monday, after the first fight with Ankalaev, is more than just you. That fight didn't tell me that he can't beat Ankalaev. I'm pretty sure he can. That wasn't in question for me. I don't think I walked away from that fight going, there's no world where Alex Pereira beats Magomed Ankalaev. If they run it back, yeah, sure, he could win. That's fine. It won't do much for him as opposed to the climb toward a potential heavyweight title.
You know what people did walk away with? At least I saw some people saying it like, oh, John Jones would have
smoke him.
Yeah.
That's why that's more exciting.
Well, remember, we got odds last year. They don't have them up right now, but it was this is from July 29th of last year. John Jones minus 600 versus Alex Pereira. Tom Aspinall minus 400 versus Alex Pereira. I guess the only thing that gives me pause about going to heavyweight, especially if you're going to fight like a Cyril Gane or a Jailton Almeida or something like that, and I can imagine we know what Jailton Almeida's plans would be if you win against him. I'm just saying.
Please do not make it Jailton Almeida. Please, I agree with you. I agree with you.
I'm just saying, say he goes up to heavyweight and then he gets ragdolled by Jailton Almeida for 3 rounds and he ends up losing that fight. Like the allure of him going to 205 was, now we can view it in hindsight. He ends up going in, beating Jan, becoming champion. He goes on this incredible run at 205. I just don't know what happens if he goes up to heavyweight, fights the Cyril Gane, the Jailton Almeida, whoever it may be, and then he loses that fight. Then I'm really questioning where he goes from there.
But that fight was going to happen on the back of this fight anyway. Let's say you go back, you beat Magomed Ankalaev, then you're in the same spot. Then you go and you potentially fail at heavyweight. It's just delaying this by one fight that I feel is unnecessary. Let Magomed start his title reign. He's good. Like, this is fine. He starts his title reign. All those contenders that were previously held back by losses to Alex Pereira now get an opportunity to rise up these ranks, and Alex moves up. Feel just as strong about it.
Could he still not just go up if he loses to Magomed again as well?
Now you do lose some juice, because if you have 2 losses now at light heavyweight, that looks bad. That's going to look
hard.
Really bad.
It's hard to justify. PT, go ahead.
You've actually done a great job explaining this as you were running through what he's done at 205. But I wanted to ask you guys, like, he feels more important to 205 now than Jones was towards the end of his ascent. Towards the end of his title reign. I know it was very disjointed with several issues breaking up his title runs, but that's the way the UFC are going to push him. Like, you heard the way Dana White said it at the press conference. He's fairly adamant it's a rematch. Like, maybe that's a part of it that we aren't quite thinking about at the moment. And I know when Jones left, we were in the same situation where we're like, oh, who's going to be the guy in this division, etc. But maybe that's the way the UFC are looking at least for now. They have a fight at heavyweight that the world wants to see. At least with Pereira at 205, they still have the most captivating guy in the business in that division.
Yeah, that makes sense. You bide your time with it. You let Alex excite light heavyweight. But if he loses again, now what? Now you're in the same spot.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Let me ask you guys this. What about this idea that the UFC just lost its biggest star? Is this being, I saw people debating it. We've certainly talked about it. Some people point to the gate. The gate was phenomenal. It was a $10 million gate, 18,000 people. I see some people throwing out and people call me about this if I'm being 100% honest and say like, oh, they're buying their own tickets and then they're reselling them and they're, who the hell knows? All we know is that they're selling a lot of tickets and business seems to be doing well. It seems to be booming. Is this an issue that we're making, out to be a bigger deal than it is? Or is it now like, I was talking about this last week when Alex Pereira was the champion. He's no longer the champion and there's no guarantee he ever gets that belt back, right? There's no guarantee of that.
No.
And so do you think they care? I feel like they're about to go into a serious platform negotiation. Now, the exclusivity period with ESPN ends mid-April, April 15th. If you think that they haven't tested the waters and talked to people informally, come on, let's be honest. But even not, that's in a month from now. It's in 36 days from now. And so a world where you look right now at the crop of champions and the crop of stars and a not very active Conor McGregor and not many faces, if you will, does it hurt you? Or does anyone who sits down with Dana, Ari Emanuel, these people say the UFC is on fire, we don't care. Like, ultimately, are we making this out to be too big of a deal? And is this another knock on that argument? Or do you think they're just waking up being like, yeah, whatever, business as usual, no big deal? What do you guys think?
I think they have had to settle into a world where we can't fix these outcomes. Let me not use that word. I do not mean the word fix. We cannot guide these outcomes, right? We have to put the fighters in there and they have to deliver the results. And Alex Pereira did not deliver that result, right? We have made it clear that we thought that the UFC would prefer an Alex Pereira win because he is a big star. He is easier to promote than Magomed. Ultimately, they cannot, right? Murad Dvalishvili beat Sean O'Malley, and you have to figure out a way to promote him. Their schedule is too aggressive. The fights are too volatile. Everybody is too good at this level at this point in time that you cannot try to guide this anymore. You have to just kind of live with the results. And so what you have to do is you have to create optimal opportunities for yourself where no matter who wins, the outcome is what you want. That is how you win this game. Is if you continue to create challengers and contenders and champions that no matter who wins the fight, you are ultimately getting somebody out of it that you can capitalize on. That is how you win the game. Yes,
more often than not, you want to be in that situation, but then you're sometimes faced with these situations where you don't want to give a guy a title shot. You make him fight through the ringer. And look, it happened with Merab, he wins. It happened with Bilal, he won. It happened with Ankalaev. It seems like it happened with Leon Edwards, for goodness sakes. It seems like when they try to delay the inevitable with these guys always seem to win. Ultimately, the brand is still on fire, all these things and more. I will say this one thing. A very interesting soundbite from Dana White happened on Saturday in the post-fight press conference that no one picked up on, and it's something that we have talked about ad nauseum on this show. Rick has talked about it. We've all talked about it, and no one picked up on it. And it was supremely interesting to hear him talk about this, about how championship fights are made. A few days after talking about TKO boxing and how the model is proven. You have a group of fighters, they'll fight each other, there'll be a top five, and then there's no denying who the top contender is and who the man is. That's what he said in all these interviews that he did last week. But on Saturday, you may have missed it. It's a 14-second clip, but it was the first time that I could tell, and obviously we consume the vast majority of the content, not all the interviews, but the press conferences and whatnot, the significant stuff, where he admitted to the fact that it's not necessarily who the top contender is. It has to do with things like where the fight is taking place, who's popular, who's available, who's not, all these things and more, which, aren't necessarily what makes up a meritocracy. This was, to me, one of the first times, if not the first time, that he actually admitted that there's a lot more that goes into these title fights, and it ain't always the number one guy who gets that shot. In case you missed it, take a listen to this.
You were talking about Tom and John. Tom released that video blog a few days ago on the train where he was saying like John's side is holding up the fight. What is he referring to there?
Well, I think that, listen, John Jones definitely wants to fight. Just when and where is what we're working on now.
Do you feel confidence? I think you said John
I'm
fight
very
in
confident
summer on first
that fight happens, yeah.
Okay, so that's not the right clip. That's not the right clip. There should be another clip. This is him talking about John and Tom. There should be another clip where he talks about do we have that? Do we have the other clip? It's the one where he talks about It's 12:07, 12:29. If you guys can just double check that, I sent it earlier today. It's I think a very telling clip about how the UFC is matchmaking and how they're making these decisions. And it's like Jack Della's getting a title shot. Was he the number one contender? No, he was booked to fight Leon Edwards. Now, someone got injured. You have to keep Leon on that card in London. You have to, figure out who's a proper replacement. Does it make more sense to give the replacement the title fight? Does it make more sense to move Jack Della? So to even try and figure this stuff out isn't as easy as who's the number one guy and who's going to, move up and who's going to be next in line. It ain't like the old days. There's a lot more that goes into it. There's a lot more at play.
And to that point, this is why when I'm saying, come UFC 318, if all of a sudden that John Jones and Tom Aspinall fight is creeping up and it's not happening, and Alex Pereira gets a call to fight Tom Aspinall, who cares what they were planning to do right here on this Monday? Who cares if it was, I want to fight a rematch with Magomed Ankalaev. If that call comes, I promise you that Alex Pereira is taking that fight. And so we have, it's like whatever they want to do right now is almost irrelevant because we have so many months before Magomed and Alex are potentially getting back in there. The landscape's going to be completely different, and the UFC's needs in terms of what they need to headline pay-per-views is going to be so completely different.
It's also just a talent acquisition situation. I know, like to your point, the question you asked us, is this going to affect the UFC? I don't think so immediately. I don't think it's going to have a big, there's not going to be a big issue with this when they sit down with whatever broadcasting company they're going to go with for the foreseeable future. I do think, though, it will eventually pop up the lack of stars. And go back and listen to us talking when Cedric Doumbé signed for the PFL, when Paul Hughes signed for the PFL. We talked about Dakota Decheva, how everybody wants to see her in the UFC now. These are people that the UFC were aware of. They were made aware of these people, and obviously they don't know that they're going to go on to be massive stars like they have been for PFL. And who knows, maybe they can't build these guys the way the PFL did because they're dealing with a smaller, minute roster compared to them. They can put them exactly where they need to. But things like this need to be addressed. I noticed that for emerging talent in MMA, a lot is left up to what promotions they go through, what managers are there. Like, talent acquisition needs to be honed in a bit, I think, as far as the UFC is concerned. Like, it should be more like other sports where you have guys looking at different areas and picking out great talent. It shouldn't just be about what manager are you with, what promotion have you gone through, are they on UFC Fight Pass? There needs to be more nuance to talent acquisition in 2025.
Yeah, those are other points that people are bringing up. They need to do a better job of building up and having those contenders. But look, I do think it is cyclical, and we're seeing an influx. These fighting nerds are a great example. Look at the way the crowd is taking to them. They show them on the screen, Carlos Prates and John Silva on Saturday. They get a big pop, and these are guys. Silva can't speak English, doesn't really speak any English. Prates does a great job. They're the guys who are figuring out how to sell themselves, how to have a gimmick, how to connect with the audience are sticking out because the UFC isn't necessarily doing that for them, perhaps like they used to do in the past. I do have to mention that perhaps, and we'll get back to the 313 to talk in a moment, perhaps the highlight of the weekend for me happened on Friday at the 314 press conference, because I thought that the exchange between John Silva and Bryce Mitchell, I thought Bryce Mitchell was brilliant. This was, to me, straight out of 1984 pro wrestling. Bryce Mitchell playing the Bible thumping bad guy next to the crazy Brazilian John Silva. They were absolute magic together. And Mitchell sticking to the gimmick while Silva was trying to rile him up with the globe, with the chants and whatnot, was really actually amazing theater. In case you missed it, here is that exchange.
At your first public appearance, I just want to ask how important it is for you to be back to what you do best, and maybe with an open mic, is there anything that you want to address to the crowd today?
This is so good right here. This is so good. Look at his face. This is so good. Look at his face.
And Jesus said, hey, remember, if the world hates you, they've hated me first. Fuck Bryce Mitchell. Is his servant greater than his master? Fuck Bryce Mitchell. Fuck Bryce Mitchell. Fuck Bryce Mitchell. Hey, brother. Fuck Bryce Mitchell.
Look at this. Look, watch this now. Silva starts barking.
I'll start with you.
Look how mad Mitchell gets.
barking up the wrong tree, motherfucker.
Look at him. I mean, he's straight out of the trailer park. It's amazing. And he brings the globe, of course, because Mitchell has said that he thinks the earth is flat. He should walk out with Carl Froch.
Nice to meet you. Look, nice to meet you. Please.
That I actually thought Bryce played that perfectly. The look on his face, he starts talking in Bible verses. It's so good. The dynamic between them, characters. That is what has separated the UFC from other combat sports in the past. And that to me was maybe the highlight of my weekend. Okay, we have the Dana White clip. You need to listen to this because this is him explaining to all of us how they matchmake. We sit here and we rack our brains and we talk about it and we dissect. In reality, there isn't exactly an exact science. There's no rhyme or reason. Oh, you're in this country, you're in this city, this makes sense, this guy is available. It isn't necessarily the best fight the best to determine who is the best. Take a listen.
As well.
Yeah, well, you guys know there's a lot of different, factors that, play out when we start talking about who's fighting next. Injuries, timing of when they want to fight, when they don't want to fight, geographically where we end up. So there's a lot of different things that determine whether a guy fights for the title and when.
Yeah, you notice there, and that's pretty much it. You notice there, he doesn't say like who's the number one guy, and then we figure it out. It's geographically, it's who's available, all that stuff. And so the whole point is there isn't this exact science. Like we like to just ask Magomed, just ask Bilal, just ask Leon, just ask Merab. It's who's available. It's where the fight is taking place. It's how it falls into the schedule. Of course, there are times where it's like, this has to be the fight, and we all know it's going to be the fight, and they're going to make it happen. But, the days of it being, oh, this guy is number one, he's going to fight the guy, those days are over. Let's talk about Justin Gaethje, by the way. Let's talk about that big win.
Can I just say one more thing to add to that? Look no further than Saturday. If they could have found a reason not to give Magomed Ankalaev a title shot again, they would have found a reason. If they could find a way to get Tom Aspinall and John Jones in the cage, they would find a reason. The days of just like next man up, like the guy who's the number one ranked contender, it's done. And it has been done for a long time. Khalil Roundtree got a title shot against Alex Pereira. Magomed could have gotten that shot. They looked for a reason not to.
Yes.
It is over. That is over. And if you thought it was different, you've been fooling yourself for the last decade.
They didn't want to give him. That's why I said it was a nightmare scenario for the UFC, because when you tell us that you don't want to give this guy a title shot, when you tell us that, you'd rather give it to 3 more guys before giving it to him, you're essentially telling us that you don't want him to win, and that's why I categorized it as a nightmare. Justin Gaethje came back. He won. He had not fought since UFC 300. He got knocked out brutally in that fight. He was supposed to fight Dan Hooker. He takes this fight on short notice. I still don't quite understand why he was the underdog in the fight. Maybe because people just were banking on him not looking good after the Holloway knockout. Maybe because some people agreed with me that Fiziev won the first fight. I don't know. But in the end, he wins. I still kind of think Fiziev won the fight. It's a moot point. You may notice by looking at these photos right here, Justin Gaethje was wearing gloves that didn't have the UFC logo on them. There it is. He said that the writing came off in the back. I'd love to know what he was doing. Looks almost like an eye poke over there. I'd love to know what he was doing in the back to make the logo come off. I've never seen that in a fight before. Some have thrown up theories. I don't know. The whole thing is a little bit strange. But the point is, he wins the fight. I just don't know who makes sense for him next, because if Poirier is fighting Holloway and he was making the case for a title shot, I would say that Arman and Charles and Topuria are ahead of him. I'm not quite sure who makes a ton of sense, other than perhaps the winner of Chandler versus Patty. What do you say? If Patty Pimblett beats Michael Chandler, Pizza, you signing up for Patty versus Justin Gaethje?
Yeah, that would be absolutely savage. Yeah, I love that fight.
It's either that or Dan Hooker. You just wait till he comes back, because Gaethje has said, he doesn't like to fight. He likes to have 5-6 months in between his fights.
Like to your point about that fight on Saturday, did you know? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I was similar. I was like, this is an incredibly close fight. Again, I don't know who's won, but Fiziev's reaction at the final bell kind of told me that Gaethje won. I don't know if I'm looking into that too much. The way he interacted with Gaethje after the final bell was almost like, oh, well done, man, you did it again. And that kind of made me feel a certain way about it. But
did you not see those body shots in the third round? They were phenomenal.
Yeah, but I mean, Gaethje came on strong at the end.
That was it.
But was it?
And that makes a lot of impression on the judges. Yeah.
Fiziev was cooked at the end of the third. He had nothing left.
No, he on the.
So
the
do we score fights based on who looks best at the end of the round, or who the most damage?
That second half of the round, like he was taking it over. I thought he got his get back in the second half of that round.
For what it's worth, I scored it for Fiziev. I thought he won the third, but I'm speaking to Pizzi's point of like the body language wasn't great because Gaethje was the fresher fighter. Fiziev had nothing. He like at the end of the third, if you're feeling like that, you probably think you gave it. And people were calling for round 5. Like there's no 5 rounds of that. There's no way he would have survived round 4. He was completely shot. Gaethje would have finished.
He had no mustard on his punches. Yeah. You're right.
It was wildly similar to the first fight.
Yeah.
I thought he won round 1, dominant round 2 by Gaethje, and then an incredibly close round 3 to decide.
I thought he did better work in the first half, like you, Ariel. I was.
And I don't disagree that he fizzled out and that Gaethje ended strong. I just thought the damage inflicted in the first half was greater than the damage inflicted in the second half. I was really impressed. In fact, I was thinking, man, I wish he did more of this. I wish he did this in the second round, because all the judges gave Justin Gaethje the second round. In any event, it seems like I'm on an island on this one. Gaethje wins. Not trying
I just
to take,
said I'm with you. Me and you.
I mean,
he
okay, me and you. We're on it together.
I scored it for Gaethje.
It seems like the general MMA public, and I'm not trying to create some sort of controversy here. I'm just curious to see where Gaethje goes because he was pushing, he was campaigning for a title shot. I just don't think he gets it. I don't think there's a queue of guys.
I don't think he gets it, but I would understand if he was like, look, I need somebody who's not so far down in the rankings. I took the short notice opportunity against Fiziev. I did your favor. It was a great fight. We're moving on. And now you're going to ask me like Paddy Pimblett or somebody else. Like I want somebody who's going to at least be near my level and keep me at the same level.
I mean, if Paddy beats Michael Chandler, he'll
be
jump into that top 5. And star power is obviously massive. That is a fight that
if he jumps into the top 5, it feels inevitable then. Then maybe that's the fight.
I mean, that's if he beats Michael Chandler.
If he beats Michael Chandler, if it's an impressive win, if it's a stoppage, that fight makes all the sense in the world. I still think, because he has told us he doesn't like to fight very active, he doesn't like to be very active, I still think the Hooker fight will be there in 6 months.
These are those. I just saw a preview of our rankings where we've got Chandler at 7. What is Chandler in the UFC rankings?
This is the UFC rankings.
Okay, so this is the UFC rankings. Yeah, so how does he get into the top 5? Why wouldn't I take the Hooker fight over the Paddy fight?
Yeah.
This is the UFC rankings. They can do it. Just make it up as
I
they go along.
guess he says,
I'm saying if I'm Gaethje, I just feel like...
I guess the argument there is that Paddy Pimblett is a bigger star than Dan Hooker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope
Paddy,
so.
I always thought Paddy was... Is he not... Is he even...
He's not top 10. He's like 13th or something like that.
Oh, he is. Wow.
12.
Slow build.
But I'll tell you, if Ilya Topuria wins that belt, if that fight happens and he wins that belt,
Paddy's number
they
1.
are letting him fight anyone.
That's right.
No, Paddy's number 1 in the rankings if Ilya wins the belt.
100%.
To our previous point. Yeah, look, there's a few options. I don't see why they don't try to make the Hooker fight again. Everyone loved it. This fight doesn't make me love it even more. He says he'll be BRB, as he put it on social media. To me, it's that or the winner of Chandler Paddy. And by the way, if Chandler wins, I wouldn't hate seeing that again. Chandler Gaethje? That was an amazing fight. Madison Square Garden?
Beat him up and down the octagon for the fight, I thought.
Yeah, that was a clear 30.
Hey, the guy's one fight removed from getting knocked out, cold. It's not like he's on a 6-fight winning streak.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's getting any title shot anytime soon, especially with the Q at 155.
UFC 313.
What a time to be alive.
What a time to be alive. Jalen Turner retired. We had two young chaps fighting in the prelim headliner who were born in 2002 and 2001. I mean, what the hell? Anything stick out? PT, before you go, anything stick out? Anything on the prelims? Anything that you really loved?
Nothing jumping. Yeah, Josh Van, I think is brilliant. I think he's class. He absolutely outclassed Ray Tsaruya. That was pretty cool. Leal starched Moreno. I heard the lads talking about on Thursday, and I actually agree with them. They were kind of saying That's a crazy line for a guy with so much experience, but Carlos Leal, absolute savage. Fair play to him.
Yeah. All right. Well, I thought the highlight of the night, as far as anything is concerned, was Mauricio Ruffy and his knockout. Again, the fighting nerds are on fire, and they're going to be very much in focus next month's pay-per-view in Miami because they got 2 of them fighting. I love it. I love when these sort of stories emerge. And they gain momentum and they build them up and they put them in positions to succeed. And that was a really solid win for him in his ascension up the lightweight ranks over a guy who's very respected. Obviously, King Green has been in the game for a long time, and he's had some ups, he's had some downs. But fighting a striker like Ruffy with your hands down like that, disastrous outcomes can come your way, and that's exactly what happened. I wish we could show it to you. Obviously, we can't, but by now you've probably seen it. It's one of the all-time great knockouts in the history of the sport, and I don't think that's being a prisoner of the moment. I don't think that's hyperbole. A spinning wheel kick, if you are familiar with Edson Barbosa versus Terry Edom, it was very similar, other than the way in which Green fell. And if you wanna base that on some kind of style point metric, then that was a lot more dramatic. It was like a tree falling. This one was a little clunkier, if you will. But the technique, the form, everything about it was just outstanding. Beautiful. I mean, look at that. Look at that right there. That is, I hope each and every one of you saw that. That is spectacular stuff. If anything tops that between now and December, we're in for a treat. If that was last year, and then in a month we got Holloway over Gaethje, what wins knockout of the year? I don't know. What was a better knockout?
The Holloway Gaethje one.
Maybe for drama.
Yeah.
But like for technique?
Yeah.
This is superhuman.
Yeah, it was incredible. Incredible, no doubt about it. But that Gaethje Holloway one, that might be the best knockout in UFC history.
You think so?
I think so. I think so. Yeah, absolutely agree.
But the spinning wheel kick of
the pageantry, mate. Come on, there was a lot more going on here.
Right? Like, come on. The point to the center of the octagon, UFC 300.
Okay, but
1 second left on the clock.
I get he's coming on the show. I get he's coming on the show, Ariel. I get it.
Holloway, Gaethje, everything. Like, come on.
These things have nothing to do with the actual knockout. In a vacuum.
This isn't technical knockout of the year.
It's ridiculous. You've lost your mind.
This is crazy. Spinning wheel kick like that.
Crazy. Holloway's knockout of Gaethje was crazy.
It was absolutely crazy. So you're saying if both of those are happening in the same year, you're giving the nod to Holloway?
Man, you need to relax.
Not even thinking about it.
Really?
We're not going to change. If you keep asking us, we're not changing. It's Holloway. I'm sorry.
Let me see here what the chat is saying.
Were you saying Loke Dog with the flying knee last year was over?
Come on.
No, you said Shara Bullet double spinning back fist over Gaethje.
That was in there. That was in there. You didn't think so?
Over Holloway Gaethje?
No. It was in the discussion.
It was in the discussion, but there was no discussion to be had.
Oh, come on. This is greater than that. You don't think this? Oh, thank you.
No, I think this is greater than the double spinning back fist. Yeah.
You know what, Ariel?
Gaethje.
Yes.
You know what?
Tell me.
I guess we'll never know.
I guess we'll never know. Is that a Kanye West reference?
It is.
Because if so, I'm really offended. I'm super offended if that's what it is. Shout out to Robbie Lawler. We found out that he is going to be inducted into the UFC Hall of Fame. I believe that's on the 26th of June. UFC doing a great job with these, rolling them out, having the fighter in attendance. Great to see a guy as tough, as rugged, as ruthless Robbie Lawler getting that moment, the emotion. The last 2 times we've seen him on camera, as the spotlighted figure on a UFC broadcast, there were some tears from Robbie.
What are you trying to say?
No, I think it's fantastic. I love that he's he's in touch with his feelings, with his emotions. And he's one of the all-time best. Champion in multiple organizations. The Strikeforce era was an interesting one. He's falling asleep at press conferences. He's letting his hair grow. He seemingly doesn't care anymore. Gets into the UFC, gets an opportunity to come back to the UFC, moves down to 170, and then becomes an absolute bulldozer en route to becoming UFC champion, and ends up being one of the the most beloved fighters in UFC history. I feel confident saying that. Had a great run as a teenager in the very early days. Had a great fight with Nick Diaz. Then went on to Rumble on the Rock, Elite XC, Strikeforce, and then back to the UFC. And there's still some hope. There's still some talk about him fighting in BKFC against Mike Perry, which would be an absolute insane fight. But he's getting his opportunity to be in the UFC Hall of Fame, and one of those guys that got in first via the fight wing, which I still feel a little bit weird about. The fight wing, he got in for his fight against Rory McDonald at UFC 189, which we honor on the table right here with this bad boy, one of my favorite figurines.
None of the boys gave that the number one in the face-offs, the greatest face-offs of all time. I thought for sure.
The one mid-fight, like before the fifth round?
Yeah,
Rick ranked
split
it.
lip one. Number 2, right, Rick?
Yeah, he's busy. He's setting up Ruffy right now.
Okay.
We're gonna learn.
It was a great one. It was impromptu, but the
It's like a religious experience, that fight. It's absolutely crazy. Did you ever interview Robbie that much, Ariel?
Yeah, of course. He was a tough interview.
Yeah, I had to interview him for an Irish tabloid once, and he knew it. And I came back, and I think I asked him a couple of questions about the Rory fight, and then I just jumped straight to McGregor stuff for the Irish tabloids. And the look he gave me, I swear, I just left the room myself. I was like, do you know what? It's fine, mate. And I just went. He had the eyes of a great white shark, just completely black, fucking terrifying, man. Lovely guy though.
This was my this was my impersonation of Robbie when you interview him. Like, so Robbie, do you think if you win this fight, you're going to be next in line for a title shot? I don't know. It's up to them. I'm just here to fight. I don't know. That's
very good.
You know what I mean? Robbie, do you think that a knockout would prove that you're the number one contender? I don't know. That's up to
He's
you
like a
guys.
violent Stevie Wonder.
Yeah, I don't worry about these things. I just show up and fight. That's usually. Sometimes you would crack him if you asked him about football. If you asked him about, I think he was a Rams fan or something like that. You would be able to crack the code if you asked him about anything but MMA. But if you asked him about the minutia of MMA, you wouldn't get much out of the great Robbie Lawler. All right, let's go to our first guest of the day. The absolute star, in my opinion, of UFC 313. His whole team is on fire. The Fighting Nerds, you know them, you love them, and he was the next man up to put on a show. And in my opinion, it's one of the all-time great knockouts. The other guys were disagreeing with me, but I believe what we saw in that fight against King Green on Saturday will be remembered from now until the end of time, up there with the Edson Barbosa knockout of one Terry Edem way back in the day, UFC 142. We're talking to Mauricio Ruffy right now, and we're being joined by the legend himself, Fabiano, the greatest interpreter of all time. What an absolute honor it is to have him on the program, to have both these individuals on the program. First off, Mauricio, thank you, obrigado, and Fabiano, obrigado to you as always.
Primeiro de tudo, obrigado pela performance. O Ariel estava falando aqui que ele considera que o teu nocaute foi um dos melhores da história, lá em cima com o do Edson Barbosa. Então, seja bem-vindo, Ruffy.
Muito obrigado, galera. Muito obrigado pela oportunidade de conversar com vocês aqui. Mais um sonho realizado, conversar com o Ariel aí. Sempre visualizei isso aqui. E, tá acontecendo também. Então, sou muito grato a Deus e por tudo isso.
Thanks, guys. Thank you for having me here. Thank you for the opportunity. It's another dream come true. I've always, envisioned being here. I've always talking to Ariel. Thank you and thank God for the opportunity.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Can I ask you, I'm still blown away by the knockout. I've watched it a bunch of times. I'd love to know how many times you've watched what you did on Saturday. Have you watched it more than 10 times, 20 times since you pulled it off Saturday night?
A pergunta que eu tenho é que eu não me canso de ver isso, eu preciso saber. Eu já vi esse nocaute várias vezes e eu queria saber de você. Eu ainda estou impressionado com o que você fez, então quantas vezes você viu? Você já viu 10 vezes, 20 vezes? Quantas vezes você já se reassistiu fazendo o que você fez?
Algumas, muitas vezes aqui, às vezes até sem intenção. Eu abro o meu Instagram, tem um vídeo, eu renovo a página, recarrego, tá o vídeo passando de novo. Tá uma loucura aqui, eu tô muito feliz, eu planejei, esse golpe aí aconteceu e é muito bonito ver na prática.
Some many times, I'll tell you what, and some of them very intentionally. I just open up my Instagram and it shows up in my feed. I refresh the feed and it's there again. Listen, I trained that stroke many times, and it's beautiful to see it put in practice.
I saw that you posted a clip of you training that particular kick. Was that something that you thought would materialize in this fight, or is it just something that's a part of your arsenal that you work on all the time?
Eu vi que você postou clipe treinando aquele chute. Isso é uma coisa que você estava planejando para essa luta ou uma coisa que você coloca para o teu arsenal para qualquer momento que você precisar, em qualquer luta da tua carreira?
Na verdade, sim. Eu estava treinando eu acho que mais uns 30 movimentos diferentes para cada estágio ali do octógono e do estágio de luta, né? Eu primeiro gosto de controlar e dominar o adversário, e depois disso eu começo a soltar as minhas armas ali. Então, eu acho que cada espaço do octógono ali eu tenho uma arma já preparada, e naquele canto do octógono ali onde ele estava, eu sabia que esse chute iria casar muito bem, e aconteceu.
It's something that I train a lot on, and 30 other moves that I had prepared for. I have things for every part of the octagon, every piece of the octagon, and my idea is to start the fight with domination and control. Once you dominate and control the fight, you go from there. For every space of the octagon, I plan different moves for them, and for that particular area there, that was the move, and it's amazing that I got to match to the moment and make it happen.
I mentioned at the top that it was shades of Edson Barbosa, UFC 142 against Terry Edom. So can I ask you, which one's better? Which knockout is cleaner? Which one is more beautiful in your opinion?
Olha, eu tenho que te perguntar, porque só se fala agora, voltando no UFC 442, era o Edson Barbosa contra o Jiri Prochazka. Você, que estava lá, você é o autor. Qual que você acha que foi mais bonito, mais limpo? Qual que foi o mais plástico? Do Edson ou teu?
Cara, acho que os dois são muito bonitos. Eu acho que os dois merecem muitas palmas aí. Esse nocaute foi muito legal. Eu acredito que o do Edson teve uma diferença, assim, que o dele, ele chutou na coxa e jogou de uma vez, e o meu, né, teve uma mistura de finta ali, como que eu costumo falar, né? O Neymar até me ajudou a nocautear esse cara, porque, foi baseado na finta do Neymar ali, e o chute chegou no final e deu muito certo. Então, tô muito feliz, e para mim os dois são lindos, mano.
Both of them were beautiful. Both deserved praise. Both deserved the ovation. And I think that if you look at Edson's, it was different because you talk about like a hit to the thigh and then it keeps on going. Mine, you have the feint there. There was the added bonus of the feint. I'd like to say that Neymar helped me out with that one, because that was the Neymar feint. I mean, he helped me. Let's just say he helped me get that guy, because that was his feint, the Neymar feint. But both were beautiful, dude. Both were beautiful.
And just to be clear, are you saying you saw Neymar do something like this, or are you saying that Neymar himself helped teach you how to do this? Are you friends with Neymar?
Só para deixar claro para todo mundo, essa relação do golpe com o Neymar. É uma coisa que você viu o Neymar fazer? É uma coisa que o Neymar falou para você fazer? Explica qual que é a relação do Neymar com o golpe.
O que aconteceu com o Neymar foi o seguinte: eu vi ele jogar. Eu não assisto tanto futebol assim, mas eu gosto muito de ver o Neymar jogar, porque ele é muito habilidoso. E existe um estágio da luta onde eu começo que eu conto com muita habilidade. Na minha cabeça, eu me torno um cara muito habilidoso. E eu vi que o Neymar, ele faz um drible em cima do outro. E aí eu falei, como que eu vou colocar isso na luta? E aí eu comecei a criar finta em cima de finta antes de sair o golpe, né? E foi o que eu fiz. Nessa última luta, naquele momento, eu dei o nome dessas fintas de Neymar. Então eu finto direto, finto cruzado, o cara bloqueia os dois e por último chega o chute, né? Então eu sempre coloco essa finta do Neymar aí antes dos meus golpes, assim, e principalmente nesse golpe casou muito bem. Então foi isso que aconteceu. Essa é a minha relação com o Neymar.
Just to explain, so I don't watch much soccer full matches, but I like to watch the moves. And I like to watch Neymar a lot because I think he's a very skillful player. And there's a moment of the fight that I see myself as a skillful guy. I guess someone that needs to bring skill. There's a moment of the fight, especially at the start of the fight, that I use a lot as skill. And what I see what Neymar do a lot is to do a dribble over a dribble. He does like a double move, a compound. So what I tried to introduce was the same thing, was a feint over a feint. So, the compound move myself. So basically you could see I threaten with a cross, I go with the overhand, and I just go and with a kick. So that's what it is a feint over feint. I have to thank Neymar. So that's why I call it the Neymar feint.
I love that. I love that. That is brilliant. I love that. In the aftermath, in the post-fight interview with Fabiano by your side, you had mentioned something about, giving yourself to God and not giving up. And I'm just wondering if you can expand a little bit on that. What were you trying to say in that moment to the public?
E na entrevista no octógono, Ruffy, você, quando eu estava no teu lado lá, que estava com o George, você falou na entrevista sobre se entregar a Deus, Jesus Cristo, também a vida é salvada. Você poderia falar um pouco para a gente sobre isso? O que é isso e que as pessoas entreguem a sua vida a Deus e a Jesus Cristo?
100%. Cara, eu tive uma experiência que mudou minha vida com Jesus, né? Eu estava numa fase da minha vida muito mal, tudo ia mal, parecia que, pô, eu ia assim, sabe, tipo assim, perder tudo, assim, tudo ia muito mal, meu casamento, a minha vida profissional, eu estava 3 anos numa cama praticamente parado ali, só cirurgia, toda vez que eu ia lutar acontecia uma coisa ruim, eu não conseguia lutar, e eu não conseguia entender aquela loucura. Teve uma época que eu desejava até sofrer um acidente e perder minha vida, assim, no caminho de casa para academia. Eu falava, pô, eu não tenho coragem de tirar minha vida, mas se um carro bater em mim aqui, eu perder minha vida, eu vou ficar feliz que eu não aguento mais viver nesse mundo. E aí foi onde um cara foi na minha casa e falou de Jesus para mim, falou que Jesus tinha plano para mim. E pela primeira vez eu senti uma coisa que me completou de uma maneira que eu não consegui descrever, né? E aquele cara orou pela minha esposa não podia ser mãe, né? Minha esposa, ele falou que a minha esposa tinha sido curada naquele dia. E depois que eu entreguei minha vida para Jesus, assim, comecei a conhecer sobre ele, aprender sobre ele. Em um ano, cara, um ano, Deus me deu os 2 filhos, curou a minha esposa, restaurou meu casamento. Quando eu acordo hoje, eu acordo já com um sorrisão de orelha a orelha, e eu tô no melhor momento da minha vida. E eu reconheço que foi Jesus que fez isso comigo, que ele me completou.
So there was a moment in my life that I think is, at 100% I can talk about this. It was a moment of my life that Jesus changed my life. And there was a moment of my life that, things were not going that well. As a matter of fact, everything was going wrong. No matter what I did, everything was going downhill. Things were, as far as fighting, I had been pretty much bedridden or in bed resting for 3 years. Every time I fought, there was something that happened. Nothing was coming off of my side. Feeling that we were having a tough time in my marriage as well with my wife. My wife couldn't have children at the time, and everything was going wrong. And I wished, I didn't want to take my life away and take my own life. But I wish that if maybe a car, hit me, or if I, got struck by an accident, that wouldn't be a bad thing, because nothing was working for me anyways. There was nothing to lose. And the guy, that's a time that a guy came to my door and talked about Jesus Christ and talked about his importance and what he can give you. And at that moment, he said that everything was going to be okay. I, gave my life to him. He said that right then and there, my wife had been healed, and I'll tell you, in 1 year, God had given me 2 children. I wake up every morning with a smile from year to year. We are so happy, and I owe so much to Jesus Christ for everything he has done for me and for his presence. So at that moment, I felt something different in the presence of Jesus Christ, and that's why I owe so much to Jesus.
Wow. Can I ask, how long ago was that?
Só perguntando, há quanto tempo foi isso?
Foi antes de eu entrar no UFC. Meu filho hoje tem 1 ano e meio, isso aconteceu há 2 anos atrás.
It was about a year before I got into the UFC. My kid's now a year and a half old now. It's about 2 years ago.
Okay. If I would have talked to you back then, was there any part of you who, believed that this would all kind of work out, or had you lost all hope that you wouldn't make it to the UFC, that things wouldn't start working out in your favor? In other words, that guy from 2-3 years ago, is he just absolutely blown away at what your life has become?
Se eu conversasse com você 2 anos atrás, esse cara tinha alguma esperança, tinha alguma coisa dentro dele que pensava que o que está acontecendo agora poderia estar acontecendo com ele, ou naquele momento você tinha perdido toda a esperança? Hoje, como é que esse cara, aquele cara lá de trás, olha para o Ruffy de hoje? Ele deve estar impressionado com o que aconteceu com o Ruffy hoje, né?
Sim, 100%, cara. Eu fico olhando pro Ruff de antes, assim, ele não tinha esperança de mais nada, não tinha alegria. Eu saí de casa aos meus 14 anos de idade, eu queria ser lutador, e eu vi esse desejo, esse sonho, sumir junto com a minha vontade de viver, né? E Jesus trouxe tudo isso de volta para mim. Eu sou tão feliz por ter conhecido Jesus. E, cara, cada dia que passa eu me surpreendo mais com o que ele tem feito na minha vida. E eu falei para o Senhor que eu me tornei uma mensagem para Ele, que Ele pode me levar para onde Ele quiser, que eu não vou perder a oportunidade de falar que Ele salva, que Ele cura e que Ele transforma as pessoas.
Yeah, man, 100%. That guy he had lost a lot of hope. I had left home at 14 years old, and with the desire to be a professional fighter one day. And that desire was dying inside of me, just like my will to live. And things changed completely. I learned about Jesus. He healed me. And right now, I've said is he changed my life. You mentioned before, Ariel, in the previous answer, really, that Jesus had a plan. And that's what was told to him. That I saw the plan. I saw that Jesus heals. I saw that Jesus transforms. And I've told the Lord, you take me anywhere, God, and I will be your vessel, and I will help show the word, because Jesus can heal, Jesus can transform, and Jesus can make your life better. So I'm so happy to have truly met him and been acquainted with him.
I see you're wearing the Fighting Nerds glasses. The team is on fire. Gian Silva 2 weeks ago, Caio, Carlos. It's amazing. There they are right there. It's amazing what you guys have done. And probably the most fun thing in the sport right now is just seeing your camaraderie, seeing how you guys are lifting each other up and succeeding. And I'm wondering, since you were the next man up, is there any pressure like, hey, everyone's winning, now I have to do the same, I have to do something, and then of course my 2 teammates are fighting in Miami next month. Do you feel like you have to keep the good vibes going? And of course you did that, but going into the fight, are you thinking that sort of thing?
E vi você ali com os óculos que você acabou de colocar, cara, o óculos da Fight Nerds é uma coisa que simboliza muita coisa. Simboliza o sucesso de vocês. Se você olhar para vocês, só os brabos, é o Caio, é o Jean, é o Prates, é você. E isso é uma das coisas mais divertidas que está acontecendo no mundo no MMA hoje, que a Fight Nerds está trazendo. Tem uma pressão, tinha um pouco de pressão pelo fato de que, você sabe, Caio teve o primeiro main event dele, daí de repente você tem os dois, o Jean saindo de uma vitória dessa, o Carlos também arrebentando, e agora os dois indo lutar em Miami, e chega a tua hora. Quando chega a tua hora, você fala, dá um pouco de pressão assim na tua cabeça, um peso que fala assim, não, os caras estão arrebentando, agora é minha vez, eu também tenho que entregar. Existe isso?
Cara, na minha cabeça eu penso um pouco diferente. Eu não penso assim. Eu penso que eu sou muito abençoado de estar aqui, que eu preciso curtir cada momento, né? Como essa entrevista, por exemplo. Eu estou dando essa entrevista aqui. Para mim, o meu foco é 100% aqui, estar nesse momento presente, curtindo isso aqui e viver um momento de cada vez. Eu não gosto de olhar para tantas coisas assim, ficar dando muito ouvido para comentários dos fãs, seja ele positivo ou negativo. Eu agradeço muito o carinho de todos, mas eu foco no meu objetivo, olho para ele e vou em frente. Eu estou muito feliz pelos meus amigos estar construindo uma história bonita. Eu sei que eu tenho a minha história para construir. Não sei como que vai ser ela, mas eu estou vivendo ela e quero aproveitar cada segundo.
You know, I'm a little different about this. I'm different from many other people. I try to live in the moment. I'm enjoying this so much. I feel very blessed to be here and feel a lot of gratitude for the opportunity that I'm having. I try to stay focused and in the moment. For example, right now, in this interview right now, I'm here. I'm enjoying it. I've envisioned it before. So I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I'm 100% here in the moment. So what's happening to the guys is that they're enjoying this. It's a beautiful moment. It's beautiful to see. And I'm enjoying it a lot just with them. But I try to be in the moment and do my job and do what I need to do to get things. So I'm just living my story. I don't know what it's going to be like at the end, but I'll tell you what, I'm enjoying every moment of it.
After your UFC debut, you tweeted, "Let me send a nice message to Islam Makhachev. Islam, let me tell you, brother, I know you are upset with me because I knocked out your best friend. Enjoy your days as king because the new king of the category has arrived." You tweeted that on May 9th, 2024, but you retweeted that, I do believe, today or either last night. And so my question is, how far away do you think you now are from the top of the division? Because clearly you're trying to resend that message to the king, Islam Makhachev.
E tem tweet do Islam Makhachev que você mencionou, cara, olha, eu sei que você deve estar triste comigo porque eu nocauteei o teu melhor amigo. Mas não fica assim, não. Na verdade, aproveita o teu reinado, que o teu reino já está chegando no final. Daqui a pouco é a minha vez e eu vou chegar lá. E você retweetou isso, parece, nas últimas 24 horas. Não sei se foi hoje, se foi logo depois da luta, ou foi ontem. Mas você retweetou. Ele falou que o tweet é de maio de 2024, é isso. E você retweetou. Então, isso posto, com o que você mencionou, do quão longe você está, o quão perto que você está dessa chance de lutar pelo título?
Islam Makhachev, tô andando na sua direção. Assim, já tem uma história legal aí. Acho que, ele apostou no amigo dele, falou que o amigo dele poderia ser o cara que ia dominar a categoria até 7-7, e mesmo ele na categoria de cima eu parei ele. Eu sei que o Islam tem pensado bastante em mim, até pelas minhas apresentações. Eu acredito que as coisas estão acontecendo muito rápido, estou curtindo cada uma delas, não faço ideia como que vai ser o amanhã, mas eu visualizo aqui na minha cabeça que um dia nós iremos se enfrentar e eu vou conseguir ganhar esse cinturão e vai ser muito legal, estou muito animado.
You know, Islam, I'm walking towards you, man. I'm on my way. I'm on my path towards you. He thought that this guy could be, somebody that was that could be a champion, that could be dominating a division, including, even one of the heavier divisions. And I didn't see it that way, and I did what I did. I'm very happy with the opportunity that I could have right now. I think that I'm on my way to do it, and it's a matter of time. I'm coming for him.
I agree with that as well. By the way, is it true that you used to be a bodyguard for like some Chinese multimillionaire? Can you tell us about this?
Voltando àquela pergunta, Ruffy, é verdade que você foi guarda-costas de milionário chinês? Por favor, você poderia elaborar mais sobre isso?
Ariel, eu queria muito falar para você o que aconteceu, mas meu empresário falou não é para falar, não é para compartilhar, vai chegar o momento certo. Mas, eu fui sim o guarda-costas do chinês, e no momento certo eu vou compartilhar com vocês.
Ariel, I really wanted to talk about this, but my manager, Ivan, said no, take it easy. Let's leave it. Listen, there will be a moment and time will come in which I'll share all the details. But yes, I was a bodyguard for a Chinese billionaire.
Okay. That'll be a good tease. We'll leave it at that. Congratulations, parabéns. To you and the whole team, it's amazing. You guys are such a joy to watch. Truly, you're this amazing bright light in the sport right now. And so I want to congratulate you. Thank you for coming on. Great to meet you. And looking forward to much more from you this year and for many years to come. So thank you so much. And Fabiano, thank you to you as well. It is really an honor to have you on the program.
Isso foi só uma palhinha dessa história, então, que vai vir um dia, né? Um dia você conta. Cara, super legal ter você aqui no show. Vocês são uma luz que brilha muito, muito, muito no momento no MMA. Sempre legal ter a galera. Obrigado por participar do show e volte sempre. Então é uma honra ter você aqui com a gente.
Prazer o meu, muito obrigado pelo carinho, obrigado pela oportunidade de falar com você. Estou realizando aqui mais um sonho, estar conversando com você. Agora só falta essa foto aí que eu já visualizei há muito tempo, no momento certo vai sair. Tamo junto, Deus abençoe.
Thank you again. Thanks for the love. Thanks for the opportunity. I'm very happy to, again, one more dream just came true to be here. And there's also, one more. There's something I'm visualizing here. I'm envisioning a picture. We'll take that picture together. Pretty soon we'll take one together, okay?
I look forward to that. Thank you, guys. All the best.
Thank you.
Obrigado. There they are. Mauricio Ruffy. Fabiano is an absolute legend. Fabiano Busquet. I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. He may get mad at me if I'm not, but he's actually I said this to him over the weekend. The way in which he speaks to the fighters, the way in which he relates their emotion, their cadence, his memory is unbelievable. Like sometimes they'll give you a 2-minute answer and he's somehow reciting all of this with emotion and with passion. He is, without a doubt, the greatest interpreter / translator, whatever term you want to use, that I've ever come across in all my years. Like there was a great one, back in the day from Japan, Mizu. She was unbelievable with the pen. The OG fans will remember she had the pen and the fluffy thing. She was great as well. But she would take notes, if we're being honest. She would take notes. Fabiano with his body language and his facial expressions and his emotion, and like I said, the cadence, it's all perfect. He is the best. I've never seen anyone do it as well as him. So shout out to him. He's a living legend. And shout out to Mauricio, who's becoming a legend in his own right. What a knockout. What a team. What a story. And I appreciate him giving us some of the backstory. When you start to learn that sort of thing, it all hits home a little harder. Like it makes you want to root for these guys. It makes you want to pull for them. He's on a 3-fight winning streak in the UFC. Overall on a 7-fight winning streak, 2 performance of the night bonuses. He asked for 2 on Saturday. He got 1. 11 career wins via KO, 1 via decision, 8 of those 11 knockouts came in the first round, and his debut was just 9 months ago in May of 2024. So that's another name to remember. Next month, we get Gian Silva and Carlos Prates on the Miami card. So stay tuned. That could be a magical night once again for the Fighting Nerds squad. All right, after the main event on Saturday, I wanted to take the temperature of one Jiri Prochazka. He was online. He was watching. We saw some back and forth, and some might say he's the number 1 contender coming off that win over Jamal Hill back in January. So thought this would be a good time to check in with the pride of the Czech Republic, and he is, as always, kind enough to join us here and now. There he is. Hello, Jiri. How are you? Thank you for the time.
Hello, Ariel. Hi. I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing great. Always great to talk to you. And I noticed the hair is growing back.
Yes, it's growing. Yeah, I'm looking back, looking to see them back. Yeah.
So we're gonna go back for the old school ponytail, right? The next time we see you.
Maybe I will little upgrade it, but I don't know, because every time it's going from the flow. That's my kind of hair. But the last one, the antenna, was like my how to say, a spiritual thing for me, and maybe I will let that grow again. Yeah.
Well, I saw you on Saturday. I was wondering, because I think that you're 5 hours ahead of us now, maybe 6 at the time. So that's like early morning over there in the Czech Republic. Were you watching that main event live? Did you wake up early for that?
Yeah. I woke up at 4 a.m. and the main event was at around the 6-7. Yeah.
Okay. Do you usually do that, or was it because that fight was important for you to see live?
Well, sometimes when I really want to see the fights or some fighters, I wake up early. But right now, I wanted to see that. I wanted to see the performance from both guys.
What were you thinking? Can I ask, what were you thinking as far as how the fight would go going into the fight? How are you feeling the fight would play out?
Which fight? Sorry.
Going into the main event, Alex Pereira against Magomed Ankalaev, how did you think before the fight it was going to go?
Man, first, yeah, I said many times like my predictions that I thought like Magomed Ankalaev will use his wrestling more, and Pereira will be much more destructive with his punches, with his combinations, and with the movement. And I think he showed his worst performance in his career. And Magomed Ankalaev, he used some few things what worked for Alex. Yeah.
Okay, so he did try to use his wrestling, right, Magomed? But he was 0 for 12 with his takedowns. Did that surprise you?
Yeah, it's a little bit. I thought like he will be more successful with his wrestling, but he didn't surprise me with his wrestling, and he's I think he have a good basement in the wrestling in sambo. So I thought like he will be better in that fight. This way, Alex surprised, I think, a lot of people with that. Yeah.
Who did you score the fight for?
Man, it was a little bit on the side of Ankalaev, but if you know how the judges score a lot of fights, the title fights, in a way that you have to beat the champion directly in the right way, to knock him down or on the point strictly, then he will win. But he won just like 2 or 3 rounds, or 1 round was like 50-50. So this way, I think it was on Alex's side. But we all know that Ankalaev's doing these type of performances like he's not that type of the guy who's going for the knockout every time.
So you mentioned that you thought it was Alex's worst performance. Do you think that was because Alex, for whatever reason, didn't show up, or do you think that was because of something that Ankalaev was doing?
Man, ask him.
Yeah.
ask him what was that. But he was in a defense. He was really defensive style, not offensive. Even if he's a champion with everyone, except me, he fought every time like aggressively. He wanted to strike. He wanted to catch the strikes. And with Ankalaev right now, he was how to say, defensive. Like John Jones' last fights in light heavyweight, he just did what's necessary, and but it was not right now. It was not enough, especially for judges. Yeah, so the champion have to prove that he's a champion and defend correctly. And Magomed Ankalaev was more active, and that was his. I think for the judges, that was enough for judges. But I don't know. I don't know what to think about that.
Yeah, I'm wondering, was there something about what Ankalaev did that impressed you, that you thought, okay, this is a good plan of attack against someone like Alex?
That's right. There was a few things what he did very well, and that was the touching the gloves, the the grabbing the gloves in the stand up, them trying to set up some attacks. That was really good work from him, and bad work from Alex that he didn't adjust for this game plan, for his game plan. Yeah.
I saw in the immediate aftermath, you mentioned, I'm going to read the tweet here. You said, congrats to Ankalaev, beautiful pressure. Most of the people don't like it, but you won the title for now. Alex Pereira, last dance, meaning a third fight against Pereira. And then you subsequently, your next tweet was, or better idea, let's go straight to hunt the title. And so initially when I saw your first tweet, I thought, oh, most people are calling out the champion, but you mentioned Pereira first, and then you said, let's go for the title. So how are you feeling now?
Yeah, that's right. And thank you for the question. And after the fight, I was like, man, I have 2 fights with Alex right now. He lost the fight, and let's give him a little bit time and go for the title. Yeah, because first time I was first after their fight, I just thought like Alex will be now free, and it will be more logical fight to go with Alex and win one more fight before the title. But then I realized, man, I want a title. I want to go with Ankalaev because his style and his mouth, what he's saying, is something what I don't like it. I don't like it. I like all the people. I like except him, but he's too much. Except his last tweet on me. Yeah.
So can I just for the audience? I don't condone this, but I did see him tweet. I think you are a fraud, and so many guys deserve it more than you. You need to go win some big fights. And then he also tweeted, "This guy is a terrible fighter." Why is he saying this about you?
I don't know, man. He don't know me. I don't know him personally. Okay, one thing what I can say to the Ankalaev, he can think whatever he wants, but I know that only person who's a fraud is him, because when I met him in UFC Performance Institute in Las Vegas, he was there. He was very nice. He was friendly. Hello, nice to meet you. All good. And right now, he's a superstar and a big gangster. And right now, he's playing this game, and he is hyped. In that, I understand. He won the title against worst performance Alex Pereira, and only fraud person here is a Magomed Ankalaev. And worst fighter, man, I'm every time giving everything to my fights. Every time I'm going to finish my opponent and to give it all in my fight. Not like him when he's fighting. He's many times like in a second or third round, when there is a high performance, he is trying to a little bit run out from the performance, from the attacking, from the aggressive attacks. So that gives me only one meaning. Only fraud person here is a Magomed Ankalaev, and I don't care about this guy. I just wanna go and take a title. Doesn't matter for what about him. He's right now he's a champion, but I think nobody likes that, and nobody respect that he's a champion.
And now, after seeing these tweets, would it be fair to say you would prefer to fight him next as opposed to Pereira for the third time?
Sure, yeah, yes, that's right. I don't want to be stuck in some emotions like I want Alex for in every way. For me, I'm okay, man. I know I will meet the Alex third time for 100% in light heavyweights. I'm sure, but right now I will do whatever is necessary to catch the Ankalaev.
It has been suggested, Jiri, that perhaps he's not the one tweeting this, that it's his manager tweeting it. Do you think this is coming from him, or do you think it's his manager?
I don't care. It's his platform.
Yeah.
And everybody have to take a responsibility for what he's posting. So if the if some hyped manager is doing that, he's doing a bad work.
Yeah. And at this point, it sounds like it has gone personal between you. Like you feel like he crossed the line, like he disrespected you.
And it's like you saying, it's disrespectful. And right now, I just realized that I don't have a time for these games with this guy who's lying and who's trying to speak about me like these bullshits. This is I think this is a child's game. So I don't want to play it. Like he's like that. He's bad. He's a terrible fighter. Shut up, man, and face me in the cage.
What's interesting is in the aftermath of the fight, he was doing interviews, and he said, "Now that I'm the champion, I'm not going to pick and choose. Everyone's going to get an opportunity because I had to struggle to get my title shot, and so in my era as champion, everyone gets an opportunity." And then first tweet since he wins, he says, "You have to go win more fights. You're not going to get a shot at me." You see, it's a contradiction. Do you understand? He's saying two separate things.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, and everybody feel that, everybody knows that. So I don't want to speak badly about anybody, but he is speaking about me a lot. So I need to say something about that. That's it. Only one thing what I can say from me, it's my performance. It's all about performance, not about the speaking. And I can say just I'm going there every time for 200% to finish the fight, to win the belt, to show the beauty of martial arts. That's all.
What do you think the UFC will do? Do you think they will try to do you versus him, or do you think they'll try to do the rematch with him and Pereira right away? What do you feel?
In 2 weeks, I will be in London on the UFC event, speak with managers from UFC, and then we will set some next moves.
Okay. But obviously you're going to ask for the title shot. If they say no, we want to do the rematch, what would be the next best scenario for you?
For me, whatever, who will be the next, I'll take it. I will take it.
Okay.
Right now, it's about the negotiations about who will be the next. There is in the London there will be Blachowicz versus Ulberg.
Yeah,
they're like very good guys too. That sounds great because there was some speaking about me and Blachowicz or maybe the Ulberg or whatever. But I'm looking in the first way. I'm looking for right now Ankalaev or Alex.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Alex needs right now a little bit time to recover, to take a fresh wave and go back.
Yes, he has been very active, and so perhaps he does take some time off, and they do you versus Ankalaev, and then he fights the winner.
That's right.
Right, that would be the best case scenario for you. We last saw you in January, and then I think afterwards you went on a trip to Hawaii. Right, what was that experience like for you? Did you enjoy it? Did you like the vibes there?
Yeah, man, Hawaii is amazing islands. All of these islands. I was on 3 islands, and all of them was amazing energy, amazing waterfalls. The one of the biggest mountain in the world, the Mauna Kea, which is going under the sea. So from the bottom of that mountain, under the sea, it have almost 10,000 meters. So which is the like highest mountain in the world, and there was a really beautiful energy, like not so strong, not so weak, something like middle in the middle. Especially the people are there. They are here like very very nice, very open, and I spoke with they are like with the people there who were like born there, and and I did some not dancing some
These
yeah
guys.
this one
Yes.
these people, and that was really strong moment. And right now still I feel this energy, like yeah.
What did you feel? You felt like they were giving you their energy?
Man, it was that night was about the sharing the power. Yeah, and these guys, I have some my people, my friends in my village too, and when we celebrate, when we drinking together, we are the same animals, maybe the baddest animals in the world. So that was great night. Yeah.
Did you do it with them, or you were just receiving their energy? Did they teach you how to do that? I think it's a haka.
Yeah, haka. Yeah, we did that together.
Wow.
In especially in them, we drank some their traditional celebrational drink, and then we just celebrated. Yeah.
I love it. By the way, before the Jamal Hill fight, you talked about maybe going to 185, and I saw that you tweeted about Dricus after his win over Sean Strickland, and your commentary was interesting, and I thought maybe that this would entice you because you said no technique, no rhythm, but 200% activity and pressure, especially like a champion. That was something inspirational, and I was wondering if after that performance, that was in February, it made you think, oh, maybe now's the time to go to 185. Is that accurate or no?
Right now, no. I said to myself, man, I really want to win the title fight in light heavyweight. Then I want to think and watch the middleweight maybe. But first, for me, is to show not just to people but to myself that I can take the light heavyweight title again and go to the middleweights. I know that post on Twitter for Dricus was a little bit like congratulations, but you was a bad fighter.
Yes.
But I just said the truth because he won the title, so congratulations. But your performance was, man, there was no technique, nothing, but you showed just true heart of the fighter, especially like a champion. He showed something inspirational because like a champion, he showed amazing performance. He fought like a challenger, yeah, for to win the fight. And that was something inspirational.
How do you think that goes, you against him?
Me and him?
Yeah.
Ooh, for 100%, he wants to grapple, and so so catch him in the bad rhythm because he don't have the rhythm, he don't have the footwork. He just working with the hard work. He's a hard worker guy. Yeah.
And what about if Ankalaev fought Pereira again? How do you think that goes?
Ooh, like this fight, like the last fight, it depends in which mood will Pereira go for this fight. Because like now we everybody we saw the, I have to say that because it's true, one of the worst his performance. Yeah. But still he just lost for the points. so I think with some upgrades, with some good work and the pressure, he will win that fight 100%.
In a perfect scenario for you, when do you want to return?
Right now I have in the June exams in my high school, the final exams. So I need to finish the school in June 1st. And then in July, August, I want to fight.
Okay. And to be clear, in your high school, you're taking high school exams?
University.
And which courses?
It's sport university. Yeah.
Amazing. So you take, how many exams do you have to take?
Oh man, there is like five, six.
And do you go to the classes or is it online?
Yeah, every Friday I'm going there to be there, and because the school, this university, they understand that I'm a professional fighter, but they still wants to that I have to be there.
Sure. So you're sitting, like, how old are the kids that you're sitting next to in this class?
Yeah, it's like for a long distance for long distance students.
Okay.
Yes, there is like 30 years old and some younger. So and I'm 32, so
right.
I'm still good in that.
Do they know who you are?
Sure,
they know.
Sure they know. So yeah,
that's amazing. And
it's good because I like the informations about the body performance,
sure.
about the like the teaching about the physiology and all these things. So that's what I like.
Congratulations, by the way. I saw your new shoe. Looks amazing.
Yeah, thank you. Still, we are working on that right now with this type of business. We are going to the US, and I hope we will share, buy the clothes and shoes, the power of these ideas, like, because I don't like to just wear something, but something with a meaning. And this is something what I'm doing like for last 10 years. Yeah, last 10 years we are doing these clothes and giving in them the power, the meaning, and yeah, all these sentences which is there. And this is what I like, to wear something with the strength.
I notice even like when we're texting, you say let's go for that, and then I saw your T-shirt says let's go for that now. So this is like your motto, your way of life.
Yeah, sure. And I want to have it all the time on myself, to know it, to why I'm doing that, to know the reason, because this is something what I'm breathing right now, and in this moment of my life, it's for me everything. So yeah, I'm really happy. Yeah, especially after last fight and a great preparation before.
Last thing, is there a message? What's the message to Magomed Ankalaev and his team? What does Jiri Prochazka want to say to them?
I already said that.
Okay.
I already said that for his, I just wanted to react by the interview with you on his tweets that only person who is a fraud is him, and especially for the reasons what I said.
Mm-hmm.
And don't speak about me. Don't speak about me anymore, because you don't know me. Absolutely, you don't know which kind of life I'm living. And face me in the cage, then you will understand.
Thank you so much, Jiri. You're the man. Always a pleasure. Always appreciate your time. Thank you for coming on. Good luck to you in getting this fight. Can't wait to see you back in there.
Thank you. Have a good night, Ariel.
You're the man. There he is, the great Jiri Prochazka, the pride of the Czech Republic. Always love talking to him. And you can tell it got a little bit under his skin. We do have an update here, courtesy of our old friends from MMA Fighting. There was that pay-per-view issue that ruined a lot of people's nights on Saturday here in America. A lot of people were trying to log on to ESPN Plus, actually buy the pay-per-view on ESPN Plus. For those outside of America, it is the only place where you can buy UFC pay-per-views, at least until the end of 2025. We'll see what happens with the new deal. And I was getting a ton of complaints. Our own Shaheen Al-Shadi said that he had to go to Hulu. I didn't even know you could buy the pay-per-view on Hulu. Could you buy it on Disney Plus too? Maybe. Chuck Mindenhall said the same. Anyway, MMA Fighting got this statement from ESPN, quote, "Unfortunately, we experienced a technical issue that impacted purchases of the UFC pay-per-view on ESPN Plus shortly after 10 p.m. Eastern. Our teams identified and resolved the issue, restoring full functionality ahead of the main event. We apologize for the inconvenience and are taking steps to ensure a better experience in the future." They are playing UFC 313 in case you want to watch it. 2+ subscribers at no additional charge right now. But of course, if you were trying to buy the pay-per-view on Saturday, that doesn't help much. But I did notice that it was right there, available, like where all the live stuff is. If you go on the app, it's at the top. Did they happen to acknowledge the fact that it only plays for 2 minutes if you're watching on your phone and then the app crashes? Did they happen to mention that? Golly. You know, Chael and I built that thing with our hands off our backs. We didn't account for that. I mean,
no help on that one?
No help on that one.
How much snow did you have to walk through?
We had to walk up a hill 300 yards.
Oh, man.
I've got to crack my jaw right now, Frank. What do I do?
You have a mute button.
Oh, yeah, but then the look sounds weird. You might as well get the payoff of the crack.
Just go ahead and do it.
I couldn't get it. That's a bad one.
I thought this was members only, the jaw cracking.
Frank, not now. We have a very important guest. You're all waiting for this. Round 3, he returns to action on the 29th of March at the AO Arena in Manchester, England. We had him in studio prior to what we thought was going to be the original meeting between KSI and himself. That didn't come to fruition. We had him in studio before the Logan Paul matchup in October of 2023. Is he here? Is he actually here? Our old friend Dillon Danis, is he in attendance? There he is, the bad boy. How are you, sir? Good to see you. What are we doing? I don't know. Come on, have a seat. Come on, thank you. I appreciate it. Baklava's your boy.
I know, I was just with him.
He's here?
No, I was just with him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How are you?
Good, man.
Man, you look good. Rock solid.
Feeling good. I was just training.
Today?
Yeah.
That's why you're late?
City, yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't late. You said 3 o'clock.
They said, it's
I
arrived
thought you guys
2:30.
tricked me too. I thought you said 3 o'clock when it's like later. So
No.
I came earlier. So
Yeah, okay. Talking to the mic, okay? Don't be shy. There it is. And you can move it up too if you want to get comfortable.
I'm used to late enough.
You're used
High
to being on
class
mic. What? This is not high class? This is
get into a box.
Just put How's life?
It's good, man.
It's good to see you. Some people thought you wouldn't show up. I was getting some DMs saying, he's not going to show up.
Why? I don't know why everybody keeps saying that. It's like crazy after one fight that I didn't show up.
Press conference, they thought you weren't going to show up.
That did suck, to be honest, traveling to London for one day. But
you didn't seem happy going there.
No.
You were saying a lot like, he's not selling the fight. Why should I sell the fight?
I can't say too much because of the contract.
Why?
Because under contract, he even admitted to it, saying that they made me sign something where I can't talk about the certain things.
Why did you agree to that?
money, I guess,
Yeah,
right? I mean, what are you gonna do, you know? And he's not dumb. He doesn't want to get into a crazy beef with me. I said in the pre-interviews, I think it was right before we got to the face-to-face, we did like a face-to-face like this. I was like, if he says what he said about my dad to me,
yeah.
I'm gonna kill him. So then in the face-to-face, I asked him, and he like straight up apologized and got like really scared.
Oh, really?
He said he didn't know. And
Is this coming out?
Yeah, it's gonna come out. So
Okay,
face-to-face, yeah. So then
he apologized.
Yeah, he was, I don't want to go with families, man. I don't want to go across lines. And he was like really cordial. So like he kind of set me up that day, which is crazy because he was being so nice and being like weird and like kind of didn't want to start any beef because he didn't want to get into an altercation so that they wouldn't let us get close. But then he played it really good because they checked us when we got on the stage for anything, throw or whatever.
Yeah.
But then when we got out of the stage to go back to the weigh-in, he had put the thing in his pocket and they didn't recheck us. And if you watch, his security is holding his hands, and when he's holding my hand, he taps his arm to like go and hit me with the thing.
Damn.
Which is crazy. Yeah.
You really broke this down.
I know.
How annoyed
I
were you?
forgot because I was watching everything.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And I wanted to get him too. So I wanted to get him too. But the UFC, when I was in negotiations with them, that was one of the big things is how much trouble I bring, how many things I do, and they can't have that shit. So I can't be going sucker punching KSI at the thing. You know what I mean? It doesn't look good. But we can get into that too if you want to get into
Yeah, we will. But just about the face-off, how pissed were you?
You know, it wasn't like a big shot. It sounded really loud. So I was
Yes.
like, damn, he fucking cracked me. But then I had no mark. And I didn't see the footage or anything. I didn't know he had a pancake because I can't see that then until I got to the room. And I was like, man, I have no mark. And that was so loud. And then I looked and I was like, it was a fucking pancake. And I was like, no one fucking told me it was pancake day. But I was mad in the moment. I got through like fucking 6 security.
Missed it.
You see, he played the move right where he fucking made me put my head down like on the bed did. And he got me. Yo, look at my security I took down though. Watch this. Look how far I got.
Yeah, they
Dude,
got a
gotta
lot
see
on
my
you.
knees. My knees are fucked from this.
From that?
Yeah, because one of them I took down. If you see the guy on the ground, I
What do
like
you mean
double
your
like
knee is fucked?
like it swelled up, but I have like all the skin is off my knees.
Because of this?
Yeah, all the skin is off. It's terrible.
That's crazy.
Hurts so.
Why? Because they were roughing you up.
No, because so like when I was going forward, one of the guys tried to double leg me, and I like kind of like hipped them over, and then they all like piled on us, and then my knees skid on the ground.
To the point where it annoys
I
you
can
when
show
you're training?
I can
Show me.
I mean, this one is worse. It's swollen and look.
What do we got? Oh yeah, look at that.
Fucking,
You got some.
and this is a
scabs?
couple of days, and then it's swollen, and then the
You
other.
should sue them.
So that's another thing.
What?
What? Case I keep saying that he's happy that Logan sued me. I might sue him for assault and make him pay for the Logan case.
Oh my gosh.
Look at that Uno reverse card.
Where that is.
That would be the ultimate Uno
Yes.
reverse card. And no one would be like, hey, he's a bitch for suing because you know what? Logan's suing me. He's saying, oh, I'm so happy you're going bankrupt and all this bullshit. Now you're going to pay for it.
He keeps saying that the reason why you are going to show up this time is because you need the money. What do you make of this?
I think he's going to see how much I need the money on the night. I kept saying this before.
Is that true?
No. I have a lot of money. You know I have them. Come on, stop.
I'm
All the
just
richest
saying-
people in Manhattan. You know that. You know this. Come on.
By the way, I was expecting some outlandish statements. So we brought back the lie counter.
good, yeah.
We brought back. So does that one count?
No, look at my net worth.
One of the richest people in Manhattan.
I mean, it would have to be. I mean, there's a lot of people in Manhattan. We were saying top 15,
Top
20.
15. I think we need to put it on the
No,
board.
we got to check.
What?
We got to
How
check.
can we check this?
My net worth.
No, we're putting it
You
on.
Google my net worth. It says 100 million.
100 million.
Yeah, if you Google my net worth.
Right now?
It depends on the website. I got to look.
Wait,
it up.
Google.
I got to help you on the website.
Dillon Danis net worth.
Check it out.
Dillon Danis network. It says Dillon Danis.
Oh, no. You're going to go to the point now.
of $2 million.
You're going to a fucking old website.
Put
dude.
another one. Put another one on the
Come
board
on,
there.
man.
Come on. Put
Fuck.
another one.
Eric, it's supposed to be on my side here.
No, I am, but it just said. I mean, they're
I
sending me.
heard you're one of the richest journalists. So
2 million. Yeah, we have it.
you're one of the richest people in MMA.
In MMA. I mean, that's like being the tallest midget. I mean, what am I at that
It's
point?
true,
You know,
actually.
like what are we talking about here?
No, it's true. You know what's so crazy too?
yes.
Actually, the other day.
It's good to see your eyes, by the way.
You like mine?
Yeah. No,
right?
usually you wear the glasses.
Yeah. Sometimes I take them off when I look at you face to face.
I appreciate it.
I like looking at you.
Thank you.
Someone in the gym. Well, actually, I'm not going to say names. 'Cause I don't want to interrupt. I don't know, whatever. But he said that he was helping you or holding meds.
Yes. Oh,
And he-
Chris.
And he actually said, he was like, I'm not joking. Ariel actually is really good. I swear to God.
Thank you.
And you know I don't compliment you.
No, I appreciate
And
that.
I was like, are you joking with me? Or you're like,
Twice a week.
He says that you got hands.
Did he tell you about the left hand?
He just said that he was like, he said you don't want to intrude your space talking about you.
Sure.
He's actually very respectful. He's like, but I'm telling you, like, he's actually really good. I was like, you're fucking with me. I thought you were joking.
Were you impressed?
Yeah, noodle arms.
Were you
I was
surprised?
Like, I was like, yo, can we go spar
No.
or whatever? And he's like, I don't
He
know.
actually said the ultimate is him coaching me to spar you.
That'd be awesome. We should do it. We should do it.
Yeah, you
That'd
think
be
so?
awesome. Yeah,
How do you think that goes?
You have no fucking, I don't know, meat
Doesn't
on
matter.
your bones, bro. I
It
feel
doesn't
like
matter.
one body shot with you, I'll
It's the
break you.
ferocity. It's the ferocity.
Your nose is
in
so
here.
easy to hit.
How many pay-per-views do you think we could sell?
Me and you?
Yeah.
I mean, my name alone.
Yeah, that's right.
A million. So like with you, probably like extra 50,000. Like
Okay, yeah, 100. All right, fair. Okay, back to KSI. I'm not trying to fight
Dude,
you.
That we should do that. That'd be awesome.
That would be fun.
You should
Charity?
roll. Come on, do it.
No, no.
Action sparred me.
No, wait, roll like jujitsu?
We can do anything. Yeah,
No.
why not? I'm not,
I'm
gonna
not
hurt
that
you.
good. I'm not that good. Actually, I think you would.
I would never.
You would try to like heel
asshole.
hook me.
No, I would never.
Tear my ligaments.
Never do that. I don't hate you that much.
I appreciate
We have
that.
banter. You know what I mean?
By the way, what about Alex?
Man, I knew that he wasn't gonna get taken down. I was 100% with that.
Oh for 12.
Over 12. I knew that was gonna happen. The one thing that surprised me, obviously, I can't talk because I'm not Alex. You know what I mean? And I'm
Sure.
not the fucking best striker in the UFC right now. But he just looked gun shy to me. Didn't he? I don't know. In your opinion,
He wasn't as aggressive.
Yeah, he wasn't as
he was on the
aggressive,
back
right?
foot. He wasn't just like letting it go. Like he
in
usually
my
does.
opinion, I talked to Polino a little bit. I didn't talk to Alex. I'm supposed to see him on Wednesday, I think it is. But I think there's now that he has so much confidence in the wrestling that he didn't get taken down, he's going to throw more the next fight. So I think that maybe it was just a confidence in the wrestling, you know? Because after the first round, I noticed when he asked Glover, like, how'd I do in the takedown defense? And then maybe that was in his head, like, okay, if I throw, I'm going to get taken down. So I think this time, now that he knows that he can't take him down, that he's going to come in and throw.
How was he
you know?
looking? You were there with him.
Yeah,
I saw.
I knew he was not getting taken down.
Right.
He was banging in sparring. Like, he's a fucking beast. He's actually one of the strongest people I ever felt in my whole life. He's crazy how strong he is. And he's awesome, man. I fucking love training with him.
There you are, going toe to toe with the man.
Yeah.
Do you go full on with him, or is it just kind of this light stuff?
I don't post that. Like,
Yeah.
there's certain things like even the grappling and all that stuff. Like when we did small gloves, we didn't post any of that. You know, obviously for getting ready for the fight. But we do a bunch of rounds together.
Is this your team?
No, but I go there a lot.
Okay.
I know Polino since Marcelo. That's how I got into that whole thing. So I used to train. Obviously, you know, Marcelo. And Polino was like a bigger guy, and none of the guys really wanted to train with him. But I would train with him all the time because he's really good. And he like really liked me. We made a good friendship, and then ended up training with Alex.
Will he corner you for this fight?
He might actually. I'm not sure yet. I still don't have a team.
Who is your
I
corner?
don't know yet. Same
Last
thing.
time it was like last minute.
I know,
You just
it was fucking it was what it was. And I didn't want to box again. To be honest with you, I hate not in the sense like I hate boxing. Like I'm so good at jiu-jitsu and grappling. Like I don't want to box again. And then they came at me with this, and I said like, no, man, because I have the other fights coming up. And then they just kept pushing the money up, and it was.
What are we getting for this?
A lot.
More than a milli?
Yeah, it would be more.
Any pay per view?
Yeah, pay per view too.
Last time
so
you
it
did
could
get
be
pay-per-view.
more than it could be.
Right.
Yeah, that's a fucking.
Is that?
It fucking hurts me because that was 1.3 million.
And you got a fixed
flat,
amount.
I know.
Why did you say yes to
Because they
that?
said basically, you don't say yes to this, we're not going with you.
But you sold the shit out of that for better or worse.
Exactly, and I ended up getting sued.
Yes,
so fucked up.
So did you end up making zero from that fight?
Not zero, but you know, I made a lot of money, but still not what if I would have had 50 cents or $1 on the pay per view would have been,
Right.
you know, what he got and KSI got when they're already billionaires or whatever the fuck they are.
Yeah.
So fucked up.
Okay, well, where do
And people act like anybody would cared about that fight if it wasn't for me. Like these fights, like Logan and KSI, like depends on who they're fighting. Like obviously the Mike Tyson fight or Jake Paul. Jake Paul and Perry did 20,000 pay per views or 30,000 or something like that. So no
Is it
one
really
cares.
that low?
Google it right now. So I
But-
got the fact checker.
Okay, yeah, but based on who? Like who?
Now based on who? But you want to say that now?
Well,
But when
I'm
you
just
check my
saying-
net worth, you didn't
I
say
just
based
say
on
these-
who.
these are
Could have been
reputable
some guy that
sites.
fucking wrote that.
I don't know. Per Wrestling Observer, I don't know.
So it says 30,000. So like no one cares about
Around
these fights unless you
30,000,
have
this
like
is
you
what
know
it said.
certain angles and certain stuff. That's why it's so boring. I don't want to fight at London when KSI's not fucking promoting, not doing shit.
Why is he not promoting it?
Because he doesn't want to get into that shit
You
with
think
me.
it's because he doesn't want to open the door?
That he doesn't want to open the door, and I'm under contract, so I will get sued. Okay,
you
so
did
I'm gonna break this down more for you because it's very deep.
Please, please.
Do you have water or something? 'Cause
Yeah, could we get
or just like
Aaron
energy
some
drink,
water?
whatever.
I don't want to give you my own. I don't want to get cooties.
cold or no?
What? Oh, you want a Celsius? Please go ahead. I
wait.
forgot I had that. What? Oh,
Yeah.
but it's warm.
No, it's just Jake Paul shit, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
I
but
don't
they're
really
our
give a shit. Just turn it backwards.
Do whatever you want with it.
You don't have Red Bull? That's real shit.
No, that's our sponsor. Oh, Gatorade. Where's that from?
What do you think it's from? Why am I wearing Gatorade? It's the best hydration drink on the market.
Oh, you're going. They're bringing you a cold one. They just told
Okay.
me. Yeah.
Um,
Take the cold one. Take the cold one.
So there's a whole thing that is going behind this, and I'm not supposed to talk about it, but fuck it, what they gonna do? Logan is really upset
Why?
because KSI took this fight.
Why would he be upset?
I think because then I got the platform again to talk about Logan.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say it because of the lawsuits
yeah.
and stuff, and because of what was it? Fuck, I forgot what it was. There was another reason he was like really, really mad, but apparently, I know that he was so mad that he was threatening to take all KSI shares out of Prime and like do all this shit.
How could he do that?
I don't know. There was something going on behind the scenes. I don't know exactly because I want to hear things and then I don't get the full. I know he was really upset, and then for me, I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about this.
No, you got it. Now you started.
Well, basically, they're trying to make me sign another contract where I'm not allowed to mention even Logan's name or the Zone can sue me.
The
not
Zone
even
could sue you?
Logan's name, not even just Nina. Logan's name, and the Zone will sue me in ESPN if they do the fight. So there's like a whole thing. Like I'm not allowed to talk about anything. Like I'll be sued again.
By who? By
the
Zone?
I think it's the Zone,
'Cause
and
they
then
don't-
Logan might because like I don't know because they don't want. I mean, they have some kind of
So
shit.
confusing. Let me
Dude, I
ask
don't
you
know
about the
what's going on
clause
with
in the contract. He doesn't want you to say anything about him. Like you can't talk. Like
So,
how do you
no,
know where the line
original
is?
one I signed?
Yeah, yeah.
That's not, it's certain things they put that I can't talk
Like
about.
about his family
I don't know,
life.
I don't want to get sued.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, there's a lot of things, but there's like a whole list that I can't talk about.
Wow, and you agreed to this?
I agreed to it because at the end of the day, it's like, okay, I mean, fuck him. I'm making a bunch of money anyway.
Sure.
And I don't know. It is what it is. Like, I don't need to go down that route every single time. Like, you know what I mean? And then for me, I have so many ways I can promote a fight. I don't need to. It wasn't like.
But there hasn't been like there was the one tweet
because he's not engaging. I said it in the face to face when me and him did the face to face. Me and you would have a better face to face. Like I swear to God, like he can't talk. It's so bad. It was so boring. Even my security was like, "What was that?" Like the Zone people were like, "We're texting memes right now. Like you were selling this fight and he is not doing anything." Like it was so boring. Like he with the jokes and everything. He was just saying like. You know how MMA guys are, like, they're so fucking boring when you ask them, like, oh, how you think about this fight? Like, you know, today I'm going to come in and I'm training hard for, like, 6 years, whatever. He was just so boring. It was just terrible. Like, I even said to him the thing, I was like, Logan was way funner to do this with. Like, we were going back and forth. He had some banter.
There you go.
Probably
You got
'cause
water and you got a Celsius.
My man over here. The guy that always has my back.
Yeah, near Crick. He loves you.
He talks great about me. Yeah, so it was so boring. That's why I was like, I'm going to go all the way to London and talk to this fucking wall. You know, it was fucking terrible. But, yeah, I don't know. It's fucking bullshit. But I have Tony coming up, who's gonna be fun because I have some shit on Tony that I'm gonna talk about, and he's gonna be fun to talk about.
There's no contracts there.
No.
How does that work though with GFL? Did you have to get GFL?
So I knew about the KSI fight before I signed with GFL, and they were like, "Yeah, it's fine because it's just more promotion for our company and everything's good."
But it's close, right? Because he told me May 11th.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be May 11th or 23rd, but somewhere in May.
Isn't that too quick?
I think the weight is a little bit of an issue.
So it's 85 and 65.
Yeah.
Tony's 65. This
and Tony is so fucking annoying with that shit. You can ask the GFL guy. He even said, he was like, everybody said you're gonna be the hardest to work with. You're the easiest. Like
really?
they want the Tony fight. Everybody wanted Tony fight. Even you helped me with that, which I thank you. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. And he was like, what do you want to do the weight? I said, 170 probably. He fought 170 last. That's probably even. And Tony was like, no, like 165, like. He keeps going. When you talk to him, he keeps going back to high school. He's like, "This is varsity, and like the JV guy has to come down to my weight. Like this bullshit." And they're like, "It's 3 pounds." It's like, "Why are you doing this?" And then he was like, "No, he has to go 65, or I'm not fighting him." So like, he wouldn't even do any catch weight or anything. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. It's Tony Ferguson. He's gonna be an easy fight anyway. I just have to cut the weight. That's gonna be the hardest fight, and then to go down there. But
you really think it'll be easy?
Yeah, I think it'll be easy. I think he knows. He thinks. I don't know. He talks like he's fucking.
He sounded good.
I don't want to go too hard on him.
Why? He sounded good when we spoke to him last week. Like, no, you don't think so?
Yeah, he does sound a little bit
clarity
better.
and
but do you know that
motivation?
He has really bad mental issues?
I don't know. I
know everything
do not
about
know
him.
this.
Yeah. So he has bad mental. I don't want. He tried killing his family and wife. And
no, stop it.
You can Google it right now.
No,
there's 911 calls.
Right. But I mean, that's a personal issue.
Yes. So he's not mentally there. So
several years ago too, right?
Do you know why he fired Paradigm?
I do not know. What was it? Because of the Connor stuff?
No, because he won an MLB contract. He wanted them to try to get him a tryout for Major League Baseball. That's why he signed with some MLB kind of guy now.
Now Lloyd is big time.
Yeah, I know, but he thinks he actually thinks he could make it to the major leagues.
Right.
Like that's all. We're talking about like someone that's that crazy that actually thinks he can make it to the major leagues. He
are you more motivated for that fight than you are the KSI
100%.
fight?
I love MMA and it's Tony Ferguson.
Right.
Like you know what I mean. At the end of the day, like Action Bronson said to me, he's like, Action Bronson, he was like, it's Tony Ferguson. It doesn't matter like if the losing streak, whatever. It's a big win. And the reason this all happened was because of the UFC. So you know a little bit about what happened.
I feel. By the way, I feel like I'm conducting a bad interview here because we're going in a million different directions.
There's so many things that are going on, and we haven't talked in a long time.
Yes, no, we haven't. Our last chat was we got all the time in the world. Our last chat was November of 2023 when you came to our New York show.
Yeah,
which was fun. You were
that was great.
Special appearance.
People went crazy. It was great.
Was that the first time you met Action? By the way,
no, I know Action since I was young. I was 21 in Vegas, and we had the same tattoo artist, and I was a big fan of Action Bronson. And we were going to a club, and GSP was actually there. And he let me stay at his table. He did a performance. That was the first time we met. And, and then I met him again when I played at, I don't know if you've seen it, I played at CC Sabatia's.
Oh, the baseball. Game. Yes.
So we played again, and he remembered. He was like, "Oh, you were the kid that was at the table," and we kept in contact since. And he's like,
I was trying to take credit for your friendship with him, but I can't.
No, yeah, it's fine. You introduced me to a lot.
So why have you been so quiet? Like, so that was November of 2023. You didn't fight all of 2024, and now here we are, mid 2025. You're fighting. Why was 2024 a wash after the Logan fight?
In what sense of the fighting, or
you didn't.
I wanted it with the UFC. The UFC was.
So that was what your plan was for 24.
Yeah, I wanted to.
And what happened?
So basically, we never got to Dana. Dana apparently is the kind of guy to be like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna sign you, yes, 100%," and then Hunter comes in, or I went to the UFC. Which one was it? It might have been Pereira. Which one was last in right after the Logan fight, and when Logan was there, which fight was that? It was in MSG.
Oh, MSG. Yeah, it was the next night.
It was. The
one Steve Anjana got hurt.
I saw
and
the matchmaker.
Aspinall.
What's his name?
McMaynard?
No, the other one.
Sean Shelby. Yeah.
No, Mick Maynard. You're right. Sorry.
The taller guy.
Yeah, the taller guy. And he came to me. He was like, "We saw the pop in the crowd from you, and we want to sign you. We need to talk or something like that." And I was like, "All right, well, you can't say that." And I like mean it. Like, he was bullshitting me. He was like, "No." He's like, "This reaction from the crowd." So I was like, "All right, we're in." And then it came down to we're talking to Hunter, and Hunter was just basically like, "No, this guy just causes trouble. He's gonna like cause too much trouble, and we don't want that. He's too controversial with all this stuff." And I don't know like the exact words. I have all the messages, but basically just saying that I'm gonna go in and make all this like hoo-ha and not fight or something like that. And he's saying like I need to prove that I'm gonna fight in MMA because I just I'm too much of a liability if I hit someone on stage or all this stuff. And I'm like, at the end of the day, you guys want that, even though I'm not gonna do that because like these side shows are like kind of they're known for being a circus and me doing that. And so it came down to where he was like, "We want you to fight. We want you to fight to prove that you're an MMA fighter." So then the Ultimate Fighter was coming up, and I said, "Put me on the Ultimate Fighter." And
was that the one with Connor?
No, this is the one. You knew about this. I think you talked to John about it. This is the one that is DC now. And
Chael for this one.
How crazy is that? And that would have been fucking pure cinema.
Right.
Think about that. Like, and they were like, "We're trying to bring it back on the entertainment side and like have certain fighters and have guys that are like 1-0 and 2-0 and they're all I know they're terrible." And they were like, "No, we don't want to do it." Like, it just.
So you were willing to go through the Ultimate Fighter?
How crazy is that?
Stay in the house?
Yes, 100%.
Kimbo-esque.
100%. And how it would have been the best numbers they had. Like, especially my banter with DC.
I think it would have been brilliant.
I think it would have been. And I'm willing to show I'm going to fight 3-4 guys, whatever, to get into the UFC. How wouldn't I not, like, you know what I mean? And Hunter was just like, "No, dude, like, he's going to go in the house, make the most trouble, and then not fight." It's the same thing that Oliver, like, says. So it's like, so fucking annoying.
You would have made people actually watch.
I know. It's so funny. Me and Chael have a great relationship, and then they had Colby on there, and all the beef I have with all the fighters and all this stuff. And I'm taking the pay cut.
They didn't.
I'm taking no money for that. I don't think they make money. I don't know. Do they? I don't know.
Maybe like some small.
Small. I'm taking a pay cut, willing to show that this is how bad I want to be in the UFC. Because not saying like I'm begging, but I want to. At this point in my career, I want to show them the best. That's it. That's why I want to fight. I mean, obviously Tony is a former UFC champion. I'm 2-0, but I'm gonna fight the best guys. I want to go in there and see if I'm the best at this point in my career. But so that happened.
Did it get close?
I mean, Hunter's tough. I mean, I don't.
Did
really
you speak to him face to face?
No, just John talked to him on the phone. And
why didn't you? You know, you should have flown to Vegas and like went to the office.
I was gonna do that, but then I didn't want to be like that guy. I don't want to be like a little beggar. You know what I mean? But Dana kept like the other day online was like, "Dana, why are you not in the UFC?" Like, so he does like this stuff. So I think after it be Tony or whatever fights, I think will be good.
What's the deal with GFL like? Like how many fights?
It's 3 fights, and I think.
But so you have to fulfill them now.
No, you don't. I don't think you. I mean, I don't know how exactly the contract is, but I mean, we'll see how that works. You know, I mean, I don't know.
Were you bummed when this didn't come to fruition?
I mean, the Ultimate Fighter thing was kind of just like, I know it was gonna be great TV. I didn't really want them in the house. It was gonna suck. I knew it was gonna be fucking pain in the ass. All the fighters were gonna hate me. And but I was like, man, I didn't know it was DC and Chael at the time. This is just when it was coming up with the trial. And I was like, but whoever it is, it's gonna be great banter. It's gonna be great TV. Everybody's gonna watch it, and people are gonna be like, "Oh, I respect him. He's fucking going through the Ultimate Fighter house, fighting guys there at his level, whatever. And it didn't happen. So I guess you don't always get what you want, you know.
Sure, but this was always like a dream of yours, right?
Oh yeah, I don't want to
UFC.
Of course, I mean, who doesn't? You know, I want to prove I'm the best. Like I know I could beat these guys. Like watching Jalen Turner get tapped, even though after the retirement it was really sad. But these weight classes, like, they're so bad. Dude, that triangle was so bad. But it's just watching like so many of these fighters. I can't wait to fight MMA. I hate fighting boxing.
You haven't fought since 2019.
I
I
know.
know you had the 2 knee surgeries.
Yes, and
but
a lot of things.
why not take another fight? Like even if it's like
We were
an
gonna do
LFA
that.
or something.
That was gonna be the next route. Do something like that. Just get a couple wins under the belt. That's what UFC basically ultimately wants. But like, I don't know, just risking a lot for nothing.
But then you're stuck in this position where you're not doing anything.
I know, which sucked too.
Yes.
I guess you're right. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't know. The UFC's lacking stars. I feel like without me. I don't know. I know. I feel like like when Ben Askren came in and that whole fucking spectacle happened. I feel like it would be the same exact thing. I think it would be bigger. So,
how do you feel about GFL? Like, do you feel the jury's kind of still out?
Yeah.
I hear they're paying really well to everyone. But you know,
way more than
UFC is. But that's a bit of a red flag because if you're paying everyone way more than they were making, and you don't have a TV deal or anything, that money's going to dry.
I'm sure they're getting the TV deal. I mean. The guy Darren, have you ever talked to him?
Darren, of course,
He's
he's
a solid
been on the show.
guy.
Yeah.
I talked to him, and he sounds like he has everything
good.
perfect. He I mean, like, just talking to the guy, he sounds like he knows what he's doing. He's been MMA a long time. He's been telling me about all the certain deals I can't talk about, but I hope it goes well. It's perfect for me. I mean, I can't wait to fight Tony. It's gonna be so fun, like just talking shit to him and getting under his skin and then fighting him. And I think it's gonna do the best pay per view they have.
Right.
I think it's the biggest fight they can make, and then think after that it's gonna be a little bit tough to sell pay per views, but. That's just my opinion.
Other than Tony, let's say you have 3 fights there. Who are the 3?
I think probably Pettis.
Oh wow!
And then probably what's the guy's name? Tiger? No, Kevin Lee. Kevin Lee. I forgot his name. Was it Tiger Lee?
No, Kevin Lee. Motown Phenom.
Yeah, Motown Phenom. And people want the Akabari fight.
Because of
the whole thing. But I was like. It's not big name. I'd rather fight your former champions. You know?
I get worried sometimes. Like you say these things, like you were talking about Ankalaev on Saturday, and like you start talking about the Dagestanis and stuff. Like it's very.
Dude, Dagestanis they train in my gym, and
what did they say?
There was a kid that had a picture of me when he went to Dagestan. They kicked him out of the gym and said you're not allowed back. And then another Russian kid that came, he had a picture of me, and like everybody was saying, "Kill me."
Jeez,
like they fucking hate me.
Do you not feel like does this come to you when you're in the streets? Do people come up to you?
Not many Dagestanis are.
No, but I don't know. You're walking around. You're in the.
I mean, I get like it's crazy. I don't really get too much hate. It's actually a lot of love. Like even from like the Muslim community, everybody says I'm anti-Muslim, which is crazy. I'm not, but yeah, I get a lot of love. I mean, there's never been a guy that's like, I mean, maybe once or twice that say something from far away, but they wouldn't like say it to my face.
Right.
Like, but maybe there's like some kind of fire that try to confront
you have security 24/7.
Sometimes, yeah, but not just like. Depends on like the day. Like if I'm going somewhere or I'm going something, yeah, for sure. Like in London, it was.
Has it quieted down a little bit?
No, dude, it's still crazy. Yeah,
really.
I mean, and people like even just like when I go and see my mom up there is like crazy. So like all over, even in London. So it's always good, you know. I feel like I'm one of the bigger names in MMA. So it is what it is.
I saw when Armin pulled out of the Islam fight,
I was ready to go.
You were really ready to do it.
I swear to God, in my life, I would fight Islam easily.
On 24 hours notice.
I don't care how many days notice. My jiu-jitsu is too good. It doesn't matter when it could be. I'm gonna show. Now I have the Tony fight, whatever. Tony beat all those guys. Michael Chandler in the UFC, he has 2 wins. Is Hooker and then Tony Ferguson.
Mm-hmm.
So he's 4 and 5. So he's 3.
Two wins, you said.
Yeah. So he's what 2 and
4?
2 and 5. Yeah, 2 and 5.
Okay.
So Paddy Pimblett last fight was Tony Ferguson. Like so. We're gonna see. You know, I guess I have to prove it. And I'm happy to prove it.
Like when you see a guy like Patty getting all this love now,
he's terrible.
You get jealous?
Crazy. No, because I don't get jealous because I know what I bring. I just need the platform.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like people want to see me fight. It's kind of hard when they're not giving me the opportunity to fight. And I don't understand. Like even the guys in their company are all saying do it. Like every single fighter was like, why not bring him in? Okay, if he loses, you got another star. If he wins, you got a big star.
Right.
What's the downside?
Think the performance against Logan hurt your stock?
I mean, in a sense, but like you throw any single MMA fighter, if you put Islam or you put Khabib into a boxing match, they're not gonna. It's MMA striking is totally different than pure boxing, and everybody that in MMA knows that, or in boxing knows that. Like it's just a known thing. Dana White knows it. You know, Dana even said before we have a grappler fighting Logan. Like, oh my god, I think I did really good for being just a pure grappler that doesn't do that much striking. You know,
why didn't you throw more?
There's a lot of things that went into that fight. Maybe
tell me.
Maybe for Rogan.
Oh,
But
stop.
I had a lot of demons and stuff, and I still do. I have really bad stuff going on, but I mean,
Like what?
just stuff going on in my life, you know.
Okay.
You know a little bit about it, I guess, but yeah, I mean, I regret it, and it was a really rough, really
You
rough.
regret the performance, or you regret?
The performance, the training leading up to it.
Okay. Did you not train seriously?
No, not at all. No, and yeah, I got really bad after though.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The aftermath.
Yeah, really bad. I think I talked to you about it a little bit.
But privately.
Yeah, me and you talked about it.
Yeah,
privately.
yeah.
yeah. But like, I got bad. Yeah, I got really bad.
What does that mean?
It's just alcohol. And
Is it because like you felt so shitty about the performance?
shitty, just let myself down, and just,
Yeah.
you know, you don't want to. I
Yeah.
could have beat him. I know I could have beat him. You know, and that's the worst thing is I can't have another chance at it. And I don't know. It's boxing. It is what it is. I beat him in the real fight, like, cause like in life, because like, you know, I outed him pretty bad. I can't talk for the lawsuit, but yeah, it is what it is, man. And
Do you regret that build up? Like, was it
No.
worth it?
I think I mean, I don't say I think I know I'll win the lawsuit. Like, it is.
No, but just like now, look at the aftermath. Look at what the
fucking
stress.
annoying. I lost a lot of friends too because they subpoenaed like everybody in my fucking.
No, they
friend
subpoenaed
room.
me.
I know. Do you have the list?
Do I have the list of what?
Who they subpoenaed? It's freaking
No,
crazy.
no. They one day. This never happened to me.
Yeah, it happened to Schultz too. Everybody.
Rang my doorbell. This guy said, "Are you Ariel Helwani?" I said, "Yes." Gave me a thing and said, "You're being served," or whatever they say.
They thought maybe I showed you something behind the scenes or some shit.
They asked for all this stuff, and but the thing was like, it was just like I was kind of at first I thought I was getting sued. I've never had this happen to me before, and then I went through it and I asked my neighbor who's a lawyer, and he's like, "No, they're just asking for the unedited footage." But the
they
thing
might have
is,
thought that we.
but it was all live.
Yeah, it was all live.
It was all live. There was nothing unedited.
So basically, at this point with them, I think I could say this is that they're not finding anything that shows that I like have hacked their phone or anything. So they're just looking for anything, you know.
So where does it stand now?
Right now, we're still in like the before the trial. You know.
Still.
Yeah. Dude,
When is the trial supposed to be?
Trying to get it started. I don't know. They're still doing like subpoenas and they're still talking to people.
dear.
They're doing. There's so many people they're subpoenaing. It's crazy.
And
the list is nuts.
have you tried to just settle and?
Yeah, they don't want to because Logan knows. Just like you know, you've been part of a like a
No.
lawsuit or
No,
anything.
no.
It just fucking the longer you do it, the lawyers are getting paid by the hour. So it's like,
jeez. So they're trying to suck you out.
Suck me out, and then their lawyers are getting mad money. So they're probably like, okay, let's just keep pushing subpoena everybody. We're getting paid by the hour too by this billionaire kid that doesn't trying to protect.
Have you guys tried to come up with some sort of settlement?
I'm sure
Let's
there's
end
been
this?
in there. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, if it happens, I can't.
How
talk about it too much.
how
terrible.
stressful is all this?
Terrible.
Terrible.
Dude, showing up to court and sitting there and doing all that stuff and like.
Are
have
they
to
in the
go
court
through-
too?
No, it's just me.
Just you?
Yeah, and then their lawyers are like up there screaming like, "This is not the octagon. This is our fight," and like going at me, and I'm like sitting there like, "This is fucking crazy," but yeah, it's fucking.
So that's why I ask, do you regret doing it? Because look what it turned into.
I feel
Was
like
it
I
worth
don't
it?
regret it. I mean, no, it was worth it. It was a great
How could it be
build up.
worth
It was
it?
one of the
You
biggest
didn't get
build ups of all
pay-per-view-
time.
I know, but you didn't get the pay-per-view points.
No,
and now you got-
you are right on that one. That does hurt really bad, but
Why did you do it?
because everything was true, and like I was trying to help the kid. You know, I felt bad.
No, you
dude.
weren't.
I was trying to help the kid, dude, and like at the end of the day, he's gonna thank me. You know, he will thank me. one
You
day.
think so? Why?
'Cause he
What
will.
what is there to be
He will.
thankful for?
I can't. Well, I'm being sued, so
Yes.
I can't talk
Okay.
too much on.
You can't talk. Okay, got it.
But he will thank me one day. He hates me now,
Yes.
and he is in the background of the UFC. I'm pretty sure that he's the one talking to the UFC. He won't let me go to WWE events. WWE want to do stuff with me, and then
Really?
dude, he's like
He's got you banned?
Dude, he hates me so much. Like he's trying to get me out of everything. Like that's how much he
So
hates
you
me.
think he's telling UFC not to sign you?
I don't know. Maybe not directly, but he probably be like, "Oh, the kid, fucking," you know, he's definitely in their ear. And Prime is
Right.
a big
Because
you know, maybe you
sponsorship.
could say if you sign that kid, I'm pulling Prime. I don't know how much they pay.
Right.
You don't know that. We don't know that.
And you try to go to WWE events and you're not welcome?
After that Rey Mysterio one, the next one they were just like, oh, like they were a bit weird about it, you know.
Wow.
You know what's so fucking annoying too is like, not to get like fucking cocky as fuck, but I am cocky as fuck.
Yeah, yeah.
No one gives me the fucking due respect that I deserve. Like when I go to the events, the UFC events, they got these jiu-jitsu guys on the screen, like and stuff like that, and like they
Yeah.
make me pay for tickets when I'm the one that brought jiu-jitsu up. When no one was talking shit. Do you remember back then when no one
Yeah.
was talking shit? When I started all that stuff with Gordon, and I brought jiu-jitsu up in the fucking scene, and then all the stuff that happened with Nate Diaz and then Connor, and then all these huge events that happened, and like I go to a UFC event, it's like, oh, put him in the corner, make sure he doesn't fucking come close to anybody, just treat him like shit. Or if I go to any of these fucking things, and then they put these fucking scrubs on the TV and they're doing all this and like giving everybody all this love when I'm the one that brings all the hype when I go. So it just fucking pisses me the fuck off.
I get it.
You
What
know,
about that, by the way, the Fight Pass Invitational? Maybe that's the route into
So
the UFC.
that's another thing. Claudia Gadea, who runs it,
Yeah.
doesn't like me very much.
Oh, no.
She,
Why not?
I want to talk about that. They don't want to do MMA fighters that are doing jiu-jitsu.
But you're more jiu-jitsu.
I know, but they're like trying to be strict and make it like only jiu-jitsu guys.
Right,
They don't want to have crossovers. You know what I mean?
Is jiu-jitsu at a point now that maybe it's best for you? Like I was saying this to someone, like maybe that gets your mojo back.
I know, that's what I was thinking, because back then it wasn't like it was
No,
now.
but now you got CJI.
Yeah.
You like what he's doing, Craig?
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah.
Are you cool with him?
Yeah, I was supposed to be in it.
What happened?
It was not worth it for me to come back to like, the money wise, and then ADCC wanted to have me to help the numbers beat them.
Yeah.
So then that was gonna happen, and then it was just I wasn't really grappling at any schools. I didn't want to just jump in and be like, okay, let's go high level grappling when I'm not training it. But
there's one championship now doing that.
Yeah, one championship. But no, but I love MMA. I'm fun.
So it's MMA.
Yeah, I want to be
no
UFC,
interest in a
champion. Is what
UFC.
my eventual goal.
You're not giving up on the dream on the
I know,
goal.
because I know I could do it.
You think they'll because they're
I can't wait for someone to beat me. I want to see it. No one could beat me. I really believe that.
But they're stubborn. Like if they say no, sometimes they will stick to
Dana
it.
never said no.
Okay.
You know, he never said no. Even when they asked him on that podcast, he never said no. Even when they asked him, he doesn't say no. He just says like he just causes so much trouble. You know, and the thing is, when they were in New York, I was like, just have a meeting with me.
Yeah.
Because if you sit down and talk to me and you just get to know me, I'm a totally different person than what you think is, you know, obviously when I'm fucking about to go fight someone and we're all pumped up and, you know, I'm talking shit at a press conference is different than sitting down talking. Like me and you talking.
Sure.
Totally different than, so they didn't want to do that. They said, no, not a chance, something like that. And then he made like a sly comment, like go to BKFC or something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
No, he like.
Oh, this is privately.
Yeah.
Damn.
So that might be another thing. I don't know.
You would do that?
No. I mean, fuck it. I don't know. One day maybe, but who knows?
What about PFL? Have you talked to them?
No, they were in negotiations when we were talking with GFL, but GFL was offering some good money.
Way more.
Yeah. I mean, as long as everything goes through.
Yeah.
It'll be good. And I get to fight Tony at the end of the day, so I really don't care about the money. I have money, but yeah, obviously I do care about the money. They better pay me, but the Tony fight is gonna be awesome. I can't wait.
So you mentioned Logan potentially blocking from UFC and
I would do WWE. That'd be so fun. I feel
you
like that'd
would,
be great.
but it's not easy. You have to be on. You have to
which
give him
side?
props. He's really good.
He's athletic, but you know, you're old school.
Yeah.
Guy. In like Kevin Nash said this. He's not the kind of guy that's on the road every day doing like the hard work, fucking traveling, doing all this shit. He's great at what he does, but like
he came in as a star.
Yeah, so but like he doesn't get the same respect as like the guys that fucking put in the work.
You don't think he has respect in the back?
100%. I know. Triple H. I swear when I went to the thing, I said this at the Logan thing. They told me like, dude, they like pick on him and like give him wedgies and shit. I swear they give him like swirlies in the back and like noogies. No, but they don't respect him. Like they were telling me like, yo, like no one likes him. And I'm not gonna say names because I don't want to start beefing.
Sure.
But like the higher up guys, they hate him. Like,
do you despise him?
No.
Like when you see him?
I'm not the kind of person that like hates him. Like I want him to die. You know what I mean? He probably wants me to die. Like if he was falling in the water and I was the only one there, you're like I don't think I would not like you know what I mean? I'm not the kind of person to hold that. Because in the fight build-up, the fight game, like, you know, you've been in this how many fucking years, dude? I'm gonna know. You've been in
yeah.
Fight game is a fight game. It's, you know, it's pre-fight. Like, Mike Tyson bit off, like, what's his name? Holyfield's ear, and now they're friends. Like,
right.
It's a fight game, you know? It is what it is. You know, Roberto Duran went at Sugar Ray Leonard's girl, and whatever. It is what it is after. You know, we fought. I got the punishment, like Chael said. When everybody was mad at me, Brazil was mad at me. I got the punishment, whatever. Me and him fought. We settled it, and that's it. So I don't know how he's going to keep holding on to this. And I think he's just trying to save, you know, with the girl, I guess.
What about Inauguration Day? There's your friend.
I knew.
There's your mentor.
It's crazy.
Conor McGregor. No, I know. I was just looking. Oh, yes, this one right here. What are you thinking when you see this?
Talking on this now, actually, because we just talked.
You and Conor?
Yeah.
Okay.
But at the time, yeah, I was upset. I'm not gonna throw two bones. I mean, yeah, I was upset. Maybe not overreacted, but like
you posted some stuff on your story.
I don't know, the story was just kind of like felt like I don't know. I was upset.
You felt what, betrayed?
The thing is, it was hard for me to feel that way because Conor isn't that kind of person, and like people don't understand that because they see Conor as Conor, don't understand that he's a human.
Yeah.
And like me and him have a really close like human relationship.
Yeah.
So I know Conor as a human, and he's a loyal. Like he's the most have your back, most loyal, fucking solid. Like, I can't even say how many things he's done for me. Like that people don't know about, and like how close we are as friends. So that's why I couldn't I had to be able to, obviously they're in the Trump thing, so he can't be like too crazy, obviously. Maybe I got upset because on Twitter and like texting and like I went to the gym and like the young kids in the gym were like, yo, your boy fucking look at he's hanging with your enemies. Like, how do you feel about that when you had his back? And like everybody was just going at me. And I think I kind of got in my own head and I didn't talk to him at the time. And I said this when I was in Manchester. I said like, this shouldn't be taken on social media. Like I didn't post anything about it like directly. And we should talk about it as friends, And actually, we did, and it went really well, and everything's good.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I can't lie. I mean, especially Jake, I kind of understand because me and Jake have a beef. Beef is beef. But like Logan's trying to ruin my life, and trying to take money from my kid's mouth, my whole family's mouth every single day. And he's been through lawsuits, so he knows what it's like to be sued. Like it sucks. Like it fucking sucks. And like that's why you're kind of hurt is like you're kind of like laughing, giggling with the guy that's like really fucking ruining my fucking life, And to be honest with you, the way we talked and the way we handled it, it was.
So you told him this, and he was receptive.
Man, he's a human being. Like,
no, I know.
And you know what? At the end of the day, like I jumped the gun a little bit, because like he's at the Trump thing. He can't. It's not like he can't like headbutt the fucking guy, And there's obviously things that went into it, and maybe he was thinking too like he was thinking about me at the exact time of that, like there's a lot of things. He has a lot of things on his mind, but all I gotta say is that we talked about it, and it went perfect. And we talked out like friends do, and not online and like that kind of stuff. We just talked about it. We say how we feel, and we move on.
Will he be at the fight?
I don't know. He's all over the place. I don't know if
Why don't you train with him for these fights? Like you didn't train with him for the Logan fight.
He set up a camp for me in Ireland.
And what happened?
I was just in a bad place, man.
Leading up to it.
Yeah, I had a kid, and then I was in a bad place, and still like just dealing with certain things. I didn't have the chance to go out there, but I would love to train with him for especially for the Tony fight too. But we talk all the time. I mean, we talk all every day. Like everybody says, like you guys are like, oh, he hasn't posted you in a while. You guys haven't talked. Like, dude, we fucking call each other. Like if something's going on with my kid, and I'd be like, hey, what do you do with this? But like people always think that like he's not a human for some reason. Like everybody just be like, oh, like he betrayed you. He did this. I'm like, dude, like he's like a human too. Like you talk to him and like say like, hey, this hurt my feelings. Like dude is a fucking human, and you know him too. So he's actually one of the best people I ever met. And yeah, I was upset about it, and he understood where I came from, and we talked it out, and it was all good. But I hope he comes to the fight. That'd be awesome.
It seemed like he was trying to get the Logan fight.
Yeah, I mean,
how would you feel about that?
Yeah, you're trying to.
Well, no, but it's just like it's right there.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, good for him. I mean, I don't know. I mean, he would obviously kill Logan. Obviously, I want to settle the beef with Logan.
Sure.
And we promised each other the MMA fight. And I think after that's it. Fucking go back. After he loses the lawsuit, I think it would be a good fight after. But yeah, I mean,
do you think it's possible?
I think with Turkey, anything's possible.
Turkey?
Yeah, like
you think he comes in?
I think because now with the boxing thing.
Yeah.
I don't know with other stuff. I mean, I can't really speak too much on it. I know things, but like obviously I can't talk about it. But I mean, I don't know. Dana's pretty strict. I don't know. I don't know what would happen. But
it could be anywhere that fight.
Yeah, but Dana has to approve it.
Not necessarily. I mean, he doesn't work for UFC.
I mean, he technically does. Right?
Logan?
No, I'm talking about Connor.
No, but I'm saying you versus
Logan.
Logan.
100%.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But now he's trying to say that he doesn't want to give me the platform because of what I did to his girl. But it's just pussy shit, man. Like, I would love to fight him, and I'll box him again. Now, like, even working with the boxing coach a little bit, like, some of the things that, it's just, I don't know. I'm the kind of guy that, like, people don't really know, but, like, sometimes, like, the regret fucking really gets me bad deep down, and that's why I had some problems with, still struggling.
Are you still drinking?
No, I haven't.
When's the last time you drank?
7-8 months. Yeah, I went through a bad time, and then I kind of
is this the longest you've gone in a while?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, but I wasn't like drinking. I never have talked about this. I was waiting for like not no offense to you, like a Rogan or something like that.
It's so annoying when you say this.
Though, but just like
Jeez,
a bigger.
You're not getting on Rogan. Just
now you're on Yahoo's Farts.
It's nice setup we have here.
No, it's all right. But before we used to bring in numbers.
Oh yeah, listen, we're building it up.
I'm still the number one podcast.
We went from 1 million subs to 250 subs.
I'm still number one, by the way.
Number one based on what? From the MMA Hour?
Yeah, 1.9.
ESPN had more than that.
No, no.
Yeah, I'll show you some from ESPN.
No, but we're talking about different eras.
Okay, fine. And now you're comparing that era to this era.
I got fired again, so now I'm having to see it.
Put it up. There's another one.
Okay,
That's a lot. Fired again? What are you talking about?
Fired.
From where?
Where were the
They're up
MMA
there.
fighting?
Yeah, I got fired.
You didn't get fired. Now you're back in here.
What's back in here? This is new deal.
How
This
come
is
you
a
don't have a
monstrous
picture?
deal.
How do we get a picture? What deal do we have to make?
Virna's still here. Yeah.
That's a
that's
viral clip,
that's
by the way.
that's one of your all-time moments.
That is a great one. And I didn't like the clip.
You think you deserve to be up here? Look at these
100%, dude.
legends: Sugar Ray
I
Leonard,
bring you the
Roberto Duran,
numbers.
Muhammad Ali.
I bring you the numbers, dude.
I know. It's not all about
but
the
you know what?
numbers.
It always
By the way,
'cause I like
90%
you,
of those numbers
but our
were because of me. Because of
I
me
know, 100%,
hitting you with
100%.
10-7 left, right.
But this is WWE. You can't just make one.
Sure.
You can't have one
Tango.
person. You need
Two to tango. Yeah.
You are a great dancing partner.
Sure. Thank you. I appreciate that.
But I do bring the numbers. So that's why the only thing is
No, you
this
bring in
one,
the
we're
numbers.
being cordial. So people are gonna be like, oh, fuck this.
Yeah. Why are you being so cordial? I was expecting some heat.
Because I have good stuff on you.
Oh, stop.
I have good stuff on and I think you know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't. You posted a picture of me in a bikini.
No, that was funny. I was giving you the red paint.
No, look, I was.
Views are down. I get it. You know, and the corporate calls down to the little guys. They're like, yo, you got to pick it up. We're getting fired.
We own the show. We own the show.
Stop. Why'd you leave them?
Because I didn't own it.
Yeah, but then
I didn't own that show. I didn't have anything.
Now you own all the rights to these.
Not only that, I own the YouTube channel. I own the footage. I own the IP. It's my name. It was like.
I feel like since I have the most views, I should be up here.
You think you deserve it?
Yeah.
Wait, what do we got?
Who got up there?
Who? Anthony Pettis?
No,
Daniel
okay.
Cormier?
That's Cormier?
Right here?
The
Yes,
fat
that's
dude?
Cormier. Yes. Stop it. That's
that
not
would have
very
been
nice.
great banter with me and him. On
Yeah, it would have been
Twitter.
great.
Oh my
It
God.
would have been great.
That would toss him on his.
Which clip should we show? You throwing one of your 9 punches at Logan? Or what about when you pulled guard?
Wasn't bad, right? The pulling guard was
The
good.
pulling guard was great. But then the
I threw
freaking.
more than 9 punches, by the way. So I don't know why we keep saying that.
That's what the stats actually say.
No, because they didn't count the back fist. I gotta watch the fight
but
back.
by the way,
and
back
you were
fist
fucking
doesn't-
commenting.
Yes.
You were commentating.
Yes.
And that fucking guy is the worst fucking commentator in the whole fucking world. I hate that guy. I sent him a message after.
Which one?
The fucking guy
So it
that
was
talks
Todd
shit about
Grisham
everybody
and-
during all their fights.
It was Grisham and Coachman.
There's one white dude that fucking just always every fight he's just like, oh, he's doing shit this fight. Like,
Okay.
He looks like you know who I'm talking about.
Well, Grisham is the white guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's easy to get fired. I'm gonna work to get the zone to fire. He's so bad.
I don't think he does Misfits anymore.
No, but yeah, exactly. You shouldn't because he's terrible. But you shouldn't be doing real boxing. Are you doing?
They
this
like
fight
him.
Or no?
No.
No,
They haven't
I'll
asked
get
me.
you. I can get you to do it.
No.
I have pull.
I'm bummed.
Why not? You
I'm
don't
busy.
have
It's Misfits. No, I'm kidding,
That's
Mavs. I love you,
that's
Mavs.
fucked up.
I love you, Mavs.
We gave you the best purse you ever got.
No, you didn't.
Yes, we did.
That's crazy.
Stop it.
You think it was better than
We'll bring you all the
Netflix?
money.
Netflix?
Stop. I mean,
That was big. That was big.
That wasn't big.
What do you mean it wasn't big? 100 million people watch.
Free fucking fight on Netflix is
No,
gonna do numbers of
100
Mike
million.
Tyson.
It's 100
Mike
million
Tyson
people.
could have fought a pigeon and they would have fucking had them made
Yeah,
that
maybe,
same numbers.
maybe.
So stop it.
I'm not saying it's because of him or because of him. I'm just saying the
And
numbers
it's
were
because
huge.
you freaking.
Did you like it? Oh, stop
fucking
with
Jake
this.
Paul's balls.
Yeah, yeah.
You know that.
How?
You act like you don't.
How?
Like this.
How?
What do you mean how?
What a visual. Can we get that?
That's
a
what
gif
you
of
do,
that?
fucking Jake Paul and Logan.
Now it's coming out. Now it is.
Because you're
Why?
going
Why'd
at
you
me.
turn on me?
No,
It
you
was-
turned on me.
Can I say if
Dude,
for
you did the 9 punches and now you fucking.
yeah after you
threw a
turned on
jab,
me?
and You're like, why are you not gonna be on?
No,
the
but
ball for the
literally.
9
Okay,
punches?
let me look. Can I look up the punch stats?
No, because
Why?
No, why do you always have to bring shit up?
What?
Because I don't have a computer.
What? I'm looking
And
up
the shit
this.
I have on you is so good.
Oh God.
You know what? I'm not gonna bring it up. I won't bring it up unless you go deeper.
I'm not. Listen, I was actually thinking in the moment. I was like, this is actually kind of nice.
No, this is good, but people don't like this. So we gotta give the people
Listen,
what they
I
want,
don't-
right?
Not really. We don't need to go in the
Need
gutter.
numbers, dude. I don't want you to get fired.
I'm.
again.
Oh God.
I know we're gonna
See,
go.
why
after
do you
this.
keep-
I mean, I'll hire you after the.
That would be good.
after
For
the
which
fight.
which media company?
Be Dillon Danis Productions. Yeah, we'll get you on the.
How come you don't do the thing?
I'm good for this.
How come you don't do the thing with the tweets anymore?
Which one?
You know the one.
giveaways? I always
Yes.
do the giveaway because now they fucking have these community notes and no community notes for anything. It's so fucking annoying. And you know what?
Have you ever done it?
Yeah, 100%. It's disrespectful if I'm giving away someone fucking $10,000 for fucking liking something, and I'm getting community noted. So fuck those guys.
Have you ever done it?
Yeah, dude. And you were trying to say it's bullshit. Mr. Beast and all these guys are saying, hey, if you subscribe to my channel, you get $5,000, $10,000.
No.
It's just a fucking form of
say-
talking interaction.
Yes, but
Yes,
it's
the same
engagement
thing.
farming.
No, it's not. Oh yeah, okay, it is, but they're getting money.
Have you ever gone back and deleted?
No.
Come on.
No. If you look at all the ones, I'm always right. So you know it's funny. I do it where who I think is gonna win is the one I say if wins, usually.
Wait, what?
So like if I think someone's gonna win, I say if this person loses, right? Yeah, I don't know how I'm saying. Like I always go with
Like if you say if Alex Pereira is going to win on Saturday, I'll
Yeah.
give one person who likes
no,
this
so it
tweet
would be the
$5,000.
opposite. That's why I wouldn't do it. So it would be the opposite. So if I think like the favorite, so I
Yes.
got to put the the odds in my favor. I'm the
Sure.
bookie. You know,
but
what
you
I mean?
haven't done it in a while, I feel like.
Because the community notes are fucking annoying on Twitter, dude. Hey, they'll community note me for anything. It's fucking mad annoying.
Who does that?
I don't know, and it's so hard to get out the fucking thing.
I don't
Like,
even know how to community note.
I don't know either, to be honest.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden it just pops up.
They probably look like you sitting in their basement.
You did it one time, and then someone put it.
Yeah, they do it now. They do everything. Like every single one they have, they'll do it. It's fucking hilarious.
You're not as good. I feel like you lost a little bit on the fastball.
What?
With the tweets, like you were coming.
You gotta make the people fucking sit a little bit. You know what I mean? Dude, you're a wrestling guy. Don't you know this?
Okay, you can't give them everything.
Dude, if you keep doing it every day, I'm talking shit every day. When I talk shit, and then no one's gonna fucking care. You gotta
So we thought that this fight got announced.
Yeah.
He said something, and then you responded right away.
You fucking being my friend for 10 years. You saw what I posted about you. That was fucked up.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, stop! Now you're gonna pull this.
You posted about me?
Yeah.
And what is me being
10 years? You asked him about my dad, and you knew he was lying, saying that he didn't know, and then you started laughing.
I started laughing?
Yes, you started laughing.
Bro, I would not laugh about...
Pull up the clip.
I don't know.
Fucking Ariel, fucking liar.
Put up
you just put a nose every time.
Like counter.
Throw it on the screen.
What are you talking about? You lost me here.
Pull up the... Who's in the back?
We can't pull it up like that.
Let me say, what's his name? Like Jamie? Do you have a Jamie? Oh, you don't.
Eric, he just gave you a drink, for goodness sakes.
Yet, right?
No, we don't have it. No.
Yeah.
We just had a guy deliver you Celsius, our
Celsius
proud
is
sponsor.
shit.
Why? It's good. You don't like it?
Jake Paul owns half of it or whatever.
Okay, anyway.
Red Bull's the shit to go with.
Back as you drink it. Enjoy it. As you okay, so what happened? So he brought up your dad.
Yes.
And
you said, "Oh, did you know?" or something like that. I don't know what exactly your wording.
He clearly knew.
Exactly. And you were like, really?
I don't
know. Like,
anyway, what is this? What is the point that you're trying to prove here?
Of friendship, you should be like, yo, you don't fucking...
Oh, the 10 years. I thought you were trying to say something about 10 years ago.
You're like always like going crazy about other things, I'm not going to say. And then you're going to say, like, fucking laugh when someone's talking about someone's dead father.
No, I did not laugh. Stop it with this. I would never laugh about that. No, this is... anyway, if someone wants to find the clip, go ahead. I would never laugh about someone's father who passed away. That I've always said family, religion, kids... I don't. Yeah, you don't talk about that stuff. I always feel uncomfortable.
You laugh. You didn't say and that.
Okay, so let me ask you about that.
I'm not saying crossing lines because you know what? I cross a lot of fucking lines in my life. So you know what it is. What it is. But when I told him to his face, say it to my face, say that make a joke about my dad because I was fucking ready. I was gonna kick that table straight to his nose. I didn't care if there was security there. They only let one in. And one of his security, one of my security, was just me and him, and then some other fucking random guy that was terrible. And I was gonna fucking jump over this table and fucking murder this kid.
Yeah.
Like I was gonna go at him, and he literally was like, "I am so sorry." It's on video. He knew.
Really?
He was like, because he's not stupid. He knows it was just me and him. It'd be like me and you right now, and we got into a fight. Like these guys are gonna save me. I'm sorry.
No, they would stop you.
Another one. Come on, stop.
But here's the thing. Why did you give him that chance? He said it. He said something.
Yeah.
So why did you give him another chance to say sorry?
Because I said anybody can say shit online. And at the end of the day, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he didn't know. I said this to him. I said, you did know. But he's saying he didn't know.
Okay.
I said, anybody can say shit online. You know, fuck it, whatever. He's bullshit. And I can't be the fucking guy that cries wolf when fucking someone talks shit. You know what I mean? Because I cross a lot of lines. I'm not fucking stupid.
Okay.
So I said, I'm looking at your face right now. Like, he was closer than you are right now.
Yeah.
Like, closer. And I was like, did you say, like, you know what you did? Say it to my face and see what happens. I said, so when you guys say something, and he like froze. And
Okay.
I had my hands like this. And
Is that good enough for you? The apology?
Wasn't. I mean, I'm not a fucking woman. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be like, fucking get down on your knees and fucking beg.
No,
but you know what I mean? But like,
as far as you're concerned, is that issue?
If he would have done it right there, or if he would have did it on the stage, I had so many things. I wish Darren Till was there too. I was gonna go with Darren Till.
What about Darren
I had
Till?
so much shit going for him.
For him?
Oh, I was gonna.
You guys got beef?
No, I mean I just banter with him.
Yeah,
but,
why wasn't he there?
He had the flu or COVID. He didn't want to give it to people.
Oh well, that's nice of
I
him.
didn't know people still get COVID. Like,
Well,
so
maybe
boys
it's
like you
something.
still get it.
Yeah.
You took the vaccine? Which one did you get?
I think I'm on my 9th.
Are you serious?
Yeah, every month.
Are you a liberal?
Bro, are you kidding me? I voted for Kamala. I loved her.
You're Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, I'm Hillary. Yes. Her story?
What?
Her story?
What? Why did I say that?
No, that was the slogan. Her story,
that was her
history.
thing. I don't follow.
This is the
I'm
funny
not
thing about
Democrat.
you. The funny thing about you is
When
that
I take
now
navigation, it says go left. I want to go right.
I appreciate that. That's very smart of you. I'm sure you'll get exactly where you need to go. This whole thing about like people who you want to be buddies with, like the Nelk boys and stuff like that.
I've been with the Nelk boys.
No, I know. And so like I feel comfortable joking about those things, but for you it's like a badge. Like, oh, I have to tell everyone
what
I voted for Trump.
I never said that.
No, but
when did I say I voted for Trump?
You're trying to
when did
get
I
me
say
to
I
say
voted
it
for Trump?
when I've already talked about
boy.
this. I've talked about this on camera that I thought on my show that I thought Kamala sucked and all that stuff.
I actually did. I don't watch.
Yeah,
Trump.
well,
yeah, I used to when you had the big numbers. It was like it was coming around now. And nowadays, stuff I can't find it. I'm looking for it. Really can't find it.
Yeah,
No, but so there, yeah.
when you see like the Nelk boys and Andrew Tate and stuff at the UFC events, do you feel like FOMO? Do you feel like, man,
No.
I wish I could be there?
Okay.
Come on.
I mean, they're awesome. I mean, I
Like
like
they're
the Nelk
dapping
boys.
up Dana, they're hanging out with him.
Dude, that's you.
You're
That's
like,
you in the
come on.
background.
You're
That,
like,
that used to
come
be
on,
you.
get me
Imagine
in,
that. Now
bros.
you can't get in
Tristan
anymore.
Tate.
I can get in.
Bro, both
You
of us can't get
no,
in.
I can.
You can't
Dude,
get
I
in just
pay.
as much as I can
No,
get in.
I can go in.
You don't think I could get
Last
in?
time they put security, Dana put security
If
on
I
me.
apply for a credential today, I'm
No,
in.
you can't.
You don't
Dana
believe that?
hates you that much.
You don't believe that?
No.
Who do you think he hates more, me or you?
You.
Who
He doesn't hate me. I'm
Between
actually really
between
cool
the
with
two
this
of us, who's the last one to beg for a job from him?
Probably you. I begged.
Literally,
I
you
didn't beg.
You just literally
You
told
begged.
me you begged.
You cried.
I've never
You cried.
I've never tried to work
cried.
for him. You just tried to work for him like 2
That's
months ago.
different from an MMA fighter.
You thought about flying to Vegas to say
You mentioned that.
what you said
You
it.
said you should have
I
flown to
thought of
Vegas.
it. I
That's
thought of
stopping.
it. You know, I thought of it, but I didn't want to be that
Remember
guy.
the shot.
Bro,
You actually did.
bro,
You take
you
the
want
Pfizer, vaccine. That's why you're fucked
you
up.
want to work for them. You said that. Is that not true?
Yes. Okay. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so there you go.
Doesn't want to work for them. That's just stupid.
No, you should say, you know what? They don't want me. I'll march to the beat of my own
No,
drum.
because I want to fight the fucking best guys in the world. I don't feel like fighting fucking goddamn Kevin Lee.
Yeah, but
No offense to Kevin Lee. I mean, yeah, all the fans, because I
2-0.
trained them before. He's fucking terrible.
2-0.
Yeah, and I will bring the most
If you
views
if,
that
if
are
you
on that
beat
roster.
3 guys in
besides
GFL,
Conor.
they'll take you.
Okay. Yes. You think so?
I think so. Yeah.
You don't
See-
think the
see
Ultimate
the glimmer?
Fighter play was such a fucking
Nah,
smart play?
It was a smart play.
It could have been. It could have been a risky move for them though, because it's like, okay, we bring this guy into Ultimate Fighter. We're not bringing the views like a big pay-per-view against a big name. I don't know. It just could have been a risk, I think.
What's the risk? Unless you do something stupid.
You're fighting 3 guys in 3 weeks. You know, you never know what could happen. But like,
Yeah, I
why
mean, if you
waste
lose,
on
you
fighting
lose.
some guys that are 1-0 and say me going in? I've been talking shit about everybody.
Right.
Let's go fucking find out.
What was your ideal scenario? You
Give
come
me
in
like a really, really easy fight, like Mike Cano or like fucking Patty or like,
Stop
dude.
it, stop. Why do you say this?
Mike
Cano is
terrible.
What are you talking about?
Terrible, dude.
He was on like a 5-fight winning
Dude,
streak before that fight.
Terrible. Yeah, you beat. Who did he beat? Oh,
Benoit-
let's go to the list.
Benoit Saint Denis, that was a nice win.
Terrible.
Stop.
Terrible. Who you just
Why
get
do you say
knocked out
this?
by? Terrible.
Yesterday we ordered
One-
Uber Eats. The guy said I fought Dillon Danis at Madison Square Garden. I said, "There's no way."
Yeah, because
There's
I
no
fucking
way.
retired him. I broke his leg. He's
What's
gonna
his
walk
name? What's his
again.
name? What's
Nah,
his
he's
name?
don't even-
What's his name? What's his name?
Which one? Kyle Walker? Fucking Max Humphrey?
Is that him?
I know everybody. Who you talking about?
Kyle Walker.
Yeah, I was 2-0. Who did
Exactly.
he fight his first 2 fights?
But that's my
Name
point.
him.
No, I can't.
And I'm about to fight Tony Ferguson for a 3rd fight. At the end of the day, no matter what on Tony's losing record or whatever, that's a tough fight for a guy that's 2-0.
I think so.
For a guy that's 2-0.
I'm just wondering why 6 years between fights.
The knees, the alcoholism.
Okay.
There's certain things that I never talked about, which I will one
Talk
day.
about. Why do you keep teasing it?
Because it's not. It
tells the story.
It tells the story, but it's like, is this the thing for like 20 viewers? You know what I mean? Like,
Oh Jesus!
you know what
By
I
the
mean?
way, you came, yeah, but and
I
cameraman
love
can't
you
laugh.
being my friend.
Cameraman
I'm
just laughed. That's not nice. Cameraman, not funny. Here's the thing. You drove. You came out of your way. You begged me to come on. I was like, listen, no
Dude,
one's interested in this fight. No one wants
Dude,
to see
don't
this
start
fight.
that. Have some
And
good shit
now,
on you.
all of a
But I
sudden,
don't want to hurt your feelings. When I
why
hurt
do
your
you-
feelings, you get upset.
why do you keep shitting
Can I
on the
ask you
platform that you asked to come
I
on?
love your show. I love helping like
Okay.
smaller creators, dude. I like to help smaller
Any
creators.
big interviews coming up? Like Piers Morgan. You had Piers
yeah,
Morgan.
I was supposed to do it Wednesday. I am doing it Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday.
You're doing Piers?
Yeah, I'm doing Piers.
Okay.
He's tough.
He's interested in this.
He's like you, but he's tough. He'll get on you.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Yeah. No, you guys are like you're quicker than him, but he's more
Does he really know what he's talking about?
in MMA terms or just in anything. I get
Just
worried sometimes he hit me with like politics or something.
Fight sports. Fight sports.
No, he says his son is really big into it.
Oh, okay.
But so we were supposed to do a sit down with me and KSI and him, and apparently KSI won't go to Pierce. He said that Pierce would rip him apart. Oh no, that's what they said.
He won't go. Oh, he won't do anything with him.
Yeah, some people are like that though with Pierce.
Oh,
a
I
lot
don't
of
know.
people, yeah, they don't like to go on their show. But with the last time, I think I don't know if I haven't talked to you since.
You
but
went-
I went there
After the Logan fight.
There was that guy that you might do you follow that kind of stuff like
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, so there's this guy that's like really pro Muslim.
Okay.
He was on the show before me. He's like a really big like Indian dude or Muslim
Okay.
dude, and he like fucking tried to like check me in the fucking thing.
Oh, because of the stuff
Yeah,
that you
you
said.
know who he is. He's on YouTube. He's like a big dude. And he like screams about like Muslim and stuff. Or
Yeah, he's had.
I think you know who
about
he
the
is.
because this was
He's
right
like a
after
big
the
dude.
October 7th thing in Israel.
Yeah, he came and he was like, "Did you really call Khabib a Muslim rat?"
He tried to check you in person.
Yeah, he like, excuse me, and I was like, I never say he was Muslim rat, but what are you like trying to say? And then he was like, okay, I'm just making sure, like you're a good kid, and I don't want you to talk. And I was like, you're not checking me, big guy.
Yeah.
But I was like, but he just like, it was like really awkward. It's like you're walking in, he was walking out, and he was like, you're the one that said Muslim rat to Khabib, aren't you? Like he like came at me. Dude was again like big as fuck. I was like, who is this guy? First off,
Wow.
yeah, and I was like, I'm not gonna say.
See, this is what I'm referring to.
But I'm not.
You're getting some
stupid.
Yeah.
You know, I love every.
You have
religion.
said some stuff.
What?
About them.
Yeah, but people make jokes all the time, dude. You make jokes.
I know, but some of them don't take it very, jokey.
You didn't see the picture of Khabib and Islam kissing?
No, I didn't, man.
You
Yeah,
did.
You
oh,
post
you
that.
didn't see it?
Oh,
You
that
saw-
one. I thought you were referring. I thought you were referring to a reel.
I saw your phone.
Another one. Put it on the board.
No,
Another
that's
one. Why? Why do you say that?
Can I ask
Background on
you
my
about
phone.
it, Stone?
About what?
Something that I saw on Twitter?
Go
Or
ahead.
No, on Instagram?
Go ahead.
Is it true or no?
What?
I didn't know you rolled like that.
Between Islam and
No. You.
Tell me.
I just don't want to know because I know you're gonna get upset. But I saw something going around Instagram and Twitter sphere.
Yes.
I didn't know you rolled like that because I know you're a soy boy. You know all this.
Soy
stuff.
boy. Yes.
Yeah.
I told you that I wasn't, but
You are, dude. Look at you. What do you eat?
what does that mean?
Like you're just built like you're like soft. Like you don't got the.
What,
You know what I mean? You don't have testosterone in your body. You got estrogen tits.
Wow, tits now.
Yeah.
So now we're doing this. You heard from my trainer. I've got a mean left hand. I don't know what that was.
That's my phone. That does mean that you have good hands because I
Now
never
you're trying to
compliment you.
now the
I never compliment you, and that means that so you should be sparring me.
I
Spar
don't-
me for this fight. I need a training partner, dude. I got no training partner.
if that's the case,
yeah,
times are tough.
I know.
If you can't get sparring partners, if you
Dude.
need me, if you need me to
Knock
spar
them
you,
all out, man. It's fucking no one can keep
I
up.
know,
with me.
I know.
Fucking tough times around.
I know. Although I would say,
What?
if you are with Plinio
Yeah.
and those guys, that you should stick with them
Yeah, no, they're great.
because I want you to
I
go.
have my own gym in my. Oh, I shouldn't say where I live. But
Okay, don't.
I do
say-
have I do have my own gym and a coach that I work with.
But do you
fucking-
show
I
up?
can't say that.
Do you
'cause-
show up every day?
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, I do.
Why do you struggle saying that, bro?
yeah,
you just finished telling us. You just finished telling us.
I have my own demons, man. I have.
No, but listen. Now I'm being serious.
Yeah.
Forget.
Okay, hold on, because I want to ask you about the other thing.
Okay,
Now
we
you're
can ask
trying to
whatever.
Yeah,
You just finished telling us you have regrets,
yeah.
right? You have regrets.
Yeah.
So why go through the same thing again? You
They
could
short
beat,
noticed me with this one.
bro.
I
You
never
could
wanted to
beat
box
this
again.
guy.
I
You could
know,
beat him.
I'm
So
gonna
take
beat
it
him.
seriously.
I know.
You have
I know.
19 days.
Yeah, that's a lot of time. I know.
No, I'm actually saying it's not a lot of time.
I mean, 19 days is if you fucking.
No, my
fucking-
point is,
oh, you-
all this
oh,
is
yeah.
going to be done in 20 days. You're going to wake up on the 30th of March and be like,
Over.
I had this guy. You knock him out.
And then it's yeah.
Then
Jake
what?
Paul's right there.
Yes.
I know.
So why don't you take it seriously?
I am. Yeah, I'm taking. It's just hard with the Tony fight. And I'm doing MMA.
Nah,
I'm doing
forget the
everything.
Tony fight. The Tony fight's going to be there.
No, I know, but it's gonna be 6 weeks later, so I had to train both.
No, that's a mistake.
Think so?
That's a mistake. 100%. Who's telling you? Someone's calling me here. Who's telling you? No, it's Volvo. Who's telling you to focus on that?
Myself.
No, that's
I
a
gotta
huge
coach myself,
mistake.
you know?
No, first of all, why are you coaching yourself? And second of all,
I just have
why
so much shit going on, bro.
stop saying that?
Yeah.
You have a massive opportunity. This is almost like a second
Sounds
chance.
like you care about me.
I do. I listen. I always tell people, "What are you doing now?"
I mean, well, nicotine.
Okay.
Nicotine, you want one?
No, I'm
You
good.
probably pass out with that little body.
Yeah. Anyway, hey, you can't laugh. People ask me, "What's he like behind the scenes?" I say he's actually a good guy,
first time
and
I
I say
met
he's a good guy. I say he's a
I
good guy
appreciate
with a
that.
good heart, and I say that he
You
doesn't.
know, and at a personal level, we know each other.
Yes, I say
You
he
give me
says a
your
lot.
phone number, which is weird, but
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
yeah,
anymore.
but I never
Because
done
you,
that. I never
You used to
leaked.
spam me and be like, "Hey, don't
Dude.
stop talking shit about Dillon." You make shit up all the time. I'm like, enough of this shit. So I had to block you, and then I got a new number because of Darren
Fucking
Till.
crazy. That never
But
happened.
you used to
Dude,
do it
where's
all
your
the
lie
time.
counter?
You used to do.
You would text me
so
every week.
exhausting.
Come on, Monday,
Oh,
please,
my
Monday. We need the
God.
views, man.
And then
About
one
to
time,
get
and then
fired.
and remember one time on ESPN, you were like, "I could fight this guy," and then we went through the whole video,
That
and
was-
you were like,
yeah, I got
"Hey,
mad
that
about
wasn't
that 'cause-
nice. That wasn't nice. Your feelings
because,
got hurt."
Like, you were like making a joke out of a real thing because I would beat those guys. So like at the end
Brock
of the day,
Lesnar, bro,
and in no time, I told you this, and in no time limit.
he's
fight,
265
no
pounds.
time limit, and a time
You're
limit fight would be tough.
165.
165.
That's your next fight. Is 165? Is it
Well,
not?
no, 185 is KSI.
No, but the MMA.
Yeah, but I can do. I'm all over the place. I'm
You're-
training Pereira, dude.
yeah.
I'm fucking,
You ever
come on,
take
stop.
steroids?
No, but I probably should because they don't
Yeah.
test in fucking these fucking things. And
They don't
Logan
test?
And KSI or
Oh yeah,
KSI's teammate got
I
busted.
saw you saying
Tell
that.
me, Logan, dude. I don't think they're under Bada anymore, are they?
Vada.
Yeah,
Misfits.
yeah.
I don't
Yeah, that's
think
who did the first one.
Vada.
Yeah, with Logan.
Really?
I don't know who it was, but dude, okay.
What is that shit that you just put in your mouth? That's weird.
Nicotine. You never
No,
used
but-
nicotine?
no.
You never heard of like Zins?
No, so what do? You put it under your mouth,
Yeah, nicotine.
and then what?
Dude,
but now your mouth looks like a chipmunk.
You're like a straight up fucking.
Yeah, I don't.
off-
take part in this stuff. That's
Pereira, I
okay.
think just started his own. I'm gonna start my own. Like,
Pereira's gonna start his own?
Tucker Carlson, he does Zins.
Loser stuff.
Oh, like Tucker Carlson, you call him a loser?
Kind of, yeah.
Are you crazy?
Tucker
He's
Carlson?
everything that you want to be.
Absolutely
the
not.
Best journalist
Bro,
ever in the whole world.
He's not a journalist.
What is he?
He's like a host. He does theatrics.
Stop it.
What do you mean, Tucker
Dude, he's
Carlson? You think
everything
I want
that
to be
you
Tucker
look up to.
Carlson?
Yeah, you probably look at it in the mirror and be like,
I
hey,
could
can I
not
be
care
him,
less.
please?
You think I want that? I don't want that. Unlike you, I don't care about the views and stuff like that. I don't care if
What do you
get.
care about then?
I just want to be happy.
Okay, you know what? That's a good answer.
Yeah, that's
Can't hate
it.
that.
I just want to be happy. Isn't that
Are
what
you
you want? It changes from time to time.
What's like your day-to-day life like? Just kids, hang out, and wife?
I come to work.
No, I know. I'm saying like, do you have any hobbies? Like, do you
Not
do,
really.
Really?
I'm pretty.
You doing the boxing twice a week? I don't want.
I do.
He was actually really good with like. I don't want to talk about Ariel.
Yeah.
You just say you have good hands, but I
do
didn't know you trained.
Yeah, man.
That's actually really. I'm proud of you.
Twice a week, Thursday,
I thought
Friday.
you just wake up and just chill all
do you
day.
think? I'm that
Play video games and like smoke weed or some shit.
No, I do not smoke weed.
Yeah,
I
I
do
would
not
love
play
to see you
video
drunk.
games.
Do you drink?
It's a good time. It's a
Do you
good time.
actually drink?
No, but when I
Because
do,
I saw when
if
you
I'm
were
at
in
like
Ireland and Connor kind of gave you the beer, I think it was. Did you drink it?
oh, when he gave me the forge,
Yeah, I was like,
I think I took a sip to be nice, but when I'm
'Cause I
on
was
camera,
yeah,
I don't.
but you'd be funnier. Like you see like Cormier and all them when they do it, and they're having a crazy time.
Bro, I'm a professional. I
You
went
get
to
FOMO
Syracuse
when you see that
University.
show because you could have been on there.
Bro, my sloppy seconds.
Stop. Oh,
Bro-
oh, you had the first one, didn't you?
I brought them both to ESPN. Cormier and Chael.
That's fucked up. And then they fired you.
Yeah. Isn't that shitty?
Dude, it's fucked up. I gotta stand for you. I could be.
You know
your
what's
fucking-
You know
I
what's
could be your
funny
Paul
about it?
Heyman, dude.
You know what's funny about
I
it?
could be your
You
Paul
think that
Heyman.
bothers me?
The last time you got upset, but because you fucking did the Brock Lesnar thing, acting like that's not a big deal when you're a fucking big WWE guy.
What does that even mean?
Because you knew that was a fucked up. thing.
You
I
play,
know-
you play the
I
same
know.
hits with the Brock Lesnar thing.
I didn't say that. I just said that upset you last time.
No, it didn't.
It did. But
It
anyway,
didn't upset me. All I'm trying to say is we can't do this forever.
no, it's good. We're having good banter.
My point is you
we're-
have an opportunity to beat
appreciate
KSI. So just focus on boxing from now
It's
until
like, well, who cares about? It's not real.
bro, if you beat him,
I know,
you'll be the first
money-
one to beat him, right?
Yeah,
As a pro?
and he put a rematch clause in it.
Oh, interesting.
Yes, I know. It did the first time he did.
Does your purse go up?
Yeah, a lot.
Okay.
But he didn't put a rematch clause the first time. So I wonder why.
Oh yeah. What happened with that one, by the way? Why did you pull out?
I told him I didn't want to talk about it, but there was a lot of personal issues with my dad passing, and then
Okay.
me getting into a very, it kind of lingered on into the Logan fight, but me being in a really bad spot where I shouldn't be fighting, and
It was like 2
there
weeks
was, I'm not.
before.
Gonna, it's just there was a
Okay.
lot. There was a lot of stuff.
You
And
regret not doing it then, or was it the right call?
I think it was the right call because the Logan fight was the fight anyway that Logan pulled out of. Everyone wants to give me shit. Remember, it was the one in Atlanta. I told you about this. It was supposed to be me and Logan in Atlanta, and then he got hurt against Roman Reigns.
Oh.
And then they were like, "Well, we'll just do KSI."
Yes,
and I was like, "But Logan is the fight because me and
Right.
the Pauls have that history, you know." And that's another thing that's tough with KSI. We don't really have history, so it's like kind of awkward because it's like I don't really know the guy or hate him. Like, you know what I mean? It's like,
well, now you have history.
I mean, we have
You
history.
threw a coffee in his face.
Yeah, exactly. You kept asking what kind of coffee it was. You
Yes,
think I would throw
well-
hot coffee at someone?
I don't know.
But
No,
burn
but
his skin off, dude.
It's in a plastic thing.
Dude, still that.
No, I was asking, is it like a venti? Was it a grande? Did you? The thing we were trying to determine was, did you buy the
Yeah.
coffee?
So if you watch that video, I had 3 of them.
You did?
Me, my brother, and my friend, and I was like, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna throw it. So if you watch the thing in the background, they hit the wall. So I was like,
Wait, they threw as well?
yeah, they threw it as well. You'll see it like after it kind of hit the wall.
So you bought that to throw it at
Yeah,
him?
because we were going there, and they were like, we want you to just like get in his face, or whatever. So I was like, okay, what can I do? And then we stopped at Starbucks, and I just bought that thing. I was like, just give me the biggest coffee you have. And then I had to hit the hat perfect too, because I usually miss fucking shit like that. I hit the hat perfect, and I just boom. And then he went fucking nuts, and then outside the whole fucking shit happened. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, I bought that coffee just to do that, which was hilarious. And it was so funny because
now you do have history.
I went up there and I was just standing with a coffee that's brand new. Like, I don't know how they didn't catch on to it. It was fucking hilarious. But everybody always asked me like, "Is it staged?" and shit. I was like, "Dude, I want to stage that." So in the beginning, when me and Jake, when Jake was the first person that ever called me out in his boxing career, whatever, to fight, it was me and him. This is I don't know if you remember all this. This is a long time ago. He called me
Yeah,
out to
you
fight.
rolled together back in the day?
No, he was like just like, oh, I want to. It was after the Khabib thing. He's like, I want to fight Dillon Danis, and then I made a video, and then that's when he started getting the MMA community. I brought the MMA community towards him because at that time everything was going with Khabib. The MMA community was on my side, so everybody was going at him. It was like a whole big thing, and we met up one time, and like I was serious because like I'm not doing no fake shit. Like when all that shit was happening with Nate and Khabib, that's like real fucking shit. Like I don't fuck around with like me and you. Hey, let's go outside, and I'm gonna throw this at you, and like let's
Right.
make a whole beef. And I met up with him just to talk about the fight because he wanted to talk, and I was like, yo, if he tries anything, I'm gonna fucking knock him out. Like I'm not. And he was like, could we just like start a fake fight in the club and like just get it? And I'm like, dude, I'm not Like, you're talking to the wrong guy.
Yeah.
And like, Logan came up to me and he was like, "Are you gonna hurt my brother?" And I was like, "No." He's like, "Okay, you guys can talk." I swear to God.
Really?
Yeah, I swear to God. And Logan has a picture. He posted me and Jake in the club talking. We talked for like an hour. He was like saying some stupid shit like, "Oh, dude, I was an undefeated wrestler. Like, you guys see when I don't want to fight you right now. I need to get my hands better and all this." And I regret. That's another regret I have. I had to let go of the past. Not let go of the past in like the sense of like it like I don't know how to explain it. Like, not regret, but like if I would have started boxing since that he called me out till now, like they are, instead of just doing MMA, like, I mean, I guess I'd be a fucking influencer boxing champion, but it does hurt. But yeah, at the time he was like, "Are you gonna hurt my brother?" And I was like, "No." And then I seen them out again and they were just nice. And then the thing happened with Logan in the city where he almost got shot. You remember that? He talked about that. That was real. He said it.
That was real?
I swear on my everything, he would have died that night.
Why?
On everything. Because he came to somewhere, he in the city, my city. Listen to me.
I love when this
that's why
Dylan
you get
comes out.
No, because
I love when this Dylan comes out.
You gotta be careful.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say too much. Obviously, gangsters don't fucking say their shit. But
yeah, I get it.
He came to an after party where it's all my people. Like, because obviously I was going out and see a lot. I have a lot of friends in the city, and we didn't know the kind of energy he was coming on. And I was on crutches, and he was with a girl at the time, or whatever. And the people that were there are very serious people. I'm not gonna say obviously who they are, but they're very serious. And he came and started talking to me, and then they like came up and like, for like, something happened, and then they pulled me to the side and they're like, "Yo, dude, I don't know if I shouldn't talk about it, but it came to a point."
You can't start the story then.
I know, but I'm trying not to go to jail.
Okay, jail.
Not jail, but like nothing
Yes.
happened. Obviously,
Yeah,
nothing
yeah.
happened. But it came to a point where like, "Yo, we could put two." It just came, and I was like, "Listen, that's not happening. Like, I don't hate the kid that much. You know what I mean?"
Jeez.
And he told the story that he got a gun pulled on him. So
And you think it was because of you that
no, he knows.
didn't? No, that he didn't.
100%. Like it was 100%. He would have died that night. And I was like, "No, dude, I don't hate him that much. Don't kill the kid." But these guys are like the kind of guys that look out for you. That
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean. You don't fuck with these. You come to my city.
This is after the fight?
This is
Or
before
the fight?
Before,
Okay.
yeah, I was on crutches.
Yeah.
And he talked about it. We were at an after party. In
Okay.
the city, yeah. So
Have you ever seen him since the fight?
he was at the UFC and they put him on the screen. They put me behind the thing and like.
But did you like ever have a
Nah.
interaction with him? No.
He
Any
won't. Yeah, he won't.
DM,
No, he won't come close to me.
text.
Nah, fuck. Nah, just in the courtroom.
Yeah, but he's not there.
No, he's not there.
He's never there.
I think
Is
when
she there?
No, when the trial. Well, she had to fly here to do her deposition.
Right.
Yeah, and but I think when the trial starts, they'll both be there.
Jeez.
Yeah, I think they.
It's for sure going to trial.
I think so, and I think it's.
And what are they seeking from you
1.2 million.
in damages?
Yeah, in damages. I think. I'm not sure the exact number.
But that's not. That's in addition to whatever you're paying your lawyer.
Yeah, that's
And
the
that's
one.
probably exceeding
Dude, it's
or
crazy.
getting close.
You have to pay a lot, dude. It's been almost a year and a half, or 2 years, almost something like that. So yeah, it's fucking heavy shit, man. And that's why I think maybe it hit me a little bit harder with the Connor thing, like, because I was just like, man, this guy's fucking like, because like you haven't been part of a lawsuit, but it's every fucking day. You have to talk with lawyers. You have to do this. You have to do this. You have to do this. If you don't, the court fucking does this. If you don't do this, you have to be at this place. And then he's taking money from me. That's like. That could be going to my son. Like, it could be going to my mom. It could be going to anybody. Like, I'm paying a fucking lawyer to work by the hour. And you know how lawyers are. They're going to be working extra hours. I can't say anything. Just to defend me. And so, and at the end of this, if I win, what do I get? The people side? Like, the people, okay, he won.
You don't have to pay.
Yeah, but I don't get any money back. It's not like the UK where you get, like...
you just
in UK, if you sue someone, you lose. They have to pay for your lawsuit. Yeah, I think Canada might be like that too. I'm not sure.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Can you countersue?
The only reason I can't countersue her is because she never said anything about me. You know what I mean? But I did lose so many deals because of the woman's thing, and then like the deals were like, "Hey, we're starting a woman's brand and all this stuff," and like I lost so many deals because of that. So that was one of the things. But now everything's calmed down and it showed my side. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about some of the depositions that happened. But, like, there's been people on her side that admitted that they were the ones that that she knew about all this stuff. So it's gonna all come out. I hope in trial. I want them to have cameras. I've been dying like the Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing. I don't know how it works with the stuff, and I really hope they have cameras. That'd be fucking crazy.
Can we talk about something positive? Being a dad.
Yeah.
What has that done to you?
It definitely changes you. It's tough. I mean, it's not tough in the sense of like it's weird from going. Well, I mean, how long ago did you become that?
13 years ago.
So like being a normal like just guy that just does whatever he wants, and then you have a baby in the morning or stuff like that. So that's kind of like a little change in life, Like you can't just life is a little bit different.
Sure. How old now? Over
He's
a year.
Almost 2. Yeah. Almost
wow.
2. Yeah. So he's it's crazy, and like he's picking up things I'm doing. Like he'll pick up the gloves and stuff. It's surreal. It's still kind of like surreal. I don't know. Maybe you probably went that. It's just like a big change all of a sudden now. Like you're different.
Did you want to become a dad?
I mean, not. I mean, yes, in life, yeah. I mean, maybe not necessarily at the time that happened,
Right.
but it is what it is. I'm happy.
Are you married?
No.
Okay, but so do you have a relationship?
Co-parenting.
Okay,
Yeah,
but
co-parenting.
are you in a good spot?
Yeah, we're great.
Do you
She's a good
live
girl.
with the kid? Like, do you share or?
No, we just we're in such good like relationship where she'll be like over and my family's over. Like
Okay.
she's a great girl.
You want to have more?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
Okay.
I do. I wish I had him younger because now if I was 30 and he was like 13, he could be training with me like prayer or like something
Right.
like that. Like I don't know, you had yours when you were younger or older?
30.
Oh, so yeah, so like
Same
my
as you.
yeah, just training wise, you know what I mean? Like I don't because I was thinking he's gonna be 18 and I'm gonna be like 50, so it's like kind of weird.
Yeah, it's,
Like I want to train with him.
it's kind of standard, no?
Yeah,
most
no, but
kids,
if I had
most
one
people have their kids when they're 29, 28. The prayer one is
yeah,
unique.
maybe you had them younger, but I think it's cool to like train with
Yeah,
him
for
and
sure.
stuff like that, and them being like in this thing. But it's awesome because like I want him to like train and like build him up and stuff.
What if he says to you he wants to be like you?
100%. And what's that?
Fighter?
Shit talker?
No. Like
I get worried about
jujitsu.
that too, seeing all that stuff.
Yeah,
it is what it is,
But like, what if he says one
Yeah.
day?
The only thing is, I think I have really bad CTE already. And I don't-
Already?
Yeah, I think.
How's that possible?
I think with the drinking,
Oh.
also getting hit in the head really, really hard. I mean, I spar a lot. I've been
Right.
sparring since I was a kid. So I don't know. I think I do, but maybe I'm just retarded anyway. Could be
No.
me.
I mean, listen.
Hey, you can make fun of that. It's fine.
No. But I mean, that's kind of scary if you think that.
I mean, I just think, over
Would
the
you
years,
stop fighting as a
No.
result?
I would never, I'm like, my favorite fighter is Vittorio Gotti in boxing. So,
Right.
he was a fucking G. Apparently, he was the only guy that was crazier than me in Jersey City. And I wish I partied with him. Some crazy stories in my life.
So
one day I'm going to let out, I have a fucking Diddy freak off party.
Oh, stop it.
That was not that.
You went?
I have a crazy story about that. Crazy story.
It's a lot of teases, but
I know because I had to. He's not going to.
that one you don't get in trouble for, or
No,
would you?
no, I wouldn't get in trouble for it but yeah, I'll tell it one day. I wasn't part of the party, but it's definitely
know
a real
about
thing. I was at a Diddy party.
You were at a Diddy party.
But there is such a thing as different parties.
Okay, wow.
In the same place. I won't go into what happened, but I almost
Okay.
got killed one that
You almost got killed.
Yeah, I almost got killed in his house. It's so bad that I don't want to give away too much of the story because one day I want to tell the full story.
Save it for Rogan.
Yeah, save it for Rogan. But
You think Rogan will have you on because typically, like,
dude, he was fucking amazing before the Khabib thing happened.
Yeah.
Oh, always like, dude, you're the man. Like, come, I'll help you out with striking. Your jiu-jitsu is awesome. And then now he's like, I don't know, since the Khabib thing, and then when his, I don't know why he wouldn't. I think he thinks I'm gonna come on and be like talking a lot of shit and like fucking just like saying shit. But like me and him would have like a real conversation, and he would talk to me about things I went through in my life with injuries and all the fucking shit.
Sure.
But I would love to go on Rogan. That'd be awesome. Rogan, Theo Vaughn said that he thought he would get too much backlash for having me on.
Really?
And he just had on like some like Kyle Rittenhouse and like fucking Trump and all these people. Like he's worried about me getting backlash.
That's crazy.
How crazy is that? And me and him were friends. That's weird,
That is
right?
weird.
Right? And I thought that was.
Yeah, you
weird.
got Schultz.
Yeah,
is the
Schultz.
man.
Yeah, I just told him. I don't know. He said, "When's the fight?"
Did you watch his
Yeah, it was hilarious.
special?
I went to it too.
Oh, you were
cool with
there. Yeah.
He's awesome.
I love him.
I love Schultz.
I
He's
watched
the
it
man.
last night, actually.
It was really
great.
good. Did you go to the one at MSG? Oh wait, you were.
No.
You were at the premiere though. I saw you.
I was at what premiere?
The one for Connor's
Izzy.
Roadhouse.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I was gonna go say hi to you, but you
weren't-
were white
wait.
night, and I didn't want to like.
You didn't. Why not?
You were like kind of behind me. I was in front, and then I was like, I don't know.
You were
'cause, like-
ducking?
no, because like I said some jokes about her.
Oh,
I didn't
yes,
want.
you
I didn't
did.
want to
Yes,
like. I
yes.
didn't want to get hit.
Yeah, no, she wouldn't do that.
Nah, I don't. I respect you.
you don't want
in
that-
private life. I'm not gonna. I was gonna come say hi though.
Cause a scene.
Yeah, I don't want to cause a scene. I
Yeah.
didn't know if you would throw down with that boxing.
No, I'm good. But
no,
I'm looking forward to this.
It's gonna be fun.
But I
wish I could promote more, man. And
I don't know what's stopping you.
Getting sued.
You don't
It's
have
in my
to-
contract.
Yeah, but no, they're not stopping you
But
from promoting. Like
the
this
thing
is a
okay,
form
yeah,
of
so then
promotion.
yeah, but then when
just don't make it personal.
Okay, then when I promote, he doesn't respond because he doesn't want to get into like a promoting thing with me. It's like really weird. I don't know. And he's trying to say that he doesn't.
There are many ways that you could promote this fight without making.
I agree, but he doesn't. Like, he's not.
So
it's not.
but
It's
you
like
get
me promoting myself.
But you get pay-per-view
Yeah, I
points
do
this
get-
time. So
yeah.
if anything, you're incentivized to promote.
But he's fucking me because he's not promoting because he knows I'm getting. I don't know. It's fucking weird.
You
dude.
think
These
that's
guys are all weird.
You think that's really happening?
Dude, Logan is up his ass right now. I'm telling you right now that their friendship is on the rocks because of this. I'm telling you, 100% no.
You don't worry about that.
Yeah, I know, but that's why he's trying to like keep it cool and like not
He
like
just wants to get it over
with and not.
He was talking to Nate Diaz.
Yeah, come on, stop, man.
What?
That's actually like me and Nate were supposed to fight in Misfits MMA, and then Nate
Really?
Nate was saying that like it went
That'd
for
be a
like 2
huge
weeks.
fight.
Yeah, it went for like 2 weeks, and then something happened with him. Apparently, he's hard to deal with, and then I guess they tried KSI or whatever. I don't know. He says he's gonna fight all these people. He sucks. Like he's not good.
You could be the one.
Yeah, no, I mean he wants to go like grappler. I mean, but I have some.
Is it true that there's a clause about you doing MMA
Yeah.
moves? That's true.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Jeez Louise. What does that even mean? Like
That's
if
what
you
I'm saying.
go
Like,
for
what
a
happens
guillotine?
if I like trip him by accident?
But if you do that, like
Yeah,
what
I
happens?
lose my purse.
Whole thing.
Yeah, whole thing. But it might be worth putting him to sleep.
No, it's not
Yeah,
worth it.
like,
Are you out of your mind?
I'm gonna. You know I'm a crazy motherfucker, dude.
By the way, that could actually happen in the flow of a boxing match.
That's what I'm saying too. Like,
So
what
how
happens
are-
if like he trips over my foot, and then they're saying that's an MMA move. That's a sweep. Like, what happens if like I step on his
Right,
foot
right.
and he falls over? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how all this shit works. It's like,
I think they're just trying to stop you from doing something crazy like elbowing him or some shit like that.
yeah, he was telling me.
Although he did elbow
He did.
Joe Fournier.
He said
Yeah.
he was gonna elbow me. He was like, I've been training MMA. I know all the submissions I can get out of them. I was like, oh, we'll see. And he was like, what happens if I choke you out? I was like, please try.
Is he training with shoot fighters?
Yeah, he's training. He thinks he's MVP. He's like the shitty
Yeah.
fucking T-Move version of fucking MVP. But you know what's crazy? Mike Perry messaged me and gave me some good advice.
Oh.
Because he fought MVP.
And
he
what
gave
was-
me great. I don't want to give the
Okay.
advice away. But it was actually really nice about it. Mike Perry's actually a really good dude.
He's the man.
Yeah, we're supposed to fight. That was the real one that was supposed to happen. And then he took the Jake fight.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, he took the Jake fight. I was so happy to do that one too, man. So like I have been trying to fight, you know?
Yeah, and what promotion was that
I
for?
was gonna be the first Misfits MMA,
Oh.
and then they were gonna do Eddie Hall. So
Legit?
That was legit, 100% legit. It was my idea.
He's like, how big is he?
He's big. But that's
365?
yeah. They couldn't get anybody to like kind of like.
What
sanction
sport?
MMA.
Jeez.
Yeah, I was like, because you know what? One of my favorite fights is Nogueira and what's his name, Bob Sapp, or
Yeah.
like Mark Kerr fighting those
Yeah,
guys.
yeah,
And I always wanted to
right.
know like what it would be like to like fight someone that big and see if my jiu-jitsu would work. And that's the thing that people always hate on me, like, oh, he doesn't want to fight. Yeah, hell yeah, I'm not scared of losing. Okay, if you could beat me, you could beat me. Like, at this point in my career and all the shit that I wasted my years of fucking being hurt and all the stupid shit that I fucking did in my life that I fucking regret so fucking much, I want to know. So like, why not just go and give me fucking the best guy you have in the UFC? If I lose, I lose. But you're gonna give me. UFC is all about the money. They act like they're not. They're putting these guys on the fucking. It's just I don't know. It's something.
There's a great story. This is serious. There's a great story to be told
Oh yeah.
of your comeback.
But no one knows it. That's the thing.
No, but I'm just saying you can write the story right
Yeah,
now.
of course.
You come back, you fight this fight, you win this fight, and then you'll have another fight 6 weeks later against a legend. By June 1st, 2025, you could be flying high.
And I think UFC. would be
It's
all
right.
over
It's
that.
literally right there for you.
I know.
Like the KSI fight is kind of a gift in the sense that, like, okay, after the Logan fight, people thought maybe
Yeah.
they wouldn't be knocking on your door. Here you are.
I knew that would happen though because they know how much I sell.
I'm telling you, legit, don't squander it.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm training hard. Maybe I'm
worried that
being,
you don't have a corner.
Maybe I'm being, a little bit.
Yeah, that's good. I hope so.
You
But
know,
I'm worried you don't have a corner.
Well,
You
you're
need-
good. You're good at boxing. Would you go?
need me to
mount?
come?
Yeah, I wouldn't
By the
mind.
way, what a scene that would be.
What?
I come out with the spit bucket.
Dude, that'd be awesome. You were
Where
there
the-
last time.
where the outfit-
You
no,
wore
but
the
I was-
Rocky 3 outfit. With
Yeah,
Paul
like
Creed.
that would be pretty sick.
You could be my Paul Creed. You just gotta get a little bit of muscle.
Your hype
man.
man. No, I'm good. I'm good.
Dude, you should do that.
Bro, I'm 42.
You should do that in WWE.
What?
Like a fucking
Like a heel manager.
Yeah. Why don't you do that?
I mean, I have a job. We're struggling here. I
That's what
gotta.
I'm saying. But you do both. You can do both.
No, I'm here every day.
I could do fucking wrestling so easy. By the way.
I know.
And the one
Go to
thing
NXT.
Bad Bunny was doing fucking backflips and shit. Like,
was
so
so good.
fucking Logan can't take too much credit for being so athletic. Like Bad Bunny's like
No,
dude,
Logan,
fucking
you got to
soul
give
boy.
credit where it's due.
I said I do give him credit. Some
He's
moves are
unbelievable. He's outstanding.
It's not that.
What?
It's not that. It's
No,
not
it
that
is
hard.
hard. Come on.
A Bad Bunny could do it.
He's jumping from
The
this
one-
rope to that rope.
That one was crazy when he did
Yeah,
that
the
backflip.
ricochet.
That-
He's
I
doing
get
crazy
That's
shit.
not crazy. Anybody get trouble. You just have to have balls.
Nah,
The
man.
backflip.
You got to know how to
was
fall. And actually, on that one, he hit his head. It bounced on the canvas.
Jiu-jitsu, you never train jiu-jitsu, but they teach you how to fall. All these moves are so I could do a
He
match.
doesn't do
easily.
jiu-jitsu either. Oh,
He
you're
did-
saying
he
you
did
could do it?
No, he did do jiu-jitsu. He doesn't say it, but he did 4 years of jiu-jitsu. But I would do it easy. 100%. I think I'd be great at it. Just to get under people's skin and everything.
Why don't you do it? You could probably get in with AEW.
We tried that. They said the same thing. He's too controversial. Dude, I don't know what the fuck. I'm like, Dad's like I murdered someone. They fucking promoting fucking Tates and all this stuff. Like, I'm not. I know I'm a Tate fan.
TNA maybe.
Nah, that's.
You wouldn't do it?
Isn't that like garbage? I don't know.
No, they're good.
They're
TNA's good. Yeah.
Who's your favorite wrestler right now?
Right now?
Yeah, all time. You say Bret Hart. You're Canadian.
Yeah, Bret Hart right there behind you.
It's terrible.
Well, come on.
Oh, Shawn Michaels guy.
Oh.
Well, back then.
Yeah, you're either one or the other.
No, The Rock.
The Rock right now?
No, back then when I grew up with Stone Cold and The Rock. That's why I am who I am. I grew up on 90s fucking shit talking fucking attitude era, you know? I thought it was real for the most part.
MJF.
Oh, me too.
I like him.
Me too.
Love
Me and him shit talk back and forth on Twitter all the time.
Really?
Yeah, we go back at each other. He's good. He's my favorite. Him on the show is great.
He's amazing.
He's great. But now he has no one to wrestle. Like that Hangman guy.
You watch all that too, huh?
I saw him studio the game. Like, you know, my mic skills aren't, that's one of my least skills, like being on the mic. Except for that one promo I cut with you, actually, when I was really pissed off at Logan and Gordon. That
was a good one. I will give you that.
Sometimes I'm not best on the mic, so, you know.
The Gordon one is one you should go after.
What, in a grappling match? Yeah, 100%. If they paid.
Why'd you do it?
We got in big money, but that had to be a big money one because, like, I'm the only one that went to the thing. Is that a fake fucking screen?
No, this is the window.
Oh, they just fucking realized that that's
what do you mean? Did you see the sun setting?
That's hilarious.
What do you mean? It's a freaking window.
A fucking crow just came by.
Yes.
That's not real.
What do you mean? You just saw the crow come by. What do you think? We have it on loop?
It's hilarious. Where's Connor's picture? That's a great poster, by the way. I always wanted that one.
Which one?
That Soccer Robin one.
Oh, yeah. Connor's here. Where is he? Well, there's a toy of him right over there. Where else?
Dude, who the hell's that?
Oh, we're going to do this again?
No,
this one?
Yeah.
That's Casey O'Neill. She wore a shirt.
You have Casey O'Neill on your fucking thing.
She wore my shirt to a UFC media
Dude,
day.
I fucking wear all your... I support yourself.
I'll make you a deal right now.
Okay.
You beat KSI, you're up there for life. Immortalized.
KSI,
the knockout.
Tony Ferguson.
No, just KSI.
Just KSI, not Tony Ferguson, both of them?
Not only that,
and you
beat KSI, you get to pick the spot.
And how big it is.
Forever. That's the incentive. If that doesn't incentivize you to do the job on the 29th of March, what will?
I'm gonna do the job, dude. I fight. Okay, last time
this is a prediction. This is a guarantee.
Yeah, but no. The annoying thing is, last time I didn't take a back step. Okay, I might not throw the most punches.
It was a bad fight.
No, but I want to fucking throw. Like these guys don't engage. Like I like to be like me.
You were trying to tire him out. You were trying to tire him out.
That was my game plan.
And then he popped you, I think, in the second or third, and then you were like, "Fuck."
Yeah, but what's it called? I hate that they only do 6 rounds. Let's go for 12, 10. Like they don't want to get tired. I'm kind of like a good inside like Mexican fighter. Like I like
Mexican fighter. Come on.
Yeah, I swear.
What are you, Julio Cesar?
If I had the same like my style wise,
Juan Manuel.
Turagotti's not fucking.
No, he's not.
Mexican. But I'll take his.
From Montreal.
Is he?
Originally.
I thought he was
Montreal.
Oh yeah, he was
Jersey City.
Yeah, Jersey City. Yeah. You ever meet him?
No.
I always
went to one of his fights in Montreal, but never met
actually?
him. Yeah, and his son is a legend on Instagram. You see him?
Is he really?
His son, you haven't seen him?
No.
Oh, his son is like 12 years old, and he looks exactly like him, and he's doing like pad work and shit.
No way.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What's it called? No, I was gonna work with someone that he that coached him. I was
Okay,
talking to
you
him
should
about
do that.
Now it's just with the time it's hard, so I'm just working with what I got. But yeah, that'd be cool. I wish I had more time for this fight. Like it was like short notice when they told me it was like almost 7 weeks, 6 weeks. So it was annoying, and I haven't put boxing gloves on since the Logan fight because I was like, I'm going to MMA fully now. Fuck this, I'm making a run. And then, dude, I mean, I guess the money was just too hard to turn down. And think about this, like I see guys in the boxing gym sometimes, and like they're on like fighting for world championships and stuff, and they're teaching the classes for $20. And I'm like, man, I'm so like I'm blessed in a certain sense of I get to go fight. No, I mean not like there's guys that struggle even with careers. You know what I mean? Like there's not a lot of money in these sports, like you said, especially MMA. And I'm very blessed that I get to do all this stuff. And like GFL is paying crazy money, so there's a reason I was
See, take advantage.
Exactly.
We wish you the best.
Appreciate it. This is fun. Was it good?
March 9th. I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
we had highs, we had lows.
We had to give it a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, everything in between. But genuinely, I will say, I know you think I don't feel this way. I do wish you the best.
No,
really.
I know you do. You know me.
I do wish you the best, and I think it's right there for you, man.
I know.
Like these are two. I hope no one is offended by this, but these are two winnable fights.
Yeah, I know.
It's right there for you. There it is. Unfinished business.
Cool poster,
KSI.
Scarface.
I think the promo is actually really good.
Yeah, it was good, right?
The promo.
But they did that for
really
me.
good.
The Scarface thing. Leave me going back.
No, everything's really good. So good luck to you. March 29th.
it.
That's on DAZN pay-per-view, and then that's TBD
That poster
still.
could have.
This one we could.
I think you could make a better.
I think anyone can make it a little bit better.
Well,
These are some of the red flags.
Dude,
but
you know what's so funny?
as
I
long
know
as the
he's gonna
check
get
clears.
We had a poster, and Tony Ferguson, they had, like the way he looked at it, I think he had too much gray hair or something. And they had to switch it last minute or before we posted it.
Yes.
He's probably gonna get mad at that. But I can't wait to fucking shit talk him, man. Imagine getting me
Just
and
focus.
him on the fucking thing. I know. I just like.
We could do a face-to-face with you guys, but focus on this one, man. You got a freaking huge
I
opportunity
know.
with one of the most popular people. He just had a soccer match.
Popular people.
Bro, he had a soccer match at Wembley this past weekend. You see that?
Wembley.
2.5 million people were watching. You should have played in it.
You think
That
I'm
would've-
top 15 most popular in MMA?
in MMA?
Following wise, I am. I'm number one light welterweight following.
Is that true?
Yeah.
More
I
than
mean, like Connor, I guess it's technically a weight.
Right.
So, but in like
just get
active.
it done. Just get it done.
Just say it. I need you to give me some props on something.
I don't know. I don't know what are we doing? By what metric?
Popularity.
Sure. You listen if you want it.
No,
go ahead.
no.
I honestly don't know.
For how
But
long?
you're saying by followers. I don't know who has.
No, okay. Well, like I walk
Does
in the
GSP
street
count?
and fucking.
No, people know who you are, man.
Top maps ball. I think.
I will tell you this. Like I always mention my nephews and stuff like that. Like they all those kids, they all know who you are.
and they like me, or they like all like.
Nah, they're just like you have to fight.
Yeah.
You know.
And then I'm.
They
trying to fight.
didn't like when you had my face on the thing and all that.
Well,
they
that's
didn't like
fine,
that. No, they're like, why is he? I thought you said because it was actually 2 days prior. You did the interview with Nelk Boys, and then they were.
Oh, which
they had
one?
my back. It was before the fight, and they were like, oh, he's Canadian, stuff like that, and they're like, oh, does Dillon like you? I'm like, yeah, we're cool. And then you posted the picture. I was like, oh, okay.
I don't remember which picture. Oh, the one of.
With the.
That was funny.
I didn't care.
That was funny. I thought, and it's obviously photoshopped. Like, come on, we're fucking making.
Bro, you like that hair though.
It was good hair. I saw some pictures of you were younger because I had to look for something to post.
Yeah.
You had the fro.
Anyway, we're going to take a quick break. Here's my conversation from, when was it? Just a few weeks ago with KSI, actually.
Oh, yeah.
And then we'll
guys wanna
we'll
take a
say
nap?
goodbye to Dillon Danis. Let's talk about a man who doesn't have good taste. That's Dillon Danis. Before we get to Dillon specifically, we start with Wayne Bridge, who I have to say, I learned of Wayne Bridge the moment he walked into the ring that day when you called him out, because there was a whole host of characters, and I fancy myself some kind of football aficionado. I was not familiar with his game, and so here he is walking into the ring to face you. What happened here? You start talking about his personal life, and then he backs out. Is that legit? Did that really happen?
Well, I mean, it's public knowledge that it happened, but when I'm on stage, I'm on there to essentially as a character to just, I don't know. I guess I was just trying to like build, create pay-per-view, create drama, create action. I wanted him to hate me. I wanted him to instantly be like, oh, wait, what? This guy, what is he doing? Fuck this guy. I'm out. Or like, I want to knock him out. Da, 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 da. I didn't expect him to actually like pull out completely.
And is that the reason?
So I was literally just trying to rile him up because, I've had all types of things said to me, all types of things done to me, and I just know at the end of the day, like, I've met him before and I was pretty civil. There was literally a YouTube video where I met him and we were chill. There was, no anger, no hate towards each other. It was all blessed. But then obviously when I'm fighting you, I'm going to do everything I can to get under your skin, and I'm going to literally make this an event. I'm going to make this as big as possible. And, if there are buttons that I can press to get you wild up or riled up, I'm going to press them.
Did he have a signed contract though?
I'm pretty sure, Mans will know this, but I'm pretty sure we did sign a contract and everything, and everything was set, ready to go. And I was ready to fight. He was ready to fight, and I guess I know he wasn't prepared for the shit talk.
Okay, so now you move on, and you have to find a new opponent. You wanted to stay on that date, March 29th. How do we end up with Dillon Danis? What were the steps?
We've reached out to so many other fighters. I've done a YouTube video on this, but I reached out to, my team reached out to Nate Diaz because, we wanted to show the world that, okay, Jake beat Nate Diaz in the way that he beat him. Let me show what I can do. Similar to what I did with Tommy Fury. Tommy Fury obliterated Jake. Like, everyone who watches that fight goes, yeah, Jake Paul got his ass handed to him and he lost. Whereas with the fight with me and Tommy, everyone's there like, KSI should have won that. Tommy Fury shouldn't have won, Like, I showed the levels. I showed that I was better than Jake. And we wanted to do it again with the Nate Diaz fight. I wanted to fully knock him out. And then, he said no. So we went to Masvidal. He couldn't do it because of his UFC contract. Went to Donald Cerrone. He said no. Went to Tony Ferguson. He said no. So, we're scrambling. Like, all right, what are we going to do? Like, we need to try and find an opponent. We've got a date, March 29th, set. So we need to find someone. And then eventually, Mans comes through to me like, we got Dillon Danis. And I'm like, great. Well, I was like, you sure we don't have any more options? And he was like, no, man, we're literally on the bare bones here. So I was like, you know what? Screw it. Let's just go. Let's just have fun. You know what? I finally get my hands on him. Logan did his thing, but I want to fully knock him out. I want to show the world that, yes, if he's going to double guard like that, he's going to get absolutely obliterated because I'm a guy that looks to kill. I'm a guy that looks to, hunts. I look for blood. I want to destroy you. I'm not going to just let you survive. So, yeah, I tried to do it against Tommy Fury. Butter was just too heavy. Butter was just too heavy, man. That day was the day I realized that weight makes such a difference.
One that I wanted to ask about was the Nate Diaz nugget that you just dropped there. How close was that?
I mean, I don't know how much I can say, but Mans was trying, and they just weren't responsive. Yeah.
Is that one that you can explore in the future or dead?
I'm so down. I'm so down. I would love to do that. I think that would be a great fight. Fantastic fight. And a weight that he's comfortable at as well. I'm not going to make him go 200 pounds, etc., like Jake did. No, I'll fight him at his best.
All right. So you go with Dillon. I was looking through old clips and whatnot. I stumbled upon, I think this was our first chat. Look at the title of our first chat a couple of years ago. This is from my old YouTube channel, the MMA Fighting One. KSI, Dillon Danis won't compete for Misfits Boxing again. That was the title. Since then, he obviously fought Logan, and now he's fighting you. And we all know that you were supposed to fight some years ago. Are you concerned that this won't come to fruition and you'll be left opponentless, last week of March?
He needs this fight. He's getting sued by Logan Paul. He needs to fight. He's running low on money. Logan Paul is going to rinse him out. He needs the money to defend himself.
Okay, so no concerns whatsoever?
No concerns.
Okay. What about just the fact that you're doing business with him? You don't like this guy. It's personal.
I hate it. But what options do I have? What options do I have? People say no to me. You know why people say no to me? And again, I mentioned this in my YouTube video. It's because I don't portray myself as a pro boxer that wants to be a world champion. I'm not that. I'm just a guy that has fun boxing. It's a part-time thing for me. I've got music. I've got Prime. I've got Sidemen. I've got my own.
It's always a good time when Dillon Danis stops by, and then got to meet some of his crew back there. Breaking news, Frank.
You're not going to believe me. This thing has just stopped working.
Wow. Well, anyway, my son is playing at MetLife Stadium in a soccer game at 5:30, and I was planning on leaving here at like 4:15, but he kept talking and talking and talking. Do we have any super chats before I go?
We certainly do, and let's get to them.
Can we run through them?
Yeah. Just give me one moment to pull them up here.
Let's
All right.
go. Do you want me to go? Okay.
So Jonah Friedman says, for the PFL bracket reveal show, fun AI song.
Oh, yeah. You know what? They're doing a bracket reveal like on the 10th. Oh, is it today? 10th or 11th? It might be today. I actually think this is a good idea. They're finally going to reveal the bracket. Let me just fix this because I screwed this up. Yeah, there it is. Oh, hi.
Just glad to see it's back.
Yeah. They finally revealed the brackets, or they're going to reveal the brackets, but they said how they're going to reveal them. They're going to do a show with Dan Hardy and Sean O'Connell. Not bad. But yeah, music, I don't think is happening.
All right, but Love Quinn.
What else? Oh, sorry.
Just here as a reminder that Big Onk owns you all. Hashtag and new. Hashtag trauma free.
Okay, shout
out to Love Quinn. He's the one that sent us the $50 super chat on the watch party to let us know that Big Onk owns us all. So, shout out to Love Quinn.
I appreciate it. How much was that one, by the way?
20.
Hey.
70 bones. And I
USD?
Yeah, USD. I've fully accepted. Big Onk owns us all.
I imagine it's like in Dumb and Dumber when they're laying in the bed just using all the dollar bills to like dry their eyes and they're blowing their nose. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yes, of course. What's that song that is playing?
That I couldn't tell you.
No. And I remember, na, 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 na.
We're going to get demonetized now.
No, sorry,
Good job. Sleeto writes in, Dear Frank, Volk also picked King Green to win. He went 0-5 on picks as well, so no need to feel too bad about your terrible, awful Parley Pals pick.
Damn.
Smiley face emoji.
All right.
I have no comment.
No commentary, yeah.
Sleeto actually jumps back in with a JK, by the way, love you, Frank.
Thanks for the $1.99.
Yeah.
What else? Oh. Is there breaking news?
According to Dillon Danis, currently with 2 lies on the lie counter, Ariel Helwani has hands. Frank hit it.
Wow. Is he implying that that's a lie?
Yeah, that's exactly. Well, yeah.
Thank you for the $4.99. What else?
Dave Sandine writes, behind the scenes, Danis is a great guy. Fight me.
I don't see a number attached to that one. Why
it's
did
because
he get...
he's a member for 4 months. You get like a...
You get a free one?
I love it. We've been doing this for like 6 months, and you're just now seeing that.
Yeah.
That's fun. Okay, but
What
thank you
else?
for your contribution
Yes.
to membership. Alex H. writes, Onk turned one of the best strikers into a runner. I love that's in all caps.
By the way, he wasn't running. Relax with this. Like, this isn't Caleb Starnes against Nate Quarry, okay? Chill out. He just for whatever, the question that we will ponder between now and whenever they fight, if they fight again, is, was it because of what Onk did or was it because of what Pereira didn't do? And on the night, he deserved to win. Them's the breaks. What else?
Now, to send us home, Jake from Windy City writes, Ariel, our mutual friend, fellow MMA reporter, John Pollock, is great at audio and video production. Wondering if you edit video or audio yourself. Please tell us, Ariel.
Absolutely. Who do you think does all the... No, I do none of that. When I was at Syracuse University, I used to do linear editing.
That's insane.
Yeah.
The wheels, the 2 little wheels, and you had to spin them. And they were on beta tapes, right?
Oh, it was awful. It was awful. And I think that experience made me feel like, you know what? I don't want to do this. I worked on UFC Primetime. I worked at HBO in the documentary department, and I got to sit in the edit rooms, and I didn't enjoy that process very much. I have the utmost respect for those who are able to do it, and especially now with the youngsters. I mean, the people that we have on our team, like Spencer, is unbelievable. We've got Patrick cutting things. We've got, GC, the meme king himself. It's just, it's a plethora. It's an embarrassment.
Kind of edits itself.
It's an embarrassment of talent on the video side. Now, when we talk about the audio side, we have a great engineer in Frank Lenz. We've got young Oscar helping out on the crack as well. I've worked with brilliant minds like TST in the past. Everyone has their role. Everyone knows their role. Everyone does it quite well. And far be it for me to infringe on their territory.
I do have a quick question, though. So the linear editing, did they do that to give you an example of how it used to be done so then you could appreciate nonlinear editing?
Yeah.
Or because the way that you imply it is like you went to school so long ago that we didn't have NLEs.
Digital, it was just starting. Premiere and all that was just starting, and I remember them saying it's going to come. I graduated in 2004. I remember them saying it's going to come, but it wasn't quite there, and the school didn't offer it. Newhouse, which is the top, was one of the top sports journalism and broadcasting schools and journalism schools in the country, didn't quite have it.
And when you would buy Premiere, it would come on a diskette. You'd stick it in the floppy drive. That's funny.
Yeah, I didn't even get to that point.
Wow.
What else?
That's it,
that
man.
was it. Yeah.
That's it.
Hey, tomorrow on the program we have 2 in-studio guests. How fun is that? The great Lou DiBella, who has been in the boxing game dating back to his time as an executive at HBO Sports, and then now, of course, as a promoter. He is very opinionated when it comes to boxing. I thought it would be a great time to pick his brain on all things TKO boxing and the state of the game. He will join us in studio, and wrestling royalty will join us in studio as well. Third-generation superstar Natalia Neidhart, the daughter of the late, great Jim the Anvil Neidhart, who is one of the nicest human beings on the planet. She is salt of the earth. She will join us in studio as well to talk many different things. So looking forward to that. We may have one other guest as well. We have a packed show coming your way on Wednesday. But for now, my friends, it is time to go. Yeah. You know, I thought that on the whole, it was a pretty pleasant conversation with Dillon.
It was great.
There were a couple times where...
I thought it was great, man.
As soon as you asked him why he wasn't bringing the heat, he started bringing the heat.
Some mental sparring, huh?
It's just like... It's the same old hits, you know? It's the same old hits. But I think he feels like he has to be that guy. Which is not, you know... I don't know. Maybe it is necessary. I don't think it's necessary. But mental sparring and mental gymnastics, as they say.
Beats KSI. Beats Tony Ferguson.
Becomes immortalized on the wall. Are you going to regret saying it?
It's on the wall. Signs a UFC contract.
Listen, it's actually not that far-fetched.
I know.
Unless
he's
he's like...
things that if they happen...
No, but I know. But like, unless he really isn't training and will just show up and kind of put on the same performance that he just had against Logan or had a year and a half ago, he could beat these guys.
The speech you gave him, I think, is going to inspire.
You think so?
He's going to...
I felt something in his eyes.
On the gym wall. Quote on the wall.
I felt something in his eyes.
He felt you caring about him.
Yeah.
He's like, look, this guy cares about me. I think he can get it done.
I'm not rooting for anyone. No dog in the race. But it's not like he's biting off more than he could chew. Like, you know when he says, like, I could beat John Jones or I could beat Islam. Like, you're biting off more than you could chew. These are winnable fights. Does he win? Remains to be seen. But they're maybe not 50-50s, 60-40s, 55-45s.
It's also not interesting unless he can win.
Yeah.
It's only interesting if he can win.
What a day. Thanks to you. Thanks to all our guests. Thanks to them. Back on Tuesday. Same time. Peace. I'm out of here.